welcome everybody to the fourth classic race watch along here tonight on DannyBTalks with Danny B, and of course joined by my lovely wife Claudia. She's just bringing in the popcorn for us. We are set to go.
We are ready to go.
It's going to be about 3 hours or less on this one tonight. We are strapped in for the 2008 Crown Royal 400 at Richmond. I know what happens. Claudia doesn't. No spoilers in the chat, please. And we are excited to have you all here. Welcome to tonight's race watch along. Hey everybody!
Hey.
Welcome back for number 4 of the classic race watch-alongs. Claudia, you don't know anything that happens to this, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Hopefully I can get through the whole race and not guess who it is.
2008 is the year. We're at Richmond Raceway, which is appropriate because that's where NASCAR is going this weekend. And Fox is the ones presenting this race. It is on the NASCAR YouTube channel, so if you want to follow along without our audio, feel free to do that, or you can just watch the whole thing with us. So it's up to you, but let's head on over to computer view real quick. Oh, there we see a lovely trio right there with Mike Joy, Larry McReynolds, and Darrell Waltrip, back when Darrell still took time to dye his hair. But here we go. Let's hit play.
Tonight, it is Short Track Saturday night. I can't believe it's been a year since we've done a short track race on Fox in the nighttime. That's the right time. This is going to be fun.
Oh, I like that Neil Diamond song. Thank the
So
Lord.
how is everyone doing tonight? I'm going to scoot this over where me and Claudia can both see y'all. We got 40 people watching us right now. Be sure to lick the like button. And by the way, the NASCAR Weekly podcast will be on my channel tomorrow night. As far as I know, we don't have any guests lined up that I know of, but it'll be myself, Eric, and the Iceberg there, and then we'll have that lineup. We'll talk about what happened at Darlington. We'll talk about Auto Club Speedway. All of a sudden, it's becoming a short track now.
Yeah.
Kind of a hybrid between Martinsville and Bristol.
Yeah, when I was seeing the diagram, it looked like that looks like another Martinsville, but Dale said with banking in Bristol.
Yeah.
So that'll be wild.
I don't know if it'll quite be like 30 degrees of banking, but it's going to be some high
Last night's
banking.
finish was a great one. Tonight, we expect no less. Let's have a look at the starting lineup for tonight's
This
race.
is a short track
led
here,
by the
Richmond, but
hometown hero,
definitely not that
Denny
much banking
Hamlin.
in it.
He won
Yeah.
last
So
night.
it
He
drives
won the
different in
pole
most
for
short
this
tracks.
race. He had a great charity race night
This
on
is a track
Thursday.
I'd like to go to one day.
And
Well, I'd like to go to all of
expectations for
them,
Hamlin this evening.
But this one seems doable. It's not really that far.
Darrell, how
No,
about the driver who
for us, we
qualified
live near
fourth? What a
Nashville,
great
so I
surprise
think
there with
from here
Patrick
it's like
Carpentier.
Yeah, let's see if we can get
9-10
Pat on the
hours.
phone
I mean,
here.
you could
Hey,
drive,
Pat,
but it'd be a
Carpentier, this is Darrell
long
Waltrip
drive.
up in the
So
booth. You got a copy,
we'll
buddy?
probably need to fly when we.
Hey, man, best
to cross this
qualifying
one off our
effort yet,
list.
and you're right up there amongst the hot dogs. What
Kind
are
of
you
just
going to do
watch all
tonight?
these numbers and drivers associated to him, like there's Jeff Gordon, Clint Boyer in the 07.
I guess the best thing you can do is knock those fenders off and make you a
In
little
fact,
more comfortable.
you know
wouldn't it?
why he was in that number 07 when he was racing and they had different font?
Was it with that whiskey?
Yeah. So even when they had DirecTV on the car, I think that in this race he's got like BB&T on the car.
Buddy, I hope you
They
can
still
stay
have
out
like
there all
that
night.
Jack
Great
Daniels font for
qualifying
it.
run. Good
But
luck.
it's funny
You,
because in the
you really are
NASCAR
doing a
video
great
game,
job.
they obviously couldn't have Jack Daniels on the car, so they put him in the 07 DirecTV car, but they gave him font that looked like the traditional Richard Curtis racing font, even though it didn't look like that on the actual car. And the reason is because at 07, that's iconic to the Jack Daniels brand, so that was the reason for
400
that.
laps, Larry. What
Yeah,
are
I
the keys to
think
tonight's
in,
race?
Well, there's a lot of keys, but one, you know
Agent
what, we
Forge,
hear
they
about
have that
Arrow. It's
car,
not about Arrow here.
like,
It's
on the
all
Quaker
about
stick and
handling
lube.
for 400 laps, especially
awning.
on these long sweeping
So that's
corners,
what it
picking that
reminds me of.
throttle up and
Yeah.
down, able to stay in it on the straightaways. Watching the Nationwide
Kyle
Series
Sanders
race
in the
last
chat
night, you
at
better get
DannyBTalks. If
fresh
we do a
tires.
Bristol
Every
watch along,
chance you get
can we
to
do
come
the
to pit road and get
2010
four of those
night
Goodyear
race?
tires.
I'm not
You know
going to do
what?
that one. I've
It's a
already
short
decided the
track.
one we're doing for
Check
Bristol
your
week
emotions. You
is
know,
actually
DW told me yesterday,
a
you might
nationwide
treat it like
series
a
race. We're
short
going to do
track,
the
but you better
2009
respect it
Scott's
like a
Turf Builder
speedway.
300 because that was the first race that
You
I
said you
ever
wanted to go
watched in
fast. You
person.
go fast here.
So we're we're going to do that one, actually.
One to go at the line. Another sellout at Richmond International Raceway.
Wow, that's
16
another
straight
sellout at
years.
Richmond.
Like,
on the front stretch and on the back stretch.
Here to see short track
even that,
Saturday
like, third tier way up
It's a
there.
3/4 mile racetrack.
Yep.
40 on pit road. And
Which
the
that
pit
might
window,
be a pretty
90
good
to 100
view.
laps.
For Sunoco Race
It's always
Field and
funny
to the
talking
rear,
to my family
Rick Berman was
members and
talking
telling
about
them
it. Jeff
at
Gordon,
NASCAR
this was
races
an
you don't want to
impound
sit
race. They couldn't
close.
work with
Yeah.
these cars
They're
out
like,
for qualifying.
what?
When he went
It's
to
more
park it in the
expensive to
garage
sit
area,
up
he
high?
wouldn't think. They had to change the
Especially at
starter
Talladega.
to the
We
rear
bought our
of the
tickets for
field. And he's
Talladega
gotta be
a
careful,
couple
Mike.
weeks
He
back.
can go a lap down
And
very easily
we bought them up
early
in the
in this
tower,
run.
but it's like the cheapest tower tickets we can get.
I'm excited for that race because we've been to Talladega twice, and when we were in college, we said coming out of turn 4.
They talk about a little short track.
They had
Thunder
a
Road
Chase
being
Elliott
the
kind of
nation's
promotion
site
for
of
college
excitement.
students. All the college student tickets
The
were like
nation's site of
$24.
excitement is right
So that was our
here.
first
It
race
really
that
is,
was
and,
not
we
our
got O'Digger.
home track. You know,
He's
Bristol's
buried
our
down there. He's
the
waiting to
closest
see
one
who's
at the
gonna run
time.
over him first. He'll get plenty
So
of
we
backs.
went down
He'll be
there,
taking
and
names
I think it was an
tonight.
okay view. And then we went 2018 fall race. And
They
sat
start with their
little past start
tempers
finish line.
and
That was pretty good
intact.
seats, but
Last
I'm
night,
really
the
interested to see what the
nationwide
view
race
is like
battle
up
for
top.
third
That'll be
Changed
interesting
hands
for
twice in the
Talladega
last
week,
lap.
trying to figure out what
Nobody's
Talladega
tempers
race
stayed
to
intact.
watch
Nobody's
for
bumpers
that
did
week,
either.
for what classic watch
And
along.
Saturday night.
All right, here we go.
Reach up there, pull those belts tight.
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
We did this at the same time.
Hey, Stephen Gibson, appreciate the $2. My thoughts on the Auto Club. Yeah, popcorn in my mouth. My thoughts on the Auto Club news. I am pretty excited for that. I love short track racing, and I think this will be a great move. It's kind of weird though. It's like Alex Bowman wins at one track. Time to change it.
Well, we see the sparks already flying. That means this
Yeah,
track
I'd love
has
to
a
go
lot of
there
grip. They're faster
when
than they've
once
been
it
all
leaves the
weekend long.
Oh, yeah.
In your
Like,
real
a thing on my bucket
Right.
list is to hit the whole West Coast swing, which,
in the
I mean,
teens and the left.
now it gives us time to save up some money and just go on one big vacation.
By the way, sorry for slipping. I don't have COVID. I have cat allergies, and they've been especially stronger this week. And I think some stuff is blooming for the fall too.
And let me define that tire pressure buildup. Yeah. See all the Gillette Evernham cars there who had a great qualifying run. We talked to Patrick Compartier in the 10. You see Elliott Sadler in the 19 and Casey Kane in the 9. All right there.
Gee, who's the two that's up front right now? Does that look familiar?
Kane looking out at Elliott Sadler to his
I'll
right.
have to wait till the next
Right
Oh,
second.
sorry.
Montoya.
Who is
Kane
it?
got his first ever Cup win here from the pole.
It's Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex Jr.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was an exciting race for Casey. Remember, he held off Tony Stewart.
Back then,
in
that was a little bit
Hero
more
to get that
surprising
win,
to him up
led
there.
over
So,
half the race.
like, they'd only been around for a couple of years at that point. I like Casey Kane's
See how
Stanley
much
Tools
brake
car right
use
there.
getting off into these
The Lord's
corners.
like a flame or something.
Yeah.
Pablo Montoya, we're looking at him in the 42 car, got together with Patrick Compartier off the
Bunch of Dodges running all close together there. Whoa, gonna door him.
Just
Got
a little
close.
rub.
It's easy to call it casual when you're standing
now it's
up
Mark
here.
Martin's up to second place.
Hey,
8 car.
You ought to be riding in that 10 car.
Here's another look at it on the right.
Just coming off turn 4. Montoya's car just went up the racetrack just a little bit though. No harm, no foul.
Well, I'd be concerned about that left rear tire on Pat's
Wait,
car
no.
because I'll tell you that
Martin Truex
splitter
Jr. was in
gets in
second,
there.
not
You
Mark
can work
Martin.
on that left rear
It's
tire.
funny, it just showed
Yes,
Mark
you
Martin was
can.
in second a few seconds ago.
Wow. Yeah, no, I saw that when it.
Whoa!
Tell you what, that we see that 48 car out there, a little bump and run, knocked
It's
him
only
out of
lap
the way.
7,
But that
guys.
48 car,
Chill
I
out.
watched him
Yeah.
yesterday, Jimmy Johnson.
No
I
stages,
think
though,
that's
so
the
we're
car
supposed to
you
go,
have
go,
to
go,
beat.
go,
Like
go,
Jeff
go, go.
Evans said, he's always right when it's nighttime.
It's funny when we watch
I
these
don't know if Patrick
race
knows it or not, but he's going to
watch
lose his
longs, you know,
fingers.
go back. I
can't
forget that
wait.
there's a
He's giving
stage.
good advice.
Yeah.
He's all over the place.
I'm like, oh, there's a green flag.
Tell him about that car.
Now Carpentier gets down to the inside. In front of
And we won't ever have
Yeah,
a
that's fine.
classic
He
race
gets
watch
down on
along
the bottom.
for
That's
as
what
many
he was
stages
trying
because
to
you
do,
started
but
watching
nobody would let him.
2016, so
Kinda reminds
you've
me
been
the
watching
first
some
time that
stages
one
again.
Pablo
Yeah, but
Montoya
honestly, you could probably
ran a
wait
short
till it
track. They
started.
kept telling
It
him,
started
"Take
with
care of the car." He said,
2017,
"How do you
right?
take care of it?"
I mean, you could honestly pull up something from 2017, and I probably won't remember.
Stewart.
I was still trying to figure out what, especially like earlier in the season, I probably forget.
Who won
This is for 13th place.
2017 Coke 600?
Now, one thing we want to keep an eye on, and we don't want to
You
harp
should
on
know
it all
this
night
one.
long, but brakes here it can have a problem with
2017?
brakes if you
Why
overuse
should I
them.
know
Carpentier holding his own with Stewart.
The reason I mention that is
Does
I
he
see
hear? I
these
don't
guys
know.
really pounding these things
Like-
in the
Someone's supposed to
corner,
win.
using a lot of brake.
Steve Burns.
that? Tell me.
Well, Mike, I
It was Austin Dillon's first win.
Oh, okay. That was a stretch. See, you could have played that and I would have forgotten. Probably if I saw the paint scheme, I probably would have.
We may not be good early, but we've made some changes to this race car that will help us later on. We've just been looking for a little bit more grip for Tony.
Well, and as I mentioned, this was an impound race. They got 1 2-hour practice in the middle of the day
so the person
yesterday
who
when the
says
track didn't
Claudia
have a
doesn't
lot
need
of
to
grip.
be
It's
in
cooled
these,
down now and has
you're
a
not
ton of
commenting
grip,
no more.
so you had to kind of
nice.
figure that into what you put into the
I
car
love
to go
having her here.
qualify.
And good teams and good drivers, they can anticipate. That's a word that I love in racing. The crew chief, the shop guy, the driver, they all anticipate, what's my car going to do at 20, 30, 40, 70 laps into a run.
A lot of action right there. Michael Waltrip's 55 was racing with point leader Jeff Burton, the 31, and Paul Menard and Clint Boyer, and Michael got up and into the
There's
wall a little
Mikey.
bit.
Yeah, I think he got a little smoke coming off that right side now. Let's see how hard he gets into it. Oh, yo. Yeah, he
Rode the
tried to
wall a little
climb
bit
up
there.
the wall. Maybe went up the hill. He wasn't trying to fetch a pail of water either.
Denny Hamlin is trying to check out from this field, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. Martin Truex in the 1, slipped into 2nd right in front of his teammate Mark Martin. Then it's Reed Sorensen. Kyle Busch has worked his way up to 5th.
Now we
Okay, I
documented
think we were
as
talking
we
about this
took the
last
green
time,
flag.
like, see how
Jeff
Denny
Gordon
Hamlin's
had
car
to
is,
start
like,
this
got
race
more
at the
of a-
rear of the field.
like that
And
FedEx
I've been
orange
watching
to
him.
it.
He's in a box
So, like,
back there. Right now he's
that's
only moved
because
up
he's
3
like with,
positions. He's moved up to
FedEx
40th.
Express
But
for
the
this
big
one.
problem
So if he was
is the
something else, it'd
leader
be a different
is
color.
only about 6 to 8 seconds behind him. That's the problem on a short track.
Even on a good day, Larry, that 24 car
like that Jeff
struggles
Gordon
in
car
traffic.
from
I mean,
earlier.
we've seen it time and time again. And
I see
he's
Kyle
in
Petty.
very heavy traffic.
Jeff Gordon is going to need
45 right
frequent
there.
caution flags to keep in touch with the lead pack, because here they come. 15 laps complete. Denny Hamlin from Chesterfield, Virginia, has led them all. You're watching
Reed
NASCAR
Sorensen
on
in 4th
Fox.
place. That's interesting.
Wow.
I got a special delivery today. I'm up in front, and that's where I'm
All right, go to
staying.
commercial. What y'all doing in here? Danny and Claudia equals Kevin and Delana of
21 laps
YouTube.
complete, only
Okay.
one change in the top
Appreciate
5
it.
as you
Yeah.
look to the west, and a beautiful sunset from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear for track tested
Someone said, I remember,
technology. Get there on Goodyear Innovation.
Jeff
Casey Kane
sucking
has moved
eggs
past Kyle
in
Busch
this
and
race. And
into
so
the
far, it
fifth
looked like he was
position.
off to
Ooh,
that.
Red
Like,
Scott
2008
Knight,
was
did
a
you
rough
see
year for
Yeah.
Jeff Gordon in
Racer's
general.
delight.
That's it.
Casey Kane in a 9 car, as you mentioned, he just took over that 5th position.
Reed Sorensen going from
And
Ganassi
here's
to
Carl
Premium.
Edwards racing for 15th against Patrick Carpentier.
And again, as
Looks like we got
documented in the
67
pre-race show, we've
people
been talking about
joining
a
us
lot
here
of
tonight.
the
Please be
free
sure to
agents
lick
that
the
we
like
had this
button.
year,
Helps us
as
out,
the
get some
season
more,
comes to an end. Carl
gets
Edwards,
YouTube
one
to
of
know
those,
people are
but
enjoying
he
this.
just
It'll recommend it
re-signed
for
a
more people
3-year
to come watch
contract
us.
extension with Roush Fenway.
Just had a feeling that Carl would do that. You know, he likes Jack. He
My
likes
guy,
being there.
Dale
He
Earnhardt
loves
Jr.
Bob Osborne. It's a perfect place for him to be, really.
And when you're the
National
number one
Guard
rooster
car
in the
tonight.
hen house,
That doesn't hurt anything either.
Is this the
good
one
place
you
to
had
be.
in Dicus?
You notice a change in our Fox
No,
ticker
I have
across
the
the top of
MPV.
the screen
Yeah,
tonight.
okay.
We have transitioned
I like the National
after
Guard
some
one, though.
experimentation to using the GPS transponders in the cars to give you real-time scoring, position, and intervals. So you'll see a lot of changes just like that as Brian Vickers passes Sam Hornish for 34th. The scoring is real-time, but we stress it is unofficial.
Another thing that happened while we were away, Mark Martin got by his teammate Martin Truex Jr. That let Mark in that 8 car take over the 2nd position. Right now, about 2 seconds behind Denny
Shug's
Hamlin.
trying to join
Now, a
us.
lot like yesterday's practice, that 8 car looks pretty good on the long run.
Larry Mack, the key for
Martin
Mark
been on the
Martin, he
podcast
told me to
before.
keep that car on the bottom. Next
talked
time he
a
rolls
lot
past
about
our digger
when he was in
can
that
take a
great
look.
car
If he's
with
down on that
Memphis.
line, that's where he says his car is
I thought
the
it was kind of
strongest.
like
He just
not a
needs to
good
roll
run
a
for him.
little bit to
Actually,
the center
now I'm
of the
seeing
corner.
this,
But
he
so
did better than I
far,
really
it showed
remember.
in the
When did
stopwatch.
DI
That
shut
8 car
down?
looked strong early on.
Thanks, Matt. Reed Sorensen in the 41, the target
guess
car, started 4th and has run there since the
independently
green
on
flag.
their own
He's under pressure
after
now from
this
Casey.
year,
Got a little
2008.
company from another race
But
car that's trying to work the
they partnered
outside
up
here. That
with Chip
outside
Ganassi
line
for
is really, really
2009
coming in
and
a hurry.
held a partnership together until like
Watch Watch how high he goes here around
13 or
to get around the
2014-ish.
41.
Oh, wow, I didn't
Casey
realize
Kane in the
that.
Bud car just gets around on the outside, and away he goes.
Yeah, because once
right now we have two
Teresa Earnhardt got out of the deal,
cars up in the top 8. We
they
have
had
Reed
to
Sorensen in the 41,
redo
Juan
Jamie
Pablo
McMurray's number
Montoya in the
font
42 that right now
because
is
it was like they were
battling
using the
Elliott
DI
Sadler for
number one
9th.
font.
I know it's early in the
And Teresa's
race.
like, "Nuh-uh,
but
you ain't
remember,
doing that."
before Talladega, after Phoenix, Chip Ganassi, Felix Sabates, they looked at their 41 and their 42 car. They felt like that maybe they didn't have the chemistry like they needed. They swapped the crew chiefs.
We got
Montoya
Michael
gets
Roots
second
in the
at,
chat.
Talladega last week, and look where these cars are running here.
What?
He said, "I remember this. Jimmy sucked
That's right, Mike. Right now, Juan, not
butt
saying a lot
this
about his car.
race."
He was a little bit tight early on, but his crew chief,
Maybe-
no crew chief, remember,
Maybe it's good.
Jimmy
Maybe it's not good to be watching this one.
Last
That's
week in Talladega
we're in
said
Jimmy's
one
retirement year,
good lap
and he didn't do good in this one.
I like what they did. I believe the personalities of Jimmy Elledge and Juan will work good, and I believe Donnie Wingo and Sorensen will work good. I really like what they did.
As much as we
13.
say about this being
Yeah, there you go.
increasingly a technology-driven business, chemistry
using 15.
between people
Terrible.
is still so
terrible.
important, thank goodness.
In the pressure to perform,
Still
there's
waiting
no
on Jeff.
growing time. It's
Who's the
either
other
there
Mr.
or you
Casey
have to make a
Mears.
change. And we're seeing our
There's
leader now,
Casey
Denny
Mears
Hamlin.
in
20th.
After
Wow, Jeff,
32
you're the
laps,
worst
he's
of them
already
all.
in traffic. Now he has lapped Robbie Gordon, Joe
Still
Nemechek,
hadn't
working on
seen
J.J.
him. Still
Yaley in that
hadn't seen
96
him.
car.
Wow.
There's the Bethel.
You know what would make Denny Hamlin really, really happy, besides winning tonight,
Wow,
is
Michael
really
Waltrip's
win
been better
big.
than Jeff Gordon.
And he's
David
trying
Gilliland
to do it.
has
I
been
mean,
better
I
than
think he
Gordon.
would like to lap the
Michael
field if he
McDowell.
could.
He won big last night
Reagan Smith.
on the final caution.
On the
Leaders
line.
Kevin Harvick and Carl
Where
Edwards
is
did
he?
not
Get
Scott
him.
Riggs,
Hamlin
Brian
did and
Vickers,
stormed past the two of them to win it.
Johnny
In the
Sauter.
Are you sure we didn't miss
Mike,
him?
and we've
Oh,
talked to
my
Denny a
gosh.
lot.
Jeff Gordon running in
4 or 5 years
37th
ago,
place, folks.
he and his
Doing better
family
than
had
Bobby
seats in the
Labonte,
grandstands
Sam
over
Horace
in
Jr.,
turn 4.
Kyle
He was a
Petty,
huge Bill Elliott
J.J.
fan.
Yaley,
Everything he
Joe
drove, he wanted to
Nemechek,
put Bill Elliott's number
Robbie
on it.
Gordon.
And here he is leading this race,
Wow.
set on the pole, and won the nationwide race
Meanwhile,
here last
looks like
night.
2020,
5
Denny
years ago,
Hamlin's
they had
up front.
inexpensive bleacher seats. Last night,
You better
he
not
bought
win.
a suite
I'll
for
be
his
mad
folks
if
to
we
watch
watch
him
this
win.
again.
My, isn't it a beautiful world?
So she got mad at me because she wanted to rewatch the Darlington race in its full entirety because she worked on
presents the
Sunday.
Dan
Sunday
Lowry
night.
400.
I told her, well, it's an interesting race, which it was.
You said it was a good race.
Have the race
And
named
on
I
after
thought it was a
him.
good race.
But
On
right
Twitter,
now,
he said
the
the
man whose
Xfinity
name
race
may
was
be
a good race,
getting
and a lot of people
ready
said no, it was
to be
terrible.
engraved on the
And I
winner's
thought it was a good
trophy
race,
is
so I'm
Denny
thinking,
Hamlin.
oh,
He's
it's going to be
about to
some
come
interesting
up and
finish.
lap Jeff
And Kevin
Gordon. That's
Harvick
one of
wins.
the
I'm like, why did I
hazards
watch
of
all of
starting
that
in
to
the
watch
back.
Kevin Harvick win
We have
again?
two different sound bites
Wait, no
edited together of
spoilers.
Gordon talking about the handling of his car.
Well, if you hadn't found out who won already by now, you're very lucky again.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like 2 days ago.
At DannyBTalks, ask Claudia on who would win the championship
And what
this
I
year.
hear in a driver's voice, he's a man
Are you
that's
asking
out of breath.
like 2008
Which tells me when you're
or
uncomfortable in
2020?
your race car and
Oh,
you're
yeah,
just kind of
that's,
hanging on to it, you really do just kind of get short-winded
I was about to
almost,
answer for
because you're
2020, but-
tense, very tense.
And the reason he's tense is look at that FedEx in his rearview mirror he's looking at. But I think, Daryl, you got to fix first
Oh, yeah,
things
Jeff
first.
Gordon's about to
Get
get
that
lapped,
thing
so
to
just point it
turn through
out.
the middle. There's his crew chief, Steve Letarte. And
Okay.
you may actually calm that
2020.
looseness down off the corner if you make it turn better.
He's tense, and that guy behind
I
him
have a
is
feeling it's
11th,
going to
and
be
he's
like a
coming after
2018
him.
year. It's not going to be Kevin Harvick and
Has
Denny.
not been happy with his car all
That's
weekend.
my
Did
hope,
not practice
wishful
well,
thinking.
qualified
I'm
poorly.
hoping somebody like
talked to Steve
a
Letarte
Chase
today,
Elliott.
and my timing was terrible. I was sitting there
sneaks
talking
in.
to him about his car, and he said, "This
Okay,
new
yeah.
generation of
That's
Goodyear
me wishful
tire has
thinking.
thrown us such
I
a
think that
curve."
would
While I was
be
talking
need
to him,
to,
they
you know,
tapped him up
be a
the shoulder.
2018 year.
Boy, he tried to
But-
cut underneath
Gordon
the
and
70,
Hamlin
and
just
Jeff
made a lot of
Gordon got
contact.
into the leader.
But
Trying to stay
if I had to
desperate, trying to
pick
stay on that lead lap.
between
Well,
Denny
yeah, but,
and Kevin
Hamlin was
at
kind of
Phoenix,
boxed
I'd pick
behind the
Denny.
70, and he
Yeah,
really
I've-
cut Jeff off
in my
there.
playoff predictions, I have
figured
Denny
Jeff was gonna lap
Hamlin
down and give me some
winning
room,
the
but Jeff
championship.
said,
In
"No,
the
ain't
final
no
four,
part
I
of that."
have Hamlin,
Taking another
Harvick,
look at
Elliott,
this.
and
That's
Kyle
trying to
Busch.
stay on the
But
lead lap.
That's Johnny Sauter in
so
the
far after
70.
Darlington,
See
I
the
might want to
70s
put
right there.
Bowman
He's got a
in there
little
instead
bit
of
of a
Kyle
hole right
Busch.
there, and he tries
Well,
to
something
squeeze
that I
over.
thought, like, it's not
That
about
was not
who's
bad. That's
Not
okay.
bad at all.
the
Not
best
bad at all.
driver
Of course, I
overall
did
this
see a guy
season.
get out of his
You
car
know,
last night and
it's
go
like
confront
who's going to be
another
the
driver
best
with a
at
very
which
similar
tracks.
situation.
Like, for
Yeah.
example,
But I might add,
Denny
Jeff
said
Gordon
that
didn't do
he
anything wrong.
wrote out
Denny Hamlin was
Brian
just
Blaney,
trying to
would you do
squeeze
round
down a
one?
hole that wasn't
because because he
right
ain't good
there.
at the, you know, the three tracks. Now looking
His
overall,
best average finish of those first first 3 tracks is like 20th.
Caution-free
Yeah,
for
but
46
I'm
laps.
thinking like, where would I put like somebody like Ryan Blaney? If we're just talking about overall season, I think he's probably top 8, maybe top 12. Now, if you're talking, but you really have to look at what tracks are coming up. You know,
the thing that Jeff Gordon's got to do is get around that
so
70 car.
you know when it
he's in the,
comes down to
he's in the free
it,
pass,
the championship, it's like who's the best at Phoenix
position right now.
You know,
Jeff
if you
needs
suck
to
at
try
that
to
kind of
stay
racetrack, you're
in
screwed.
contact with the 11
That's why
car in
I'm a
case the
fan
caution
of doing
does
it more
come out,
Super
he
Bowl
get back on the lead
style.
lap.
You know that
Just
it
kinda finish
that it
that
rotates.
story
You're not
while I was
always
talking
at
to
the same
Steve
thing.
Leclerc
So I'm
and
glad
talking about the car,
they're not
he
at
was
Homestead
telling me
this year
this
to give
tire
somebody.
really
So
throwing the curve.
you know, if you
That's
suck
when they
at
tapped him
mile and a
on the
half
shoulder and
tracks,
said,
you're
"Steve,
screwed. You would never
car
win
won't crank."
Homestead.
He looked at me and he
You know,
said, "When it
but at least
rains,
we're
it
going to
pours."
what?
But you know what, Larry? Just think back to
Phoenix
practice,
is a
Mike.
little over
When,
mile, well,
Jeff
something
Gordon
like
didn't
that.
run one lap, and he
Yeah, I
said,
think
"We're
it's
in
like
trouble with
that.
this car."
I'm wanting a short track championship one day.
11th place
Oh,
for
we might get
Dale
it with Auto
Jr.
Club now.
No, or Bristol beating the Bania.
Krista.
That would be wild.
Well, this is really of no surprise to us. Mike.
MVR owner says, at NASCAR, the digger camera has returned. I loved your video about the digger camera. Appreciate you for watching that one. Yeah, digger cam was something really interesting during this time period.
Digger, little digger.
Music go for Racetrack King.
Well, your video had problems playing all that stuff.
Yeah, so I ended up having to sing it myself.
Oh, God.
One of the things that I think Junior is really working hard on, Larry, and he talked to us about this, is his communication with Tony Jr. I need to give him better feedback, and I need to be
Yeah, I
a little
agree with
easier on him.
what
Because
Daniel
after all, they're cousins,
Newton says
and they
here.
talk a little
At
bit different,
DannyBTalks,
but
I
people
hate
listen
that
to 'em
every
on the
single
radio,
pre-race
and
they talk about how Kyle Busch is winless this year.
Yeah,
It's
he
like
said,
every
"I
10
wanna be
minutes.
able
Like,
to talk
yeah,
to
bring it
him
up once, but
openly
you don't have
and
to talk
be
about it like all the
myself,
time.
whether
Yeah.
I'm talking about my race car, maybe I'm talking about
But it's probably
some
just 'cause it's so
random property
shocking that
bought."
he
said,
hasn't won,
I
and we're in
still
the
wanna be
playoffs, and
me,
he's still,
but maybe I
you know,
need to be
hasn't
just a
won.
little easier. But he said, "You know what? I can't
think it's
wait
hilarious
during
just because
practice
he's always been
to
so
get in the
dominating.
garage
It's
to
like,
talk to him
he's last
one-on-one
year's champion.
where people can't hear what we're saying."
Hasn't had a win.
There's Tony Jr.,
Dr.
who
Newton,
is Dale
he's up to
Earnhardt
10th
Jr.'s
now.
cousin. When you grow up with somebody that's family, you get pretty plain spoken, and you're right. Not a lot of the people with scanners, or even when we pick up audio, take that into account.
Well, just think, Earnhardt and Yuri.
We're already past lap 50.
Heck, Phil and McCoy.
Hamlin's still leading. Mark Martin second.
Third place, Martin
third.
Truex. Casey Kane has
Yeah.
been
Who are they
coming,
missing? Michael Waltrip?
and he
No,
may become the
Ricketts
new
not.
third-place car
Is he
here
in the
in a
15?
lap or two.
No, he's in 01.
They're about 4
So
seconds
is
off
Palmer
the lead.
So they have four
You know, I
cars.
was talking about how well the 48 car looked yesterday in practice. He made a little bit of a move to the front, but Matt Yoakum, he has actually fallen back just a little bit.
Larry Mackey, give on the radio.
Was that Alex Bowman? Wait, no, that's actually Jimmy.
Alex Bowman.
From the throwback.
Oh, because he threw back to this year?
Or at least that scheme. He had that scheme from like 06 to
This team is
08.
showcased it at Phoenix. As the track changes from daylight to darkness, this team excels like no other in staying ahead of the track changing.
Didn't know if you were insinuating that Alex Bowman should be in the 48, or the picture of Jimmy looks like Alex Bowman.
100's the most important.
I was like, huh?
There's Casey Kane driving
I like
by
that
Martin
Bass Pro
Truex
car.
Jr. in that one
Yeah, I
car.
do too.
This 9
I've
car
said this
definitely
before.
is getting
It's
better
nearly
as it
impossible to
goes
make a
into this
bad
long
Bass
run.
Pro Shops car.
See what happens to Martin
I
here.
give you a die cast of Martin
The thing
Truex.
just gets real loose, and when they do that, you get off the
But-
gas.
but that
and
is
it just,
Martin Truex.
it's got to
Yeah.
correct
But it was from
itself.
some
You don't have a whole lot
now
to do
looking
with
back at it, I like it was from that NASCAR store that was in our town that before they shut down.
Really doesn't have
And they
any
had, like, one of
adjustments
those
that the driver
Smith
can
and
make from inside the cockpit,
Wesson,
with the
is that how you say it?
exception
That, like,
of adjusting front and rear brake
is that,
bias.
like
Sounds
a
like the
gun?
thing's
Gun.
not turning.
Gun.
So what
Well,
Chad
I
was
think
telling him,
the owner was really selling that for this price. But I asked him how much because their storefront was really weird. It was like they mostly was on eBay, so they didn't really have any prices on anything. So I asked him, I said, how much is this one? Held up the Martin Truex car, and he's like, $6. And now, like, at the time, I'm like, yay, cool, a toy car, $6. Now looking back, oh my gosh, I got a diecast for $6.
Yeah, 124 scale.
Into 8th as
That's so
caution
funny.
waves
Oh, no.
for the first time tonight for Johnny Sauter.
Johnny
He got
Sauter.
tired.
Pretty good, yeah. Right front flat.
Doesn't that sound weird to say Johnny Sauter is racing the Cup
One
Series?
thing-
Under one.
one thing that can cause tire problems here, you create so much brake heat, you can actually cook the bead of the tire. You can see right there in turn
Wow.
4, tire went
Dang.
soft, couldn't even think about turning
Dude,
that
the car
car.
tomorrow's a
Well,
lot
the
of them kind
camera
of
that
shoot
they
the
run,
little
which is
spark
the car
flames
leaned
out the
in at the
side.
top, You can wear the inside.
But it seems like when I watched it,
brake heat, number
I
of
think it
things.
was Bristol one time, like it kept having a
all
little.
over again. Was it
a
2 or
little pipe
3
on the
years
side.
ago when Johnny Sauter took
pretty
that
common
same
for that to
long
happen.
ride
Like,
from the apex
especially
of
tracks
turn
like
3 and
got
slammed
my
the
little
wall
flame with
hard.
the sparks you're talking about.
And
The
knocked
flame,
his
like
car
up
out of the
the pipe
race
on the
that
side.
time.
Okay.
With the
I
new
mean, that
car,
happens like pretty
he had
often.
much
Like
better
that's
chance of driving
it's
that
kind of
back
like
to the pits,
because of like a
fixing
backfire
it up to
almost, I
race
guess.
again. You got a NASCAR question anytime, anything you want to know pops into your mind, we've got the answer for you. Ask the Pros, built by the Home Depot on FoxSports.com. And a growing list of experts are there 24/7 to answer your questions, and you'll hear the answer at FoxSports.com/AskThePros.
FoxSports.com/AskThePros. Go online and see what that brings up now.
Guarantee all 30 will be there for 4 tires and probably several adjustments.
Okay, what was it?
Krista.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. says he's tight in the center, free in and free off. He ranked his free condition about a 3. Matt Yoakum.
Mark Martin's car was tight, but it started to go a little more to the loose side, so he backed off on this big change they were expecting just a half a round.
Now, if you want to ask,
Just tweet them.
yeah, is that everyone tweet at Mike Joy at their watcher? Hey, I can't ask the pros no more. Can I just ask you something?
The 9 car, also air out of the front tires.
31 cars on the lead lap. Brian Vickers will get the free pass and move back on
we're in the
lead
way.
lap
Well, actually,
as you
Danny's
look
in the way,
at
so we can't see
race-off
who
pit
gained
road.
No, sorry. You can only see the
Anybody
top
else gonna
3.
lead this race tonight, but
And,
Danny has
and 9th and 10th. That's
Right
important
now, it's
too.
going to be tough, but you can't give up positions on pit road, not in this race.
Lost the frame.
One more lap as they have waved off the restart to get everybody in line. There will be 31 cars on the lead lap when they come by in the outside lane to take the green.
Hey, if anyone's able to
the first run
refresh the stream,
some
we
interesting
just kind of went
images.
down for a second.
Oh,
Here's
are we
Denny
back,
Hamlin,
maybe?
watch the right front
Yeah,
of
we're
his
back.
car as
If
the wheel
you-
comes
Well, I was
off.
saying
If you
rip all the
can-
Taco Bell
this is
stuff,
when
and then
you'll
it
get
said
the most
rip.
brake
Oh,
dust
let's time to
on
shut
that
it off.
first time in.
Yeah, no,
because
it just
the
come up
pads
and
are all
said,
new,
like,
everything's brand
OBS
new, and you're
Studio,
gonna shave
disconnected,
off the
so,
most
oh
of
well.
your brake pad on the initial run.
Y'all just
But besides
hit
watching the
refresh.
rotors glow, the crew chief will look and see how much dust hits pit
No.
road, and he'll
Doesn't look like we
give that
lost any of the
driver a
viewers.
judgment. He may
We're
even
still
have
at
that tire
68. That's
changer
about where we was
about 200 or
anyways.
300 laps
By the way,
into
what's
this
the
race.
like
Just take a quick peek at those brake pads.
It was
They
quick
could
enough,
change
I
out
don't
enough to
think.
get to the end.
Oh, whatever.
New face in the top 5 is Elliott Sadler. In the number 19, he has moved up to 5th on the pit exchange.
Yeah, he was hanging around the top 10 there, so that's
Is
a
this
good
a dinner
pit stop
cam?
for those guys.
Yep.
Green flag at 72
That
laps.
like blows my mind how they were able to install that, like where they can run over it.
So my mind just freaked out for a second. I saw Jeff Gordon. Like, wait, how's he up there? And I realized, oh wait, this is not double file restart.
Oh yeah, it's a single file. If you're like a lap down, you start.
You
Starting
get what we call
inside.
the free pass back on the lead lap.
Short track
I don't like
Saturday
that.
night. What better
Yeah, I
time
don't
for a
Because you have
It's
like,
dumb.
what you said inside.
Yeah.
Okay, so say second place is lined up beside, behind first place. Well, they want to cut over. Well, they're beside a slow car. You know, then you're
and also
mixing.
that guy's closer to the leader. He's gonna be racing leader so hard. He's like, I want to get my lap back. I want to get my lap back.
Yeah, that's dumb because you have slow cars smack beside fast cars versus standard. They're slow cars in the back, which makes sense.
Some people complain about not liking the roll changes in NASCAR, but that's one of the best roll changes ever did.
I mean, I guess, before Choose Come, I feel like that was fair because everybody was given the same line.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get screwed over if the bottom line was terrible. And it's like, well, I'm second, I get the low line, I'm going to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the positive of it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't like the slow cars being that close.
Well, think of it like this: you could be in 7th place, but you're back, in row 7.
Yeah.
They lap this track in under 23 seconds, so things happen fast, but it takes the field a long time to sort out and get anywhere near single file. Now, Kyle Busch has moved up to 3rd in the number 18. Martin Truex, who started this race 2nd and ran this for quite a while, has dropped a spot to 6th. Matt, what's the matter with Truex?
Mike, lap 20, Martin asked if his
What you doing,
brakes were
Alex Sadler?
glowing. Kevin Bono Mannion headed right across from the entry to turn 1, said, no, they look fine. Relative, the others didn't look great. And then right before that stop, Truex asked again, are my brakes glowing? They responded again, no, this is because the pedal is down and it's bouncing around, so there is some concern about the pedal. The brake braking system for the one at Truex.
Now, let me just explain something. When
I
you
look at
feel
Home
that
Depot, I
vibration
think
in the
of
pedal,
Tony Stewart more
a
than
lot of
Joey.
times that vibration will knock the
Which is
pad
interesting
away from the
considering
rotor.
that, you know,
So when
you
you
start
first
watching when
initially
Home
go to
Depot
the
was already
brake,
gone.
you won't have
Yeah.
much pedal.
But if I
You
see
gotta
that, I
hit a
think
lick.
Tony Stewart.
You gotta hit a lick to get
Yeah.
the pads pushed out.
Oh, that was Sam Harnish who brushed the wall.
There's some wall brushing going on back in there, I'm telling you.
Talladega winner Kyle Busch is moving forward. Steve?
Mike, the joke gives cars run first, third, and 10th.
I have a feeling Kyle Busch isn't going to do good. He always sucks in that car. Just kidding.
Well, honestly, from this season, I really did like that pedigree paint scheme. That looks really good. See, back then they incorporated a lot more of that little metal finish they kind of went with. See, like in the back bumpers.
Yeah.
Even his M&M's car kind of had that on it. Like, I don't know why they ever got away from that idea because I really liked that. And they even had a really nice Snickers paint scheme that incorporated that into it as well.
Yeah, I think it's funny how a lot of the sponsors have been around for so long.
He has
And it's
been on
not
a
just
roll
one.
this week.
You know,
Bill, you
like the
said Talladega's a par
pedigree, interstate
5. This is a par
batteries.
3.
Well, it's also
and
funny,
Evans
like,
had a hole in one on a
because
par 3,
interstate
and he's
batteries, I
led
guess, has
every
always been
lap
with the
tonight.
18
Yeah,
for
well,
like
he's
a
setting
long
up for another
time.
one here tonight,
But
I
like,
can tell you that. That
wherever
car was
M&M's
awesome,
would
man.
go, I guess
Pulling
they
away
also
from
own
everybody.
pedigree because like even when Elliott
Little
Sadler
buddy
was
back there,
M&M's
Martin, and he's
and David
keeping him
Gillen
in
was
striking
M&M's, like
distance.
I
pedigree
think
was
this
on
car we're
them.
riding with, I think he's going to be a player here before too long. He just drove by Kevin Harvick in the 29. We're riding with Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88. Started back in 22nd position.
Looks like we
This
got
is a
Kurt
battle
Busch in
for
the chat
sixth
here
that
with
we're
us
watching
tonight.
Cool.
He said Brother's taking the spotlight as usual.
We've documented Jeff Gordon's woes. He made a stop under this caution, trying to make
Who's
that
that
car
car?
better. Dick, what did they do?
Almost nothing, Mike. Gordon said that the car is still snapping loose. The big problem is that it's tight.
Young
The
years.
kid tries to come around when he gets on the gas. The only changes that they made were to
Very
initial
wide.
air pressure adjustment. He has passed just 11 cars since the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, but he's done something that's good for him right now, Dick, and he's in the free pass position. If he can stay
Almost
there,
a
they've
quarter of
definitely
the
helped
way
that
there.
car from the way it started. But he's not back in that heavy traffic now.
Well, let's hear what Jeff Gordon's saying about that car now.
All right, race to 66 for the Lucky Dog. It's a long race still, so if we don't get up here, we'll keep making you better. We're just going to have to get it when it counts, buddy. You're doing good. I know it's not good, man. Just keep taking care of it. We'll get somewhere.
That was during the caution flag. Saw a little smoke there as he came off the corner.
You know who
The car does that a lot.
Jeff Gordon's
It
crew chief
rubs
is
the
at this
fender a
time?
lot. I mean, I don't think there's a race that we haven't been to that he doesn't have a little
I feel
smoke
like
going
I
off the
know.
tires.
And why is Jeff Gordon such a story? He won the pole here last
me
year
guess.
for this
No,
race.
what's it start with?
This
Give me a
week,
guess.
I don't want to
his
sound
worst
stupid.
at Richmond.
What's it start with?
I just believe what
F.
Steve Letarte, who we just heard, being a cheerleader to Jeff Gordon, I think what he told me is the absolute
Steve
truth.
Letarte.
Go
Oh,
back to
no.
Phoenix. Jeff Gordon won Phoenix there last year, and he was not that
Just
good
before he
when
came
we
over
were
to
there.
be crew
You heard
chief
Matt
for
Yoakum earlier
Dale
say
Jr. He
same
was with
tire
Jeff Gordon,
combination
and
we
they,
ran at Phoenix.
they came
I
over
just
there.
don't think they can give him a feel right now that he's looking for with this generation of Goodyear race tires. You know, Mike, you talked about how durable these cars are. We do need to mention Johnny Sauter, Dave Scott in that 70 car. They're still out there, only 2 laps down. In fact, running just out in front of Denny Hamlin right now.
Someone
Of course,
said I should
Denny's
make a
running him
video
down
on
now,
Chad
but that
Canals.
just shows how
Maybe.
durable
That'd be fun to
this
do
new
something
car is, that
focused
you can
on crew
hit the
chiefs
wall
one
like
day.
that,
Yeah.
come to pit road,
Listen,
pull the
I can't
fender
really
out,
find a
change the
lot
right
out
front
there on
tire,
some of
and
these
you're
crew
back
chiefs,
out on the
though.
racetrack. That's the
I could
reason
never
we
do
have
a
so many cars
5
running
crew chiefs
at
if
the
you
end of
got
these
that.
races now.
Because you wouldn't really have enough info. It's
When
like,
we
here's his
restarted at
name.
lap
Okay, that's
72,
it. That's all I
Elliott Sadler
know.
was the
He was
fourth
with
place car.
Bobby
They
Labonte
picked up a
for
lot of
this
spots on
season,
pit road,
and then
perhaps by changing just 2 tires.
Because they probably do a lot of
Sadler is
behind the
now
scenes
paying
stuff,
the
like,
price
that doesn't
for
get,
whatever
like,
change they made to get
documented.
in track position. He's just fallen to 17th.
Yeah, and I'm going to
Hey,
tell you right
DannyBTalks,
now,
I have
the
a
leader's in
joke.
3 and 4, and
What
he's
is
in
Kyle
1 and 2.
Busch's
He's only
favorite
about a straightaway
drink?
and a half behind
Kyle Busch
Steve.
loves to drink.
DW just checked with the team.
Wah,
The problem with
wah,
Elliott
wah,
Sadler
wine.
was somebody else made contact with him, and he lost about 5 positions. Lost
Okay.
all the momentum he had from the restart. He's trying to get back into a rhythm.
But Steve, I can't imagine those guys. They had to have changed 4 tires. If you've been watching,
If he talks, I have a video suggestion. You should make a video on why NASCAR is not dead. I could do that.
At the front of the field, the Richmond
Which I feel like my very
fans,
first
there are
video kind
lots
of did a
them
good
here,
job
have
of
had
kind
plenty to
of
cheer
doing that.
about.
Because like,
Their
my
boy,
first video
Denny
was like
Hamlin, has led every
10
lap
reasons
so
why
far.
millennials will watch NASCAR, and like those same reasons can apply to why it's not dead. And also just with way too much money in the sport. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
The Gibbs cars run 1st, 3rd, and 9th right now, with Denny Hamlin
I think it was cool.
having led every
turn out of the
lap so
Daytona
far. Kyle
500
Busch in
before the
3rd.
rain. I
Tony's
was
in the
like,
top
wow,
10.
I have not seen so many
While we're
people at a
away,
race
Kevin
before.
Harvick moved into
Because the
4th
races
place,
we
and
usually go
Dale
to are like Bristol, Spring Race, you know, sad turnouts, and then I'm looking at Daytona 500, but that's a iconic
I'll be
race.
curious to see like what they do as far as the crowd for Daytona 500 next year. Cause like you know they're probably gonna be like, this is our biggest one. Like we really only want to have like 20,000 people.
Well, it depends what the government says. You know, it's not up to them. It also depends if COVID's any better.
Sorry, guys. Before they went green, what was he apologizing for? Well, he bumped a couple of the guys, hit them, gave them a little sheet metal kiss, if you will, on the stop. His crew chief Gil Martin said, "Well, you don't have to apologize. These guys are tough."
It's gonna be better.
I don't think it'll be
I tell you, I
gone.
knew
I think
even
it'll
when
be
we saw
better.
that 07 car
All right, we're
qualify
quartered away there,
as
lap
far as he did
101 of
31st,
400.
that he would be a player tonight. He finished 9th at Talladega. That was his 6th consecutive top 10 finish, sitting
I just
quietly
saw
7th
Clint
in the
Boyer's
Sprint Cup
brakes
Series
are
points.
starting to glow red from all the braking they have to do at
watching
this
these cars,
track.
watching our monitor, our lap times here, and a guy that is really picking up. That guy right there on the screen, the 29 car, Kevin Harvick, he's been a couple of tenths quicker than even our leader. Matt?
Kevin Harvick told Todd Berrier's crew chief right
That's a good
before their
looking car
stop
for Kevin
that they
Harvick.
needed to make a big swing and adjustments because the car was so loose as soon as they even touched the throttle. It was spinning
Is that
out
similar to what
sideways
Joe
loose.
the Doctor
They
got
made a
to last
number of
year?
changes,
Exactly.
and it has really
Is that
come
year?
to life.
Yeah.
He is
Well, that
really
reminded me,
going forward.
I love
One
when
of the
Brittany,
goers
his
will be
wife,
the
wore
one
the
Martin
fire
Truex
suit
Jr.
like
more
on the
issues
radio
with the brake pedal. He said it's really bouncing now.
Yeah, they've had this paint scheme from like 2007 to 2010, I think.
Point leader Jeff Burton, 21st.
I'm not really
Because in
surprised that
2011,
cars like the 29
Budweiser
Kevin
come on
Harvick,
with
Todd
Kevin
Berry
Harvick.
had to make that big swing on the first pit stop. Remember, an impound race, they had to qualify what they were going to race, and I'm sure they had things just a little different to make adjustments on that first stop.
Yeah, and I said earlier in our pre-race show, I worry about Jeff Burton for one reason. Jeff Burton's a great racer, and he always able to pull out a good finish, but you cannot qualify at the back every week
he's
and
in
get
that
up
car.
through there like he has. Been very, very
Yep.
fortunate. That's going to bite him before it's over with.
And right now, he's only
Yeah.
about 7 seconds in front of leader
2008,
Denny
I'm not
Hamlin,
gonna
who
say
has
what
led
tracks,
all
but
104
he got
laps of this
2
thing.
wins that
And there he
season.
is, and
That
Larry,
was
I
the
mean,
last
he's
year he ever won.
obviously not all that comfortable with his car. You see him really jerking on the wheel, putting quite a bit of effort into that
Someone
car
for
right
him just
now.
keeps smoking their tires. They can
It's
see
like
the
he's
smoke.
really having to wait on it a long time in the middle of the corner.
Yeah, he's got 2 hands full. When you got the right hand and the left hand all the way down toward your lap, you are pulling that thing hard through the turn. It's kind of old school driving. That's the way we used to do it. But he's got a car that looks like it's awfully
It
tight.
looks like
on the
we've
front end
we've
right
gained
now.
more people watching with us. We're now up to 92, so I appreciate y'all being here.
Yeah, thanks.
Leave us any kind of questions you may have down in the chat. I'll try to do a better job of looking at it.
But do not leave spoilers in the chat.
Yeah, no spoilers. And my birthday's tomorrow, so
Which to make up some time if they get a
give
chance.
Danny B
There's
a
no
birthday
substitute
gift.
for pitting for the exit side of pit road because when
He's
you
getting
complete
birthday
that
gifts
pit
from me
stop,
tomorrow.
You don't have to go that far to win the
Should we
battle
tell
with another
them
car
if you
off
don't
pit
follow me on
road.
Twitter, you may not have known this yet. She and her family surprised me big time this year for my
The champion was
birthday.
able to pick the
They
first
got-
pit every week. That
Maybe I should just
really
go
was
get
a
it.
big advantage, particularly when we get to tracks like this.
Is it will it fit on the
I was not a
screen?
fan of that rule, and I
probably
remember
take up
doing
the
a race
entire
with you and
screen.
asking
Okay.
you about it. You think it's, and you
Okay.
said,
I'll be
it's a
back.
great rule, and I looked at you.
Claudia,
and you
entertain
go,
me, please.
All right, I guess I get to be on the screen. Hey, I like that. It makes me sit
David
in
Reagan
a
and
hard
Jimmy
wooden
Johnson.
chair.
Boy, Reagan has been a great, pleasant surprise
That is true.
to the Roush Fenway organization this season, and he was the fastest Ford pretty much all weekend going into tonight's race in that number 6.
Just like at Talladega last week, the fastest Ford all weekend long, had a top 5 run down there, and has quietly moved into 15th in the Sprint Cup Series points with this 6 car.
And it's like some of these drivers, it's like a switch is flipped. But it's 2 things. The driver gets better, but the team gets better of giving the driver what he needs so he can do his job.
Danny B is really excited to show y'all what he got. If you haven't seen it yet, he's a big Alex Bowman fan, so I'm sure you know what it is.
But it's a long way to go in Richmond.
Hey, man, come on, down in front. front. More NASCAR.
All right, I
on
think
Fox
here he
coming up
comes.
next.
Happy birthday, Danny B.
NASCAR on Fox. Denny
Knocked me out
Hamlin
with
led
it.
all the way. 118 laps in, 282 to go here. Time for an
Is that
AT&T
big enough or
race
what?
break, and Hamlin hit all 5 of his
That's a
career
door
Richmond
from
Cup
Alex
races.
Bowman's
He
Chevy
has
Ghost
led,
car.
I guess, the 4th
We don't know what
time,
race.
2 different
It
times.
unfortunately
He's
didn't
led more than
say.
100 laps in his career. He's only won one of those races.
All right,
Jeff
Danny,
Hamlin,
you
how
can
about
leave.
the pace of this
All right,
race
we're
so
just gonna
far?
stream
Just
like
one
this
caution.
for
It
the
is,
rest
it
of
is
the night.
wicked fast. I mean, right now I'm really surprised.
Hey,
These
this is how
guys
you
are
can set up
playing
your
awful
podcast
nice
tomorrow. You
and
just
short
sit it
track
right-
race at this
Yeah.
point. And basically, Denny Hamlin is
casually.
having his way
Oh,
with
no
this
big
field
deal.
at the present
Yeah.
time. But he's got to make sure he doesn't get complacent and
this
not
is
keep
nice.
up with this racetrack. Otherwise,
But anyways,
take
he was
for
really
example,
excited.
His teammate Kyle Busch, he knows what Denny's got in his car. He knows what's going on, and he'll also know what kind of
This guy
adjustments
says
they're
this
making.
needs to-
They can get a little more aggressive if they need to. So they can
Elite
run him
Soul
down.
Flat says that needs to be hung up so we can see it on
Mark
videos,
Mark
bro.
in between the two Joe Gibbs
Well,
Toyotas.
it'd be
Steve
kinda
Burns
hard to-
telling us
you can
moments
see the
ago
background
about
here, like,
Kyle Busch's
there's not
transmission,
much
about, hey, I'm
more
stalled where I
space
am.
to
I'm
do
going to
it
try a
here.
different place on the track.
Well, it's a great
We
thing
can
about
trade seats.
Richmond.
You
You can
can-
move
you can sit on
around. You
that
run the
for a
low
while.
group. You run through the middle. You can run high. You can try a lot of different lines to figure out
This
whether you
chair
can
is
get
so
a little bit
comfortable.
more
I don't wanna
grip
get
or
up
at least work on
anymore.
the problems
Lean
that you're
back a little
having. So right now, watching Kyle Busch, he's
Wow,
gone back to
look
the
at
bottom. Here's a
Take
guy
a
that's
nap.
starting to drop like a rock.
No, you
Early
can't
on,
nap.
it
You
was like
gotta
Jimmy
go watch
Johnson
this.
was going to have a good solid run tonight, but he's presently 27th. But he's knocked the left front fender in. He got together, looks like here, with a 38 car.
Nothing, I don't think.
Keep watching here.
There was an ad
Oh,
of,
There he
Jimmy
goes, right
Johnson.
there. He got
There you
together
go.
with Gilliland.
there was an
and
ad
it
of
knocked
Kyle
that
Busch
left
throwing
front fender
popcorn
in,
at
and not so
Denny.
much it probably hurt the air, but he definitely got a fender rub, and that's not a good thing. You keep watching it. Again, that's a
It was very
could
quick.
be upsetting the race car.
Jimmy Johnson, who swept the races last year in Richmond, winning both, currently
Jimmy's had
27th. You were watching on board through the AT&T car of the points leader, Jeff Burton, and the damage caused to Jimmy Johnson. And here are the top
Gosh.
4 car numbers picked by our viewers to win today's race. You can watch our pre-race coverage each week to play. Remember, next Saturday night we'll be in
Look at that.
Darlington.
Cell phone right
Those are the
there.
numbers for now.
Yeah,
Again,
it's
Denny
2008.
Hamlin
That's
holding
about what all the cool kids had.
Moving into third ahead of
I'm trying to think,
Busch.
2008, I was
AT&T race break. Let's
in
rejoin
7th grade.
Carol
Yeah,
Larry
that would have been about the appropriate
Thanks, Chris.
phone.
One more lap, and we're at the quarter.
One thing I
pole
miss
of this
about
race.
those kind of
Actually, we're
phones
past it.
is
We're
like I feel
124
like
now.
they
Out
made
of this
so many
400
different
lapper, and
styles
Hamlin led
of
every lap
phones.
with a long,
Like it
long way
was,
to go.
you know,
last
you had
night's race
the just the
started out like
basic
this,
flip
Darryl.
phone, and
The
then you
first
had
half
ones
of the
that
race
slid
was
this
run
way,
with
ones
only
that slid
one
this
brief
way, ones
caution.
that flipped this
Then things
way.
got pretty serious.
You know,
That's
that was
short
my
track
favorite
racing. I
thing
mean,
in like
you
middle
get
school
aggravated
/
with your
early
car,
high
you get
school
aggravated with your
was
crew,
to
you
get to go to the
aggravated with
Verizon
people
store
out there
and
on
pick
track.
out a new
You start
phone.
retaliating a little bit here
Now
and
it's
there,
like,
and
okay,
back
next
in the day,
iPhone.
but one thing I noticed is top
You know,
20
it's like
cars
it's not
there
even a
are
choice
within
anymore.
one
It's like,
second
yeah, hey, that
of a
one.
second of running the same speed. When he said, when Kyle Busch said, I'm stalled
You know,
out,
because I think,
everybody's stalled
you know,
out.
that's when they had like the chocolate and the Voyager and the Envy and all those.
was less than 5/10 of a
My
second
mom had a
slower
phone.
than
It's
Denny
funny.
Hamlin that sat on the pole.
It was black
So
and
it's
it
been-
kind of
it's
slid
been
this
very
way,
close
and
tight
it
here
had like a
all weekend
horizontal
long. We
screen,
talked about
and you could
Patrick
watch TV
Compartier.
on
Darryl
it.
talked
And that was
under
the
the
coolest
pace
thing. You
lap.
could watch like little
Qualified
shows on it. My
fourth.
brother
Right now,
was
he's about to fall under the clutches of our
like
leader, Denny
preschool
Hamlin.
age, and he
So
would
when
watch
he
like
put
little
the
Nickelodeon
10
shows
car
on my
down,
mom's phone.
we'll have
And that was the
27
coolest
cars
thing
on the
because you
lead
can
lap.
watch
And look at that
videos
next car
on
he's
this
zeroing in.
phone.
That
Yeah.
Now
Jimmy
that seems
Johnson.
silly.
Now we're literally
Steve
watching
Alba,
our chat.
one
on this phone right here.
Like, yeah, watching YouTube, it's like funny what we were amazed by during this time
just said,
frame.
Denny, tell me about your race car before you get into
Sounds like
traffic.
we got-
And he said,
We got Kyle
"I am
Busch and
really
Kurt
good
Busch now
down
in the
the
chat.
center,
Uh-oh.
just a little bit free off." Mike said, "Did we make your car better?" He said,
Yellow flag, yellow flag.
"Caution is out."
Caution out, back her down.
Debris on the back straightaway
So it's the
put us
second
under
caution.
caution
Both
for the
cautions
second time
for
tonight.
Johnny
That
Smith.
caution
Yeah, it
is
was
a
the second
huge
tire.
break for Carpentier, Jimmy Johnson, Elliott Sadler, and Michael Waltrip, who were right in front of the race leader.
And it
Debris.
completely just killed Jeff Gordon because Jeff Gordon fell right in line there behind a lot of those top cars. But getting into this long run, Denny Hamlin just kept putting more cars a lap down.
Did you know the real
and Jeff
Kyle Busch
Gordon, that
has
was
a
the fourth
channel?
or fifth fifth car in line to get
I
the
did
free
know
pass.
the real couple
Jimmy,
channel.
Because he
Jeff
puts
can
out
get
little
his
videos
car-
of Brexton
this
and his
pit stop,
You
racing.
guys
make
don't
the
watch
improvement they made on the first
the
one,
cowboy
he might be able to
videos
get that
about
lap back.
Brexton. You're really missing out. You're missing out watching
Jamie
the
McMurray
next
was the first
superstar
car
of
to lap
NASCAR.
down.
Says
He
Danny
will
B in his
receive
video.
the free pass.
Just kidding. No, I really think he'll be
And
in
they're on pit
NASCAR
road,
or in
Krista.
some kind of racing form.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. wanting some bite out of the
I've seen
left
some
rear.
kind
Tony
of
Jr.'s
article
called
saying
one
that
out.
Owen
Dale
Larson
Jr.
was
also wants the air
getting
pressure
into
adjusted.
kart
That's the
racing
call
or
for the
whatever it
88.
was.
Mark Martin
set
Zach
up short. He is
Baumgartner,
boxed. They're
appreciate
gonna
the
make another chassis
$2.
adjustment
Spoiler
to
alert,
try to
the
help
cars
his car to
have
the center of the corner.
spoilers.
Meanwhile,
They
the
have
big
wings.
gain on that run was Kevin Harvick. No
Is that what they're
chassis
called?
adjustments for the 29, Steve.
I saw spoiler alert, and I'm like, no.
Just now starting to get a little bit
That's why I
snug, so they're going
let
to make
him
air
read
pressure
the-
adjustments
okay.
and go up on the track bar. Mike?
Well, can he keep the lead? Here comes Mark Martin. Here goes Hamlin. He does. He keeps
I love
the
the
lead.
Cars
I think
Martin
Mark
body
Martin,
style.
Tony
It
Gibson, the
looks very
8 car,
nice.
they
That's why I
had a
have
better
so many
pit
diecast
stop,
stuff.
but that
Just
pit
looks
selection
very
there,
nice.
that's what won that battle.
I mean, I'm not opposed to what it looks like nowadays, but
There's a race off
But I
pit
think it
road.
doesn't.
A little gain there for Boyer and Newman. Close, but Hamlin keeps the lead.
Hey, but here's the fifth.
132 laps complete. Fields in turn 3, ready to go green with our clear to drive. Restart, get clear.
it seems like with that little graphic and some other
Feeling like
things
yourself again.
at the bottom of the screen, it looks like they used to make like ads and stuff, like very kid friendly.
We'll
Yeah.
bring them to the green.
You know, just like kind of almost cartoonish, family like that.
Well, I think it was like the same time period where they were trying to, you know, make the bigger thing work.
Yeah.
So people want to move back
That
to
was
like
a huge lucky break
Nickelodeon.
for Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
48
I mean, it
car.
just
I think
seems like
Chad
very
Canals
family
decided
friendly to
make a
sit down and
big
watch the
swing.
race.
He brought that 48 car back to
Whatever.
pit road a couple of times. A lot of major adjustments here on this second caution.
Well, ready to take an allergy medicine, so you just gotta wait it out.
When your car's like Hamlin's, better than everybody else, last thing you want is a caution flag. When you're trying to catch somebody like that, you wish they had one about every 25 or 30 laps.
3 wide into the corner.
Yikes.
Is this going to work?
Sometimes.
I like
Ooh,
that.
I like the Red Bull car.
And what you've
Yeah,
got
I
at
like
the
the-
top
I like
up there
the
between the
car
88 and
too.
1, you've got a battle for
No,
fifth position.
boring.
What you have down at the
No, I think
bottom, you've got a battle
boring.
trying to be that first car a lap down.
Okay,
Whoa.
McDowell
Whoa,
gets
what
into Brian
happened?
Vickers, shoots him at the racetrack.
Wow.
Oh.
I don't know how
Favorite
he
paint
said
scheme
That's part of the
out of
excitement
this
of short
field.
track racing is you can do that. You can give a guy a wheel and move him over without either car wrecking, and you
Guess in
go
this
on
race,
to
I do
race
like
again
Kyle
another lap
Busch
or
pedigree.
100.
Yeah,
I
well,
like
the thing about turn 1 here is like a funnel. It's all great big and
Jimmy.
wide right here.
This
but
is,
right
that's
there
a
for
hard
turn
question
one, there
because
isn't a lot
there's a
room there
lot
for,
of good
2 or
looking
3
cars in
cars.
2000.
And that stacks up the
That's
field
why you like all the
behind the
diecasts.
incident.
They all look good.
No caution.
Even your back marker drivers had
We race
bigger,
on.
Well,
like,
what that did for Michael
sponsors that look
McDowell
really
in the
good.
00 car,
Like,
it
that looks
now
really
puts
cool.
him
I'd buy
that
that
first
diecast.
car lap down.
Who is
and
that?
he's actually
That was Brian
battling Jeff
Vickers, but
Gordon
today, like
in the
those
24
Red
who
Bull
wants to get
diecast,
up there
they're worth
and
a
be the
lot.
first
Like,
car
they're
lap
hard to
down.
find.
Dick Berggren.
Well, Jeff Gordon says that the car is a lot better than
That
it was at
puzzle
the
you gave me
beginning
that
of
has
the
Jeff
night,
Gordon on
Mike,
it.
but
Was
it
it
is
from this
still
year?
very tight
No,
when the right
that's
front
not
drops
right.
down
That's,
on the
uh,
bump stop. That basically takes the suspension
Oh,
out of the right
really?
front corner
Okay.
of the car.
But he had a
Chief
similar paint
Steve
scheme.
Letarte
Yeah, 'cause that paint scheme
all
stayed
has been
with
encouraging
him
his
from
drivers.
2001
They're going to get it. They're going to get the car
2008,
better. What they really need to do, and they do understand this, is to
Just
become
different
the
car styles,
first
same
car one lap down, and it looks real good for that right now.
They might have made a few slight
We got
changes
to
here and there,
spin
but
off turn
nothing.
2, guys.
Oh!
In the wall.
On Pablo Montoya.
Caution
And around
away.
goes the 42.
Left front damage. See if you can get it fired up. You're still good. Leader's getting into 1.
Caution for the third time tonight.
Worked pretty bad.
A lot of damage.
Just
Left
fun
front
light.
tire
No
is
crash
down.
clock.
Remember, after
Change the
finishing
tire, bang it
second
out,
at
let's
Talladega
go.
Last week,
Yeah.
Montoya moved into the top 12 in points.
Like I said last time, I
Somebody gets
missed
into that
that.
left front and cuts
Yeah.
it down.
All right, I
Look
won't
on
watch
the
it.
right
Let's see
side
what
of your
happens.
screen from the Goodyear blimp. He's next to J.J. Yaley there, the 96.
He just got loose and
Oh,
lost
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I don't think
Didn't get touched.
I think that left front went down when it did that
Unfortunate.
right there.
I think DW just said left front probably went down.
Denny
That might be
Hamlin
the
has led
case,
every lap
'cause
so
they've been out there
far.
for a while
Caution
with
is out
tires.
for the third time tonight.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is sponsored by the Ford
Back when they used to have their
F-150.
own
Built Ford
show
tough.
car for NASCAR
By Wendy's.
Fox.
It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. By Scott's Turf Builder Water Smart Formula. Build a healthier lawn using less water. And by Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste and 0 calories.
Hey, DannyBTalks, that you do reaction to 2009 Aaron's 499.
On the last
That's
pit
a
stop
good
under caution,
option
one
for
Where's
crewman
that
got
at?
upended.
Talladega.
Okay.
That's a good option
And
for
it happened
Talladega
when
week.
fourth place Reed Sorensen was leading fifth place Tony Stewart into the pits from the DirecTV Hot Pass cam.
Wow.
Jason
Oh,
Lee,
wow.
with Jackman, went up and over.
Yeah, I
now
remember
watch
that
how close
happening.
Tony is to Reed coming in.
Yikes.
And that's
Ooh.
the reason Jason Lee couldn't go
Oh,
out
gosh.
there because
You
the
good?
41
I
was
tried to
coming
sit up in
and
the
there just
arm
wasn't any
rest
room
just-
for him to run across the front of the car.
That reminds me of Ryan Blaney's pit crew member. I guess he's back.
Sorensen short pitted right at the back of his pit.
I hope he is.
You'll see when Tony pulls out here. There's not a lot of room either.
Oh, well.
And then it's like, get out of the way!
Tony's just having all kinds of problems right there.
Jack, getting the right side and then the left side of that car.
People, get out of my way.
I think Tony told the 41 to move up a little bit next time, please.
If you don't, I'll move
Your
you.
reaction to a 1994 Brickyard
Bobby Labonte's been
Maybe
into
we
the
might
wall
do
in the
more
Speed Racer.
really older races like
Petty
come
car, and
wintertime,
Jeff
because then
Gordon gets
there
the
won't be
free
any
pass. He was the first
racing
car
going
one
on,
lap
so we might do
down
a
when
few of these
Montoya
reactions for
into the wall. Time for tonight's State Farm safety report, which Jeff Hammond filed earlier today.
Horrible night.
Get back up there. Get
We
some
talked about
points.
the cool box and how it cools air as far as the onboard air conditioning is concerned. But let me show you one other thing that's important about this unit besides just cooling ambient air down 24 to 35 degrees. You pull that little cover off. Inside this unit is an air filter. That's right, not just an air filter, a carbon monoxide air filter. That air, as it comes inside the car from the outside, pushed through this NACA duct, in through the unit, once again, up through inside the filter itself, into the top of the helmet. Realizing not only is it cool air, but it's also fresher air. 75% carbon monoxide removed at such racetracks like here tonight at Richmond, or more importantly, in a couple weeks, how about 600 miles at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
That's cool. That would be neat to be on like display. Like it's like a cutaway car.
Yeah.
It's before they had the graphics to do the cutaway cars.
Pretty much. Like they used to go. Like, I don't know what the budget was to do all that. They did both Fox,
more than one day a
TNT
week.
did it.
Back in the
I
day,
think
man, I'm
even
telling you, you would
ESPN
be
had
sick of
one
the
too.
dog
Like,
after a race.
they
Never
were
knew
really,
why.
you know,
And I'm sure that that
going
had a
all
lot
out
to do
with
with
it
it.
back then.
And we need to mention it only
Now
been
it's just
5
like,
laps since we
oh,
restarted.
we're just
We had a
gonna
lot
get
of
the video
guys in the
game
back
company
of the
to make
field
us a
come in, make more
Yeah.
adjustments like Casey Mears, Jimmy Johnson, Michael Waltrip, Elliott Sadler, Jeff Gordon, who got the free pass, Jamie McMurray, and Juan Pablo Montoya in the 42 that brought the caution out.
NBC did. Oh, not like this. Joshua Gibson said, how about have Claudia on the NASCAR podcast?
Hey, I like that. Danny never lets me be on, so
The movie comes out
maybe
next week.
he'll let me on
Yeah,
one
they're
day.
swinging
Maybe
for
she
the
needs to be
fence
on
every
this
pit
one.
stop right now with that
Okay,
48
if you
car, but I will
let me be
guarantee
on, invite me
you they
on.
will get it where it needs
Hey,
to
inside
be.
your
Listen,
intersection
Kyle
for
Busch
$2.
might wanna lap
Here's
down
$2
early.
that I could have
There's
donated
no
to
way he'll finish in top 20.
Well,
Came back
we used to be
and fought
children.
for a
You're
win
fitting
right at
us.
the end.
Denny Hamlin has led every
Little
lap.
Digger.
Digger, it's calm now, but you better get back in your hole.
I'll be your special guest tomorrow night.
Sounds good.
Gotta run it by Jarrett. He's the one who coordinates the special guest.
See, these guys are not shy on these restarts.
No, they are
They
not.
just stick it right on in there.
How about Mark Martin? The fellow's been second.
Hey, we can podcast,
Ever
Mark.
since
Good to
about
see you here.
15 laps into this race, past his teammate Mark Truex.
We're now over 100
Oh,
viewers.
yes.
And you know what?
108 watching with us. Appreciate y'all so much for being here.
We're not even halfway through the race, so hadn't missed much.
Leave a like on the video. Who is the guest for this week's podcast?
Me.
As of right now, we don't have a professional. We might talk Claudia.
Can that be your birthday gift?
Yeah.
For third.
Your birthday wish is that I finally get on.
Just didn't come in, got in tires right there at the very end, but he gambled and stayed out, and it cost him a win. But he had the best car.
My voice has been on the podcast. When y'all had the 100th episode, I handed you the cookie cake, and then at the Bristol
which is definitely the
All-Star race.
entrance of the two ends of the racetrack.
Yeah, I had a pick, and I was kind of the background.
Little track like this down to about
Well, I was caught off guard. You're like, who's gonna suck? And I'm like, I don't know who's in the race.
You gotta be thinking of this stuff.
Well, I didn't think you were gonna ask me, so I was just kind of minding my own business. Claudia, what do you think?
860 feet down the back and
Appreciate the other $2 there inside your earnest. Happy early birthday. You don't look a day over 40. No.
Big long sweeping front straightaway.
But I look
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
No,
right
you
now,
don't,
I think
'cause
he's
you're 24.
faster than both of these race cars. He just was
I'm Jeff
boxed
Gordon,
in.
years old.
Yeah, and then tomorrow you'll be no one.
I'm about to be former Casey Mears.
Somebody yanked up on the leash. That dog got sideways.
I don't know if he's been leash trained or not.
Well, that's funny. Technically, right now we're the same age until tomorrow.
This is the second anniversary.
It's like that, what, 3 or 4 weeks we're actually the same age?
Last
just went
Claudia
to
didn't
victory
watch
lane
SpongeBob,
71
but
races
her chat will
ago
get this.
when he was driving for
Chat,
DEI.
I thought of something
another
funnier than
country herd from Cousin
24.
Carl has come up into the top 10. That's
25.
Carl Edwards in the 99, the winningest driver.
I saw
in
that
the Tour
somewhere
so far
on
this
like
year,
Twitter or
Up
something.
against the 12, the Daytona 500 winner, Ryan Newman.
Well, you give he and Bob Osborne a couple of cautions, a little input from a driver, might just get in the hunt here.
And Bob Osborne is crew chief back after a 6-week
now we got
suspension
25 in the
after
chat.
the all-take lid situation at Las
Wasn't it
Vegas.
somebody's
back
birthday or
on top of
something
pit
that
box
showed up
for the
on
first
Twitter?
time since Las Vegas.
I love Bob Osborne.
Because I'm like, why is this funny?
We got a fire, we got a fire.
Or it was a meme or something.
About to get a fire extinguisher.
10-4.
MVR owner says, happy birthday,
Saturday
DannyBTalks.
baseball
Where
next
can I
week,
send
leading
you a
into
birthday
our
card
race
or a
Saturday
gift?
night under the
Or should I
lights
still spam?
in Darlington,
Not
South
really
Carolina.
more
Oh,
NASCAR
yeah, got
jokes.
the lady in black has some
If
new
you want to give a
ads.
super chat, that's
Boy,
about the only
Dale
thing I got.
Earnhardt
Ooh,
Jr. got knocked up the racetrack right there.
Boy, that was a moment.
Yeah. Let's see this again.
It's coming to turn 3 and 4.
It's his old buddy. Didn't have it. No, it didn't have a thing to do with it. He just got
Littlest.
bad
Well,
sideways.
little.
Loose.
He had his hands full. I
And
think
that's the
that's
comment.
I think
Oh,
the
it was
hands-
sideways.
He's sideways.
Do you notice that? Like in the current commentators, like if they're just slightly not going straight, they're like this much of an angle. Oh, he was sideways. And like chill. Like I think sideways is like horizontal. Like chill. Like
How old you are.
Like, that's the only word they know.
sideways. Slide job.
He only lost 2 spots. He's
It's like, guy does his burnout after the race.
He's
He's sideways.
Today's donut sponsored by Krispy Kreme. I know. I wish that was an actual sponsor, but the thing is, besides like Dunkin' and Krispy Kreme, you don't really have really big corporate donut companies.
I like the way this one's looking. Stay tuned to NASCAR on Fox.
Really young, then.
See, it was an ad like that where Cowboys had a popcorn bucket and was kind of throwing out like they were at the movie theater.
Is not visited tonight is the Goodyear Blimp.
Wow,
They provide
he
our
was at
aerial
160
coverage
laps.
for track-tested technology. Get there on Goodyear Innovation. Dan won a contest for the naming rights to the race, and now he's visiting our Fox production truck. And hope he's having a good time tonight watching Denny Hamlin so dominate this race. We talked during the break amongst ourselves. Perhaps this car is a tenth of a second faster than Mark Martin and everybody else, and perhaps Denny, motivated to win just a few miles from where he grew up, is worth another tenth.
Well, they said Coach still gives on the cruise. So's his boys.
Oh.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, cruise control.
Yeah,
Funny
they
is
on
that?
cruise
Now,
control.
There
Kyle
was,
Busch is third, and
classic
Tony
YouTube
Stewart
video.
is just inside the
guy
top
did
10
like
of
a
that
rap
Tony Car
about,
10.
like, Krispy Kreme.
Seventh place,
That's what he was
Clint
going
Boyer.
by. And,
Richard
people said I
Silver
was
Chevy
like
moving
that guy
past
for some
Casey
reason.
Kane's Butt car.
Now let's see. There was one short track we went to, if I recall correctly, a few weeks ago.
When that hot light's on.
31.
Every time I drive one, it's usually off now. So I'm like, that's good. I don't need to see it. One time, when we were on our way to my parents,
Dale
when
Earnhardt
we
Jr.
went
has
through,
recovered from
Halls,
getting loose off turn 4 a few laps ago.
as
He
literally
went
as we were
back
approaching, I
by
saw the
a
red light
Martin
turn
Truex
off.
Jr.
I was like,
Casey
okay,
Kane's just going to drive
okay, they're
underneath
not
Kevin
fresh.
Harvick. Going into turn 1, he'll take the 4th spot away.
Yeah, go down through there.
You do a little giving and taking right now.
You do a lot more taking later.
It's almost
Later
dangerous
on,
when
it
they're
might be a
hot
little
because they
different
almost
story.
melt in your mouth and you're like, I
It'll
need
be just a
more.
very
It's like, oh, this
short
beer
few
that
magic
fast?
words
I know,
here,
because
not
then
too
it's
long
just
from now.
mushed down to nothing.
Spotter crew chief will say 75
Versus
laps
one
to
that's
go.
set
That's
up
when
in
they'll
room
reach up there and
temp.
pull those
Yeah.
belts really
Then
tight
you can
and get
actually taste it better.
They're the top 3 Chevys in the race right
remember,
now. Mark Martin has
whenever
been
we got
second
Krispy
just
Kreme
about
as
the
a
entire
kid, like,
race.
it's set on the side of the box, like warming up for like 8 seconds.
You don't really.
My favorite donut is the chocolate ice sprinkles.
Certainly, if you're Denny
And then just
Hamlin,
get
he's
it
up
with
there
cold
in
glass-
the,
okay, I
like we
stop.
said, in cruise control. But you do have
Yeah,
to
pop
keep
right
something in
here,
mind:
yeah.
is your
I know.
brakes. You don't want to end up at the end of the night with a good
Our
car and no
first
brakes.
3 classic race
Now, for the
watch-alongs.
second time tonight, Kevin
Gordon won
Harvick,
the
Larry,
first one.
has quickly given away
And
2
then
spots.
Tony Stewart
Just
won the
then, Martin
last 2
Truex went by, picked up another one.
Well, if you notice, these guys near the front, they're kind of spread out right now. And Kevin Harvick is smart enough to know.
Well, Denny
if
Hamlin has
Dale
been
Earnhardt
running
Jr.
good,
and
but I
Martin
don't
Truex
think,
caught
because this
me,
would be quite
they're
an
gonna
awfully
go by
boring
me.
race
Don't
if he
sit
won.
here and fight
Just
them
because
and
he's been
lose more
leading.
ground to people that's
I'm going to
behind
wait
you
for
as
it to
well.
cycle back around,
Look,
and I'm going
is
to
there anybody behind him?
answer that.
No.
Yeah, not too close.
So, I mean, he can give up those
Hey,
spots
Aaron, I
and kind
see
of be in the
your
rocking
comment.
chair.
Hey, Danny and
You know,
Claudia.
nobody in front of me, nobody behind me.
You know, as we watched Denny Hamlin there, Steve Burns reminded me, and he's about to catch a bunch of traffic. We had Denny Hamlin on our trackside show on Speed
Hey,
last
Nicholas,
night.
I see you
Now,
there.
Denny
Nicholas
Hamlin,
is,
not only does he
the
drive
only,
for Joe Gibbs,
Danny B.
he's Joe Gibbs'
Superfan
next door
member of the
neighbor.
channel.
And
So-
when
I was
we
wondering, I was like,
asked
what's that
Denny,
green?
What is
So
it
good to
like
see
having
our member
the
in the
coach,
chat.
Joe Gibbs, back full-time
we
at the
have
racetrack,
membership
and oh, by the
available
way,
on the channel
full-time as
for
your neighbor?
$1.99.
He said, well, at the
And,
racetrack, it's actually
it's
going
just
pretty
the
good.
cheapest that YouTube
He's a
will
little
do, but
ticked off,
it
though,
goes
me,
to
though,
help
about
out
being my
support the
neighbor
channel,
because
so
we got a
appreciate that.
basketball goal. We've lit the basketball court, and the lights shine right in his bedroom. Not a happy man right now. Not a happy next-door neighbor. Steve.
Well, Larry Mack,
Okay, I'm gonna go Dale
happy
Jr.
right now. He just
He was in like 6 and now he's in 4, so I think he's gonna be a. He's kind of laying low, just hanging back there.
Chat, don't say anything.
Yeah.
All right, if I get it right, I get a
Denny,
birthday
with a few
present.
more races, I'm sure he'll be moving on up.
That's what happened
Into a
the
new
second race.
neighborhood.
we
Or
watched.
if you get it wrong, I get a birthday present.
No.
I tell you what,
I don't know how a NASCAR gift to give you that.
We're approaching the halfway point of this race in the 84.
Yeah. Hey, here you go. Did you know you thought this?
Say, oh, it's Dale Jr.
Came here, had to qualify on time, qualified 18th. We always go,
You'll see the other good
wonder how
ones.
fast he'll go back.
But yeah,
you know
so,
what? He has not.
Claudia
He
thinks
is
Dale
sitting
Jr.'s
there in
gonna
the
win, so
17th position.
we'll see what
Who do you
If
think's
you
gonna
leave up
win?
and look at the race car, it doesn't have a mark on
Don't
it.
y'all start
Daryl, I
guessing
think
or
you
saying
know
anything.
what's happened to this guy.
Well, two things. He went to school.
No,
Mike
hush.
Skinner really
lap
taught this kid a lot about
Jeff
how to
Gordon,
set his car up. I think two
clearly,
things happened. Mike helped
has the best
driver,
car out there.
Mike helped the team get the car better. Confidence.
Much confidence. AJ is 17th, and just ahead, there's Jeff Gordon, who got the free pass a caution ago. He's fought his way back up to 15th.
Wait, it might not be Dale
It's just a
Jr.
little bit more on Allmendinger. When you're a rookie and you tell the team something,
Because I was
they don't
thinking,
know what you're
wasn't
talking
his
about
last
or not.
win the like Michigan of
When
08?
Mike Skinner
It
gets
was
in there
like
and he tells
Michigan
them something,
2012 was
they
one
listen.
year. Okay.
Denny
It's
Hamlin
okay.
out front at Richmond.
My
and the lights,
guess was-
175
That one in Michigan was in
laps
the summer of
complete.
2009.
And this was spring race? Okay. Well, okay, I stick with Dale
Kept
Jr.
racing on Fox.
Somebody just said Claudia no, so I'm like, well,
Is
that now?
Y'all don't say anything.
Well, that could be like, no, it's in like, I don't know.
The most anybody's ever led on the
They
three-quarter
was talking
mile
about
track
something
here
else
in
entirely.
Richmond. Bill Elliott, 1992, led 348 laps en route to victory. Tonight, so far, hometown hero Denny Hamlin has led them all.
I was thinking Mark
he
Martin,
is
too.
3.6 seconds ahead of Mark Martin, who
Said
has
I
been in
missed
second
Speed
place
Channel. I missed it too.
almost the
Claudia
entire
was on
night.
Speed Channel.
Don't know what it
Bush is
is.
third, Dale Earnhardt
It
Jr.
was the
fourth,
greatest
and Martin
thing ever.
Truex.
What,
rounds
did
out
they
the
have
top
races or
four.
was it just like talk
President
show?
Mike Helton joined
It was
us
literally more
upstairs,
like
proudly wearing his
on the
NASCAR
weekend, like
day
all your
pin.
practice
I
and
got
just
mine.
qualify
Here's
to
what
be
they
on
look
that
like. You
channel.
can get them at the Home
They
Depot.
show
It goes for a great
NHRA,
cause
they
and
show
to benefit the
all that.
NASCAR
Not the
Foundation
president
and all
of
its
NASCAR,
worthy
Mike Helton.
causes. So if you wear that on NASCAR Day, you get to wear your NASCAR gear to work. Now there's a stretch.
That is. This is our 5th NASCAR day, May the 16th, and it started off as an opportunity for everybody, all race
Every
fans
May
to
16th, that's NASCAR Day.
show their colors
They just don't promote it as much
that Friday. So we're excited about May the 16th, and everybody should
tall.
come out to work.
Yeah, he is.
Hopefully their employer lets them do that. Ours does, thank goodness.
That's why I say it's no stretch.
Found
We
out
get to wear our
first
NASCAR
time I
gear
called
every day.
was
We go.
on
be
Undercover
blown
Boss.
away how the fans have
And
embraced
we
this
got to meet
NASCAR
him
day.
in
I mean, it is
Bristol.
just
Well, you did,
busting
I
at the
didn't.
seams
I
every
did.
time we have it.
It
Because
has
I didn't
every
know,
year
like,
gets
hi,
better, and
nice
not
to
just
meet you.
fans,
Like,
but
what am I
the
supposed to
corporate
say?
sponsors, the broadcast partners, the
And
garage
NASCAR,
area,
your
and
audio
everybody
mixing
has
is kind of
begun to
awfully
really
hard to hear.
embrace
It's hard to do this
NASCAR
correctly
Day,
on
so
this
it's working
guy,
out
so
very
I'm
well.
sorry.
Yeah, it is. We over Sam Bass's there in the
Wait,
next
we're
to the
hard to
Charlotte
hear
Motor
or
Speedway
the
or Lowe's
straight-
Motor
the
Speedway,
video's
and they
hard
have a
to hear?
telethon
Probably
where
us,
drivers
we're hard
come
to
and
hear. Like,
you can call
I've
in
got
and
the
make
microphone
contributions
tied
to your
go,
favorite charity,
but I don't
MRO
have
in my
the-
case,
the
your
race audio
favorite
so low
foundation,
y'all
whoever it
can't
may
hear
be,
it.
or in the NASCAR Foundation. So it's a good way for all the fans to participate, and it's a great,
That or maybe we
great
need to
event.
scoot closer to
And
the
it's a lot of
microphone.
fun too, and
Fun.
everybody does come together, and it's a great day. It's
All right, so
1-800
hopefully
May
that's a little bit
16th
better.
is the phone number on Friday,
Would you
May the
lower it a little
16th.
bit?
Yeah.
There is a telethon. A lot of the garage area, all of us will be there. A lot of the garage area will come in and out and
Someone said,
participate.
you know it's
in it,
serious
and
when
the
the boss
funds
shows
from
up.
that day gets distributed out back
Someone
to
said
the way
Darryl
the
Waltrip
fans
is
wanted
6
to. If they
foot,
wanted
so
to go
Helton
to
is like like
a
6'3"
specific
or
foundation
6'4".
our driver's
gosh.
calls, and it goes out there.
Is he taller than Eric
We'll
Estep,
look
though?
forward to it. So get your pin. They're
What
on
is
sale
Eric,
at
like
the Home
6'4"?
Depot, or you
I
can go
forget how tall he
online
is.
and support NASCAR Day and a lot of great causes.
One other quick thing before I leave you guys. Congratulations on your Emmy this week. That's a neat deal. I think it's your third one in 7 seasons. So we're not only proud of you, we're grateful. You guys do a great job, so thank you.
Right,
That's crazy. NASCAR and
the
Fox
great
is winning
relationship
Emmys
we
back
have
then.
with the sport, folks. You don't know it, but to
I know
avoid a
what
conflict
category.
with baseball, NASCAR pushed back the start of the race 5 minutes to help us out a little bit tonight, and we appreciate all the cooperation. Thank you.
Good deal.
At Richmond,
Daniel,
Virginia,
you need to get that homework done. You
continues
can
to
always
wear
watch
out
us
this field.
afterwards. Get that homework
188
done.
laps in
Yeah,
the books.
like, we're still
He's
not even
running at
halfway, so you
23.75
do that
right
homework,
now.
come back.
He is not the fastest car on the track, but he's got a big cushion, Daryl. He's got 3.6 seconds on the field. He's got to work some lap
Someone
traffic.
said, "Are you kidding? He's
so,
6'7".
it's not an easy ride for
I guess that's how
Hamlin,
tall Eric is.
but it's a hard
Who?
ride trying to catch him.
Eric, wait.
Eric
Anytime
might be
you look
6'7".
Him,
at
I'm
the times over here, he consistently picks the speed up
You're
when
gonna
he
Google how
has to.
tall is Eric?
No.
There's Mark
That'd be crazy if you could actually
Pretty
Google
much,
that and
Denny
find out.
Hamlin
Like,
has
I
led
know he's
189 laps. I think
got a lot of a
Mark has
following,
run
but I
second
don't know
for
if you can quite
189
Google that
laps.
much.
But I think maybe as anticipated, Jeff Gordon in the 24 car. Remember
Wow,
they got
look
the
at-
free pass on
They
the
did
last
took away, but
caution,
Jeff
and
Gordon's
now
improved
he's
all the way
worked
to
his way
15th.
up in the top 15. Dick Berggren looks like the
He gets
adjustments
lap
are
back?
working on this
Yeah,
car.
he looked
They
15th.
are. He's
Well.
raced 14 cars since
Good job to you there, Jeff Gordon.
He came in pitted for 4 tires. The adjustments have all been with air pressure in the tires. The wrench has not gone into the back end of that.
There's ahead of Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy
Number
Johnson's in
24
20th now.
storming to the front. His lap times are in general not quite as good as Denny Hamlin's, but nobody else's are either. And just remember on that last caution, Jeff Gordon, along with 6 or 7 others, they were the ones that came to pit road, got 4 tires and adjustments. So we're getting down to about 20 to 25 laps when, like, our leader.
Yeah,
has
someone
to
said they
pit.
forgot they
These
still ran
guys
the
can
8
run
car
just a
after
little bit
Dale Jr.
further
left
than
the.
I know, that's why I actually when did the go away, and I was thinking that they went away after Dale Jr. left, but I guess not.
These guys, they had to go to the back, and that got them in
No,
trouble
because that was
early.
the
They
whole
got
reason
lapped
that
down. But when
he
you're in
kind
the
of left them. Is that,
situation like we were
just
here,
felt
if you
like
got a
they
bad
wouldn't
race
do it all
car,
on their own without
you can
him.
only fix it
Okay,
once
bye.
the race gets started, and that's what they've been able to do.
Oh, by the way, Michael Waltrip bounced off the wall in turn 2, but since that's chapter 9
Petty
of that
going
novel that
third
he's
lap
writing
down.
tonight, we'll kind of let that
Great
one go.
job.
No damage. He continued. No
He'd
problem.
be
He's
let
got
go
that
from the
figured out.
team
He's
after
got a
this
spot
season,
where he
and
likes.
he'd go
Now, we
into
had an
the TNT
impound race last
commentary.
week at Talladega, and I think we well documented why at the 2 Talladega races and the July Daytona race that NASCAR does the impound is to save the owners money. The big reason at the 2 Richmond races, because of it being a Saturday night race, it's really all about track scheduling. The reason they've turned it into an impound race.
DannyBTalks. Do you
These
think
2
Ross
short track
Chastain will get
races.
to
Yeah, I heard
42
one of
next
the crew
season?
chiefs say that, you know,
Yeah,
it's really
honestly, I
a
don't
nice
think
deal
so.
for
No,
them
he's had a
because
terrible
if
season
they had to
this
come
year.
back out here
I
today
know he's had
and be
a
at the
ton of
track all
opportunities.
day
He's
and
ran
race
for
tonight,
Nice
it
Motorsports and
really
trucks a lot.
and it really hurts
Got
the
to run
performance
the
tonight.
6
so have
car
the day
for
off and
a
come in
few
tonight
races.
and run a great race.
Even drove the 6 car in the iRacing series.
Chasing that maroon 07 of Clint Boyer, who just
Hasn't got that win yet in Xfinity. He's been real close, especially the last 2 weeks.
And there's a lot of
You can
smoke
tell
from
it's getting to him that he really
Montoya
wants
down
to
in
win.
turn 2.
I don't think he's
Montoya
ready.
brought our last
Uh-oh,
caution
smoking.
out. It looks
Yeah.
like right now he's still got that left front fender.
He had that
rubbing,
wall earlier.
but he's sitting out
He's
there
probably got
right
still more
now,
problems with
one
that
lap
tire.
down.
Oh, that's
that
about to go
contact,
out. That's
he's
so
going
much
to kind of
smoke.
pit road now.
If
Watch
he
out,
doesn't come to
Kevin.
pit road, he'll be the next caution.
He is hoping to get a caution and not to be a caution.
Well, he's going to be one if he doesn't come down here pretty quick. I think the spotter ought to
But
be
yeah, I don't
telling him
think
that it's a
Ross
pretty
is
serious
ready
tire
for
rub and she's getting ready
the
to blow.
42. I feel like he'd be brought up too fast. He'd be like somebody like a Daniel Suarez, you know,
Good advice.
that just brought up real fast, and then you see where that landed him
Should
in the
caution
96.
wave,
So
Reed
I think
Sorensen would get back.
Ross
Reed
needs to
Sorensen
wait.
would
That's
get
like
back
same
on
with
the
Noah
lead lap.
Gragson. I
He
think
right now
they
is the first car
are
one lap down.
good where they
We're
are.
halfway here
I'd like to
in
see them
2
both
laps.
one day in Cup.
That 18
I just
car.
don't think next year's the year.
Well, it's
There's a little
like
gap there. He thought about
Ross
trying
had the
to shoot
opportunity to
through
go
between Patrick
contend for a
Cartier
championship in
and Mark,
trucks,
but he
and that proved
decided
okay.
better.
You're ready to go up to
Definitely working
Xfinity.
over Mark Martin in that
And
8 car
then,
right
you
now.
know,
This
I
will
think
be
if he would have been with that Ganassi deal in last year, he might have looked more convincing in Xfinity. But he's with College Racing, who was okay, probably still not like a championship level caliber yet. But you know, he's getting there. You know, let him go contend for an Xfinity championship. You know, look like he's going to make the championship 4, and then maybe I'd say, okay, he's ready for the Cup Series.
Yeah, I think he at least needs one.
Kyle Busch in position to leave here with.
I'm ready
the
for
Sprint
some
Cup
silly
point
season
lead.
news. I mean,
Well, we got it with the tracks, I guess.
I know, but I think I'm more on what? Who's driving the 48 or who's not driving the 48? Where's Bubba Wallace going? Who's driving the 42? I mean, at least we did figure out with Eric Almirola that he's staying put.
Yeah.
Martin Truex Jr. moved up
So
to
at least there was some kind of information over the last couple days.
Another bit of news that kind of maybe got overshadowed by the Auto Club
started all the way
news.
back in the front stretch, finished up coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, they got together over here coming down into turn 1, and then Reagan just took it out.
There's 2 Red Bull cars, isn't there?
Yep.
Krista.
Okay, I was going to say, that's not the one I
One
like.
is blue and one is silver.
I like the blue better. Okay, I'm sorry, what got overshadowed?
News got overshadowed with the Auto Club stuff with Trevor Bayne. He is now driving for Nice Motorsports, I'm assuming for the rest of the year at this point, kind of replacing Ty Majeski.
I'm great for the center team. At the 11 of Denny Hamlin, the 18 of
He's going to stop making coffee for a little bit and going to go race.
Yeah. I agree with Nicholas Gray here. He said that pedigree car looks way cooler than the current pedigree car.
Yeah,
'Cause
you said that earlier.
Now it's just like all yellow. That's basically all it is.
Banana car.
They won the battle against Mark Martin.
With the dog on
Gibson
it.
off pit road. They'll take over the second spot.
That accident
Dang, I
happened
didn't
just in
realize
front of the race.
Ross Chastain has been racing
Denny Hamlin gets
since
through here.
2011.
Wow.
Whoa, cloud of smoke. Holy cow.
Oh,
Denny
that's kind of slow out.
Jimmy Johnson, though, he was about to go a lap down.
Caution just after halfway in Richmond.
So we're after halfway.
All right, you want your chair back since we're halfway?
Sure.
No, you don't sound too sure. I'll gladly sit here.
Your world
I think for my birthday, Danny should have given me a chair.
More power to you. By the Home Depot.
Ho, ho, ho.
Home Improvement Warehouse. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Hey, Alaskan Yankee. Appreciate the $2. Yeah, I miss Steve Burns too. He was a great person in the commentary. Great at what he did. Great at the pit reporting.
35 of owner points, so we needed that 5-point bonus. And that spoils.
Denny Hamlin's still pacing the field, and Kyle Busch is second, Mark Martin third, Truex fourth. Dale Earnhardt Jr. rounds up the top 5.
Awesome. Go, Dale.
Jeff
Go,
Gordon, the
Dale.
24
Go, Dale
car, he's moved up to
Jr.
the top 12 now. He's in the 12th position.
Let's go back to that caution flag. We did not have a camera.
Hey,
on
DannyBTalks,
Regan
can we get a
Fox 3D, Daryl,
like a
help show us
flex
what happened down the front
Suarez
stretch to get
game,
all
por
this party
favor?
started.
Yeah, this was kind of
Suarez
incidental
game.
here. I mean, I don't think anything
guess.
really intentional took place right here. But apparently Regan took, he didn't agree with what Allmendinger did. And he just drove over here into turn 2 and just said, okay, buddy, you want to play like that? Try this.
The thing about it, Allmendinger still on the lead lap. Regan Smith.
Well, we still got a long ways to go.
I know, that was making me nervous. And it's only
Lead
8:15.
lap after a penalty for non-compliant refueling during that
At least we're not on Easter time. It's 9:15 there.
AJ's having a great run. I mean, the car's good.
The free pass on that.
So to those of you watching on the East Coast, I'm sorry.
Got a feeling that's where the
That's not too
disagreement came
late.
from. I'm not a lap down. You are. Why are you racing me?
But it is a school night / work night.
I don't care. It's like how
Denny Hamlin, of course,
much
now
longer we're looking
with
at
having
here.
his 4 consecutive top 5 finishes, he comes in here 4th in the points. And
Oh,
what
gosh.
he's done now, he not only
We're
got
at
his
111
5 points
of
for leading
256
any lap,
here.
he's
Well, that
already
could be
locked up the 5 bonus points for
Big
leading the
Lane
most
and all
laps.
that. We don't
one
think so.
can
I
do
think
that because
so.
now he's
I think
led
that's what it is.
214 of 215 laps.
Next watch along should be the 2011 Brickyard 400. That's a good one.
Well, we've got cars that are
You need to
lapped
write
down
these
like the
down.
96 and the 10. Then we've got
And maybe
Brett
during the
Biffle in the
off-season do
16.
something.
Tony
Yeah.
Stewart in the 20.
Maybe
once a week we'll do
ninth
something.
position.
At DannyBTalks, do you still bass fish or spend time on the water? I do, just whenever I have time for it. Just talking, I might go out and do it this weekend, but I don't know for sure.
We have kayaks we haven't taken out since, well, at least I hadn't been in mine since Memorial Day.
Halfway, Daryl,
Yeah.
when you said after halfway, the give and take
Just
meter swings all the way.
Weather
to 10.
hadn't been right or I'm busy, so I'm ready to
Right.
One glove to
get
go.
back in line.
Let's get down to pit road. Check with Dick Berggren.
Jeff Gordon started this race in the 43rd position, dead last. He has worked his way all the way up to 12th, and he's gained all those positions through a combination of things.
Hey Daniel, glad you got your homework done. Good to see you back.
Well, that was some quick homework.
He said there wasn't a lot, but it's still it's still dreadful. Sorry.
I get that. That's the worst part of school.
Each
Is
and
the
every crew member that has worked on that car,
extra stuff,
everybody
the
going
homework,
over the
the
wall, everybody that's here
projects,
in the
the essays, all that. That's one thing I don't miss about school.
Missed the college atmosphere. Oh, Paul Menard.
With the 83 of Brian Vickers, and that one took 2 laps.
I like the black kind of stripes on it. It gives it more design.
Yeah.
Stuff all over his tires. He goes down into turn 1. The car won't turn.
Question: do you like,
off turn 2.
like on DI, like they have the iconic thing, and Penske has that?
Yeah, I do like it on that.
Funneled down coming out of turn number 2. There just wasn't room for everybody.
When they started off,
if you watch, he goes
they went
into
with
turn
like
3 over here.
there's like 3 or 4 straps on the bottom or something like that, and then maybe they incorporate like a little bit on the roof or something like that. But then as time progressed, like after Dale's death, and it was like the 2003 season, they changed it from those stripes to like that right there, which. From one angle it looks like an E, and from the other angle it looks like a 30.
Outside, and it just ran out of racetrack over there.
Paul Menard had nowhere to go. He was being forced up, and Vickers was there.
Who's who?
There's Gilliland, gets into Menard.
Brian Vickers.
And it's on from there.
That AAA car ahead of him is David Reagan.
Somebody's bad news is always somebody's good news, and that somebody is Reed Sorensen, who gets the free pass.
Funny. I always say Paul Menard did a good job of not wrecking a lot of cars. There was an occurrence where he did wreck one.
Under caution and time for an AT&T race break and a quick recap. Denny Hamlin dominating. He's led all but one lap here. He lapped Jeff Gordon early. Remember, Denny, the pole sitter. Gordon starting at the back of the pack. Some pit problems. Casey Kane lost a 3-spot location here, and then Tony Stewart.
Oh yeah, there's that again.
That's not. His name is not Earl. He lost a couple
And
of
boom,
spots
got
on
away.
that pit maneuver. In the meantime, Gordon did get his lap back when Juan Pablo Montoya had the spin out. Steve Letarte, his crew chief, cheering him on and getting Jeff Gordon back in it. Right now, Jeff Gordon currently running 12th. And this AT&T race break, you can get an exclusive look inside the world of Richard Childress Racing. Jeff Burton in the 31 Chevrolet. Because of AT&T, check out your cellular video on your AT&T handset. You can access all the inside RCR content. Let's talk about in the pre-race show. Hey, we mentioned
seems like what
Jeff
they did
Gordon,
earlier
Tony
this year
Stewart,
at
Dale
Daytona.
Earnhardt Jr., big names who have yet to win a race this year.
Well, the thing is right now, you've already seen how bad Jeff Gordon and Steve Letarte.
If your roof is over 7 years old, you may qualify for a unique metal roofing opportunity. Watch this important message.
I don't want to watch this important
Letarte
message.
want to get back into this race. They've done an excellent job so far. Ill handling race car, but they never quit. Now they've got themselves in a position where they can now.
Sorry, that's what happens when we watch it on the NASCAR
Yeah, I was like,
channel.
wait a second. What is that?
Yeah, when you
I was
watch.
like, that didn't look like a regular NASCAR ad.
Yeah, when you watch it on NASCAR's YouTube channel, it can do that to you.
That's how they make money, but
Yeah.
sorry. We got people watching with us. We don't got time for that.
Yep, sorry. They can watch ads on DannyBTalks.
Around there, Chris, and as we get closer to the end, I believe all these
Eric Merchesney says ads don't belong on YouTube. That's false. They do. That's the only way guys like me can get paid and continue to do content like this. So without ads, there's no way I could keep doing this.
So be patient. Watch the 30-second ad.
Like,
or you know,
like if it wasn't for ads, me, Eric, Jarrett, all the ones you guys like watching for NASCAR or YouTube, we couldn't do it.
I mean, you make some money on super chats and and Patreon supporters, but that's
And
not.
I mean that's a free way you guys can support us by just being patient with an ad.
How we pay the bills, right?
Yeah.
You just feel that advantage at the 11 car. Hey, look at the 18 up on the outside there. You just feel that advantage kind of slipping away a little bit at a time. Not that he's getting any worse. Everybody else is getting
What's
better.
happening, everybody? Danny B, the Bass Fisher and NASCAR Superfan Talks here.
I think Kyle Busch in the 18
How
car
you introduce
knows if he's
yourself
going
now?
to get the lead from
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin, he better do it, and he better do it quick after a restart.
Tell you what, when you've led as much as Denny has,
Kyle Busch in the chat says, "Here I come."
and you're afraid to make any changes to
I
it.
think it's hilarious
Sometimes
when
that bites you.
people change their account to names of like
Yeah.
drivers
Need to
and
mention
like
it had
talk
only
as
been
like in
9
first
laps
person.
since that last caution. The top 10 cars stayed out. We had 12 cars at the back from Casey Kane on back that actually came.
What happens if we skip the ads after 5 seconds? I've always been told like it counts as an ad playback, but it doesn't pay as much. Like I always give it a principle of like, if the ad's only 15 seconds, just let it play. If it's 30 seconds, yeah, I probably still let it play. But if it's like one of these weird ones where it's like, I've seen ads that I've had ads before. It was like an hour-long podcast. Someone just
I had
paid
one
to
on
promote
yours
it.
like a year ago. It was like a full-on movie. It was like over an hour.
Yeah, it's like that. Just let it play for 30 seconds and then hit skip. You know. But if it's short, you know, just let it play. Oh, we got a big crash. Oh gosh. Oh, we got a lot of cars. You wanted something exciting? There you go. Started with one car and became the big one.
Yeah, the Super Speedway, Richmond Super Speedway.
Yeah. A lot of good cars too.
He got into that, but didn't get very much damage.
Burton.
So he came through our point leader.
Jimmy.
I thought he had. In the 48, he got
Jimmy.
up pretty good.
Kurt.
The field bottlenecked
JJ
coming out of
Yeley.
turn number 2 and piled up 800 feet later into turn 3.
I've been expecting just by the way these guys have been racing each other
what
3
happened?
wide a lot tonight, more than I've ever seen here.
Blame Carl.
Blaney, Yaley, and Edwards.
Yeah, it was Carl's fault.
I told you it was
That just
Carl.
knocked Yaley up in the outside wall, and then
everyone just tried to avoid him.
Car hard in the inside wall, and it was on from there.
Yeah.
It was Carpentier's teammate, Elliott Sadler, couldn't check up quick
And
enough.
then boom,
got in the
boom,
back of
boom,
Patrick.
boom.
See Ryan Newman
Oh, that's a
goes
hard
all those
hit.
guys going by on the apron. Nobody really got slowed down very much.
And Kurt Busch in the 2 took a hard shot.
Yeah, watch the 10. Look how many hits he
that?
takes.
That was a hard
Patrick
lick on that
Carpentier.
inside wall
I've
by
never
that
heard
10
that
car.
person.
Now Patrick Carpentier
He's
has
more a road
climbed out
course
of his
racer,
car.
but
He's
he was
okay.
running full
They just
time
keep
then.
on at 17. He's torn up big time.
Dang.
Kurt Busch has climbed out
I
of
haven't
his
seen
car.
Matt Kenseth
He's
once
okay.
in this race. Kind of forgot he was in the race.
Well, you saw him just then.
Yeah, I know. Right.
Actually, the 22, I think the 22 pushed
Yellow is out. Yellow is
the 96 over into the 99, actually. Burton does an awfully nice job here, guys. Watch this. He gets a little damage there. He gets spun, but not enough that I think it's going to
Hey, appreciate that, Adam Thompson. He gave $10, so
Awesome.
appreciate that. Hey, you guys deserve everything you earn. Love being a part of another classic race. Thank you guys. You're awesome. Gatorade's on me. Happy birthday. Appreciate that. There's Gatorade.
Happy early birthday
Yep.
from Adam.
$10 from Adam. Appreciate
All
that.
3 of us jumped back.
How many lives does a gopher have? Cats have 9. I don't know how many gophers have.
Now we said Kurt Busch took quite a hit.
Dang.
Locked it up trying to miss Carpentier. Couldn't.
Oh, man.
Nowhere for
17.
Kenseth to go in a 17.
What
Sauter in
team
the
was the
70.
10 car with at this
And
time?
Gilliland.
Ray Abraham. And you can tell by the little
Folks, crank it
strap
up
that is
and
on
give
the
a listen
number
to
there.
this.
Same as like the 9 car
Oh, okay.
and the 19.
Oh,
Gosh.
We got Craig Bush, $1.25 and no comment. Appreciate that, Craig Bush.
I will take it.
And you know, right
Is that
before
the third Bush butter we never heard
to
of?
say that we were
Oh, yeah, there's the
228 laps
zero
into this
with
race
the-
now,
Yeah.
230,
Kinda.
and all 43
I don't know what you
cars
call
are
it.
still out there. Obviously, that's not the
Well-
case now. Now, again,
I don't know if that's supposed to be like an Evernham E thing or what it was.
Like a flame or a tick mark. I don't know what.
The situation under red flag, but per the NASCAR rule
The
book,
zigzags.
you cannot work on the
Golly,
car.
that
Yeah,
car
they're
is
on freeze.
beat
now.
up. That's had a
All
bad
those guys
night.
stand around in 48, they're frozen.
But you know, honestly, Daryl, for those guys, a red flag is a good thing. It gives you an opportunity to really survey the damage and make a good game plan.
You want to know something random about Dodges and the car of tomorrow?
Zero
So
there.
in 2007,
She's all crazy.
you know, when they ran like 1 week they'd run the
changed in an instant.
old like Gen 4 car, and the next week they'd run the car of tomorrow. Well, during that time period, and when they ran the Gen 4 car, Dodge had the Dodge Charger. And then when they had the car of tomorrow, they were running the Dodge Avenger for some reason.
Got turned.
And it's weird because like you about didn't even notice it because it about looks similar to the Dodge Charger body, which they ended up going back to the Charger in 2008.
Richmond after 230 laps.
Hey, appreciate that, Jesse Jones. $4.99. Happy birthday! Thank you so much, Jesse. Jesse is one of the few people who bought the
This whole situation, it was
Big
only
Motor
2 to 3
Small Blade
laps after
2020
restart.
shirts.
It happened about midway in the pack. So
Which
half
is still
the field was
available,
coming at
and we
this
also
whole
have
situation.
DannyBTalks throwback shirts available. Those will be available until the end of September.
You didn't give me one of those.
Fantastic qualifying effort. Started fourth.
I need some Danny
Had a good race going. Was staying on the lead lap for most
Do you
of the
still have
night.
the podcast merch
And
on
then,
your channel?
Yeah, and we have NASCAR Week podcast merch. So
Sweatshirts, t-shirts.
Anything you need, I've got it available.
Yeah, he got me a
see all
Danny
the cars that were
Needs a
involved
Minute
in this
shirt and a
accident. It was
podcast
at
shirt.
least that many, and some more with slight damage.
Oh boy, this racetrack has been known for excitement over the years, and for some
Kurt Busch commented, "I died."
Time for a
Oh,
look
because
back.
he was in this
Brought
crash.
to you by
Yeah.
Ford. Drive One. Spring 1992. Bill Elliott in Junior Johnson's number 11 Ford battling Alan Kulwicki. In the Hooters Ford, that was the finish. Elliott got the win.
Yay.
Bill
18
Elliott.
inches. Fast forward to
Oh, that was a
Atlanta
close
in November
finish.
the same season. Kulwicki gets his revenge and beats Elliott for the championship.
When has been the closest
Ford.
finish in
Drive
NASCAR
One.
history? Do you know?
For the longest time, it was that Ricky Craven, Kurt Busch, and then
Did the Daytona one beat
at
it?
Richmond. That's where we are.
I think
right
it did, but I think it got beat before it in two. I think it might have been tied actually in 2011 Talladega.
I would say so.
But then yeah, I think 2016 Daytona might have been the closest.
Speaking of that Ricky Craven, you made a video on that.
Yeah, and I feel like it might have got lost in the shuffle there. If you guys want to see a pretty interesting video, I have one on my channel called "Just Send It Ricky," and you might enjoy that one.
This whole bigger thing.
I watched that one this morning because we've been out of town, so I haven't been able to keep up with all the Danny B videos.
You know, with FoxSports.com
But
and
I thought it was
DW
good.
Store, you can get all you want.
Talking about Ricky Craven, not Ricky
We've had a lot of fun
Yeah.
with Digger.
Oh, someone said
we had a
2016
contest to name
Phoenix
him.
was actually closer. Yeah, I
Who
did.
won
Another
that?
contest
Edwards.
for who provided the voice of Digger.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Did we do that?
race.
I don't know.
Who is that? Is
I think that was in
the deal down there,
spring,
too?
so yeah, I don't even think you were watching
No,
that.
No.
it only means something to us.
Like
There's
the
a
first,
man
I
named
didn't
Dan
even watch
Collins that's a
anything
happy
until
man
we
and
went
never go to
to
bed now.
Bristol.
Bristol in the spring, and that was an
Sell
Xfinity
some
race.
T-shirts. You know, we don't get a
And
chance to talk to crew chiefs during the race
I don't
here
think
at
I
Richmond.
watched
It's just too darn loud. But how
anything
about
after
now?
that, 'cause we were-
Steve.
Mike
I went home
Mike
for the
Ford,
summer.
crew chief for Denny Hamlin, and
And then we started
Mike, just
picking
before
up
the caution came out,
when
I
the
had
school year
reported
started.
that
So around
Denny has
August,
told
the
you, hey,
first
you're
race I
making the
really
car
remember
better, but let's
watching
not get complacent.
the-
Let's keep working on
I
it.
remember part of it, Michigan.
what he
of
was talking about
Is
was,
that when the
you know,
Kyle
last night
Larson
track kept
Chase
tightening
Elliott?
up in the center,
I
and
think
he's been
so.
pretty good in the center. But
Someone said, "You think
we
I
know
could
we're
still
gonna
get that
continue
Digger
to free
T-shirt?"
that up and
I
still keep
think
Drive
if you
off,
dig deep enough, you
we
might be able to find some
started
Digger
the race and
merchandise
we're
still.
leading
What they
strictly
made
because we
that?
had track
Yeah, they
position.
they had a
Wasn't
ton
very
of Digger
good. We
merchandise.
made
They
a
sold
couple of
Digger
adjustments in that
die-cast
last
back
run.
then.
We were starting to really make some gains.
Well, it's
we've
funny,
had the track
back in the
position all night,
day,
and that's
as
critical
you
here
can
in
tell,
Richmond,
some of
but,
those little
you know, we've
NASCAR
been in
tents,
these
they literally
situations
made
where we've led
anything
all
and
the
everything
laps and fallen
NASCAR.
short
Yeah,
at the end.
like
There's still
Like,
170
I have
laps to go,
something
and,
random
we're gonna
upstairs.
keep
It's a
working on it.
124
You know,
scale
Denny can obviously,
2008
win this
Daytona
race,
500
have a good race
diecast.
car.
And the thing is, they made like mine is in red. They made them in red, white, blue, all sorts of colors.
If the car gets close, the
that-
changes will become minimal.
Yeah.
And they did the last run.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, thank you.
If you wear
Their
2X, you
last
can
four
buy it on
finishes,
Etsy.
The win
Yeah.
at Martinsville, 5th in Texas, 3rd at Phoenix, 3rd at Talladega.
Yeah,
They
you can
have
still get
climbed from
some Digger
15th
merchandise
This
out
one's
there.
cool. I like this
in the Sprint
one
Cup
that's
standings.
black.
Oh yeah, I think that's the official one right there.
Well, let's see if somebody over there on the
If you
back
wear
straightaway
a
can
size
tell us what happened.
extra something, I can't see it.
Hey, Kyle, it's
Probably large.
DW. You got a copy, buddy?
I got you. You got me?
Yeah, 10-4. Taking a little break here, a little past halfway. How's the car, and can you do anything with your teammate there, brother?
Car's not bad. We made some air pressure adjustments tonight. I think a wedge adjustment as well, too, to get it a little bit better.
Someone said technically 2018 Xfinity Daytona, Reddick versus Sadler holds the record at .0004 seconds. That is true.
What is it?
Yeah, that one was very
20,
close.
wait, I want to look it up.
2018 Xfinity at Daytona.
But, you know, if that's not the case, that FedEx car is really strong.
Yeah, he is. He's been about
So that
a
would've
tenth
been
quicker
the
than
spring
most
one.
everybody out there tonight.
I
Did you
don't
see
even
what happened there
remember
going into
that.
three?
Like,
Did
hearing
you
how close
were you
that
able to
was.
tell what happened
Yeah.
over there?
Yeah, luckily to my advantage, I got a Nextel Vision screen or Sprint Vision screen, however you want to call
Kurt Busch
it
says
over
Kyle in
here.
the spotlight
It
again,
looked as though
and Craig Busch
the 96
says, "My brother
was fairly on
speaks,
the outside
yay!"
of the 22, and you know, the 22 kind of moved up off the corner a little bit, and the 99 had a run on the 96, and
Well, here's a picture of this, I think, right?
Yep.
But that's not, they're not coming across the finish. So,
Oh.
it's this one.
Yeah, no, it's hard to tell who won that.
Sent him to the inside fence, and so the wreck was
Yeah,
on
that
pretty
one was
much,
close.
man. It was a big one over there. It looked like something was happening.
Wait, was that the Daytona? So that was like the
right
right before the 500?
Yeah.
That was the one that Tyler Reddick won. The only one he won was
That's what got him. That's what got him in the playoffs, and then he was able to somehow be there for Miami.
Yeah.
And it's funny, both times he won was in the Burger Fi car.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that didn't follow him up into like RCR and all that. They just kind of disappeared after that season. I appreciate the $2 again from Inside Uranus. Would NASCAR would be better with male cheerleaders? Absolutely. I will be a male cheerleader. Here we go. Give me an 8. Give me an 8. Who's that B? It's Alex Bowman. Yes. Go, Alex. Yeah. Woo.
No, that cheer was awful.
Yes, it was awful.
I look for somewhere to race.
Gosh,
every day.
please
You
do
do a
not
good
hire
job,
Danny
man.
B
Keep
as a
it up.
cheerleader.
I appreciate it, bud. Thank you.
Kyle Busch is second to his teammate Denny Hamlin.
See, this is what we do when we're under red flag conditions, right?
Yeah. If I didn't want to risk going too far, just fast forward.
Through sixth behind the two
I can't
leading
close my eyes.
Toyotas. Carl Edwards seventh, Clint Boyer eighth.
There's other people who
Patrick
hasn't seen this
Carpentier,
race.
Yeah.
Kurt
I'm
Busch,
sure
and
of it.
Johnny
Out of
Sauter
the
have been
125
checked and
people
released
watching
at the
along.
infield
I'm
care
surprised the
center
125 people are watching us
after a
literally
big
react to a
pileup
red flag.
on the back straightaway.
Whoa,
Now, defending
wow.
series champ
Whoa,
Jimmy
whoa,
Johnson
they're
finds
sideways. Look at them. They're sideways.
18th here at the red flag, just 30 laps past halfway. Let's go to Matt Yoakum in Jimmy's pit.
Mike, moments ago, Chad Canals was down off the pit box
Yeah,
surveying
people said
the
that was
damage
awful.
with his
Yes, it
car
was
chief,
awful.
Ron Malik, and the rest
Like,
of the
it didn't
Lowe's
even
crew members.
rhyme.
So looking at
Give
things,
me an
how
8.
bad is it?
Give me an 8.
Pretty damn bad. I'll be honest with you. You know, it's unfortunate. We haven't
who
been as
do we
fast as we
hate?
wanted to be the
Not
whole time we unloaded
Bowman.
here. Yeah, we came real close to the way we were last year, and just with this tire, it just hasn't worked for us. Some other people made the transition onto this tire a lot better, obviously. You know, when you go back there and you're running the back, that's the kind of things that happen. You know,
Like, where would cheerleaders even
unfortunate, but
stand
the Lowe's team we got here, you know, these guys are doing everything they can to get us back out
People
there
be
and try
mad,
to
they'd
get
be
those valuable
blocking the
points.
way. Get
Obviously,
out
all
of
this
the
is
way.
just a prelude to the chase, and that's what we've got to try to do.
What? They're like,
What are you going to do to
oh, no,
fix
they're
this
not,
to
they're
try
not
to
working
get
on
back
the car. I
up the
thought they were
points?
working on the car and a
Well,
red
first off,
flag
we
at
got to
first.
cut a bunch of
They're
stuff
just kind of getting in
off, but, we're going to
position
try to
now.
remove the hood and some of the
It's
front
like,
facing material, probably the right front corner of the
Monster
splitter.
Energy Girls,
And obviously get
but
front wheels.
male
Oh,
form.
yeah.
All right, thanks, Chad.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
Well, Matt, we're up on the pit box with Tony Uri Jr. and Dale Jr. Tony, the last thing I heard him say was, "I can deal with tight. I
Stop
can't
it,
deal with
DannyBTalks.
loose."
My
What's going
ears
on
are
with him and
dying,
race
and I
car
might
right
stop
now?
watching.
Our car is loose
Hush.
end, and it's
like,
needs a little bit of forward leg. But the biggest thing is, you know, we're a little bit tight in the middle, like you usually are here at Richmond. So we're just walking a fine line, and right there we got him a little too loose in, and so we're just making a couple more adjustments. You know, it really ain't that far off from where we started the race, so we're just doing little baby steps.
Tony
Baby
Uri
steps for the
Jr.
88, Mike.
Steps.
He had such a
Thanks,
country
Krista.
accent.
Drivers being released from the
You have a
care
country
center.
accent.
I do have a
And we'll
country
check
accent.
with Dick Berggren, who's
We've
down
acknowledged
there.
this several
I
times.
think it was funny. Somebody commented on the video that thought you were having a fake, trying to fake a southern accent.
Yeah, so I don't know if any of y'all have heard this story or not. Some
What was it like inside the car?
weird person
Yeah, it was, you know,
was
and
trying to
all of a sudden,
say
guys
that
up front,
I sounded like
we
I
hit
was
each other, saw the
trying to
smoke
fake a
starting to come
country
out,
accent, like I lived in
go to,
Canada or something like that.
inside
Like,
wheel,
no,
and I got hit
it's
from
just what happened when you grew up in
behind,
East
spun around,
Tennessee.
hit the
You
inside
never heard a
wall,
real
and
country accent.
almost accelerated and got back to turn 3 and hit some cars and then got hit and hit and hit. There were a lot of smoke. So I couldn't see nothing. I just had my hands off the steering wheel, but that carbon fiber seat is pretty good actually, because I got hit pretty hard and everything's okay. So too bad for life luck, but we had a good start at least the night. You know, I just want to finish, get some points, but man, these wrecks happen fast on a short track like that or a big track.
Indeed, and when they start, a lot of stuff happens.
Well, that's the problem with its back straightaway.
Show me
is
your
relatively narrow,
doodle.
and when one car gets
Interesting.
sideways,
Says,
I'm
from Nashville originally, and people never believe me as far as like their
red
accent.
flag here, 230 laps into this 400-lap race. Some of these cars can be repaired. This could be of consequence to point leader Jeff Burton, who could lose the point lead to Kyle Busch this evening. Now, Jeff Hammond's down at our Ford Fusion cutaway car and can tell us about some of the things these teams will do when we go to the yellow flag
More cutaway
to get back
car.
in this
Yeah.
race.
Well, Mike, first thing we want to do, we want to take a quick look
Spent a
at
lot
the
on
Ford
this.
360 car.
Camera's
Again,
kinda shaky.
look at the automotive, safety absorbing foam is in the right side of these cars. A lot of guys.
Like,
were
how low
running
is he
at each
gonna
other.
get?
Patrick Carpentier talked about.
He's like-
he got
he's like
hit
aiming
several
from, like, his
times,
hip.
but you see him walking away. Fast race
right
track.
holding the camera
but this
like
new
here,
car
like-
really
Yeah.
absorbs
absorbs a lot of energy after being basically
Well,
bounced
you can
around
tell
like a billiard ball.
Jeff Hammond is looking down
That's the
at
good
it.
thing about this new car. And the repairs that are going to have to happen, we already heard what they said. Some of the guys that got radiator damages, they're going to take and change the radiator. They'll work on the front fascia. They're going to have to cut some of this front board away as far as that nose is concerned on the 48. Get all this stuff clearanced up. So you're going to see zits wheels and sawzalls is going to be the primary deal, especially the big hammers trying to beat the fenders out, Mike, to get everything geared up for that. One other thing I want to go to, we've been talking about brakes a lot this during the course of this race and how hot they get. Again, you get an opportunity to see how big the brakes are on this car. One little demonstration I want to bring to you guys. I've been cooking up a couple ideas here. Take a quick look. I got a hot sheet here. 456 degrees.
The winner of this race is driving an Oldsmobile.
What happens when this is a rotor? Imagine it being a rotor. Pour some water in this thing, and it just
they were in NASCAR
at one point. Hot enough. If you can imagine this, 1,000-degree rotor, you throw that hamburger in there, you can imagine how quick you could cook a hamburger on one of these rotors tonight.
I feel like,
this is a big
why does he just randomly have that hamburger there? He's just like, I need to eat. Y'all keep me here. I'm going to use this as an excuse.
Kind of regroup a little bit, give their teams an opportunity to see exactly where they are to make a final stretch run toward the end of the day.
Jeff Hammond.
Yes, sir.
I like my medium rare, please.
Okay, I'll have it sent right up.
That hamburger already looks cooked.
It is cooked already.
There, DW, no problem, my friend. I know you're a little bit hungry. There you go.
Like, it looks ready to go.
Hey, we got everything cooking down here at the Hollywood Hotel.
But I think the point here, remember one of our keys at the top of the race, and look how hot this flat tire is off the 96 car. He'll get rid of that thing in a hurry. But I think one of the points...
Off the 96 car. Why did he just hand it a Paul Menard guy?
You don't hear a lot about aero.
What?
Now, I think that
I'm really
front
confused.
splitter that Jeff was talking about, I think that's a key element. But you know what? You can take the hood off.
Someone said, is that hamburger edible? That looks awful.
Right now, these guys are just
It really did.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like it was, like, cooked and then chilled, and then, like, went to room temp and then just threw back on there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess it was like, he put like a bunch of water in that thing. So someone said, who boils a hamburger in water? So they just straight up started boiling it.
I didn't see what he dumped in there.
There's Kurt.
Spinning around and he ricocheted.
Are you going to say something in the chat now?
I had my front brakes all locked up. You know, these cars are really easy to lock up the left front. They're really hard.
I know.
The tire, and it seems like you either blow
Like, it's
it
funny,
out
like,
in the right front.
I don't know if he's ever had any kind of like surgery done to his face, but like if you look at him in like 2003,
I think I saw that, like, he said like he got his ears pinned back or
yeah, I think he did that. But I swear something looks different about his nose too.
On our telemetry earlier,
Like, I don't know. Like if you look at him in 2003, he does not look the same as he even did right there. And that was only like 5 years later.
In 100 or 2 feet.
Well, I mean, hey, when you're making the big bucks in NASCAR, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
They'll run a few laps under caution, and everybody will come to pit road. And Steve, some concern on the part of the 10th place car.
There he is, Mike, in the 20
I mean, it would
pit
suck,
of
like, to
Tony
be a NASCAR
Stewart.
driver
They
just for the fact,
have
like,
an
you would never be
alternator
home,
problem.
always
They
on the
just-
road, always,
when the red flag
you know,
came out, rather,
people
they
telling you what to
told
do.
Tony, turn off
But gosh,
all
having that much money
non-essential
and
items
all
on
you
that
have to do
race
is
car.
drive a car
And,
around.
Their voltage meter is down to about 8.5.
I mean, I know there's more to that. You know, you got to practice.
That's the question.
They
whatever,
think it is. They just told
essentially
Tony
that's
they
all you
think
do
they're
is
all
drive a car.
right, but I guess we're all going to find out together here
You don't have to
shortly.
actually clock into
We've been
work.
talking about how
Someone
much brake
said
you use.
go
I'm sure one of the
to
things they've had to
1 hour and
probably
40
flip
minutes
off
to
and on are
skip the red
blowers that help
flag.
Pump cool air to those brakes. You don't want to cut them
Are you
off.
good at
It
that?
may be
I think I
Darryl
am.
with 100
They
seconds
ain't
left to go.
moving yet.
They may have to change that battery out.
And that's why
Appreciate that.
it's hard on the battery here and the alternator because you run blowers on the brakes.
We're really close
You run
anyway, we're like
blowers
5
on the
minutes
rear
away from
end.
it.
You run blowers on the. There's those poor guys'
Oh, we're still
cars
there.
out.
You
But
can skip
I never knew
No,
you so
they're
much
under caution.
about
Oh,
so
they're
much
yellow.
trivia in my
Thank
life.
you.
Yep, thank you for that.
Says I spend too much time on the
Save
internet.
5 minutes of your life there.
It was interesting.
Now we're watching Tony
Yeah,
Stewart
for
here.
real.
It looks like that car
5 minutes
didn't
closer
break.
for everyone
Steve
getting to go to
Burns was
bed.
talking about it was way down on voltage.
Now, if there's gonna be any more big wrecks like that.
Will they
No,
bring
that was
car to
crazy
pit
for
road?
a short track.
Yeah, for Richmond. Bristol's had some big crashes before.
But then again, like when you start wrecking, there ain't nowhere to go. They're all
It's like I go left. There's someone there. I go right. There's 2 people there.
Really a battery
like,
problem.
all right, just close your eyes, hope for the best.
Is a sacrificial
That's funny
lamp.
seeing Tony Stewart there. He had Subway as a sponsor this year, and Carl Edwards had Office Depot as a sponsor. In 2009, they kind of like swapped because then Subway was over with Carl Edwards.
Pick one. How about pick one of those 2 on the screen?
Let's make it an 11.
Okay.
Let's make it an 11. It's going to be Denny Hamlin. Remember the wreck we had back on lap 221. Watch the 11 go through the smoke. will trickle style and emerge with
Trickle.
the lead.
That's big right there. When you're all up in that ball of smoke and you see the I knew somebody got some damage. 6, David Reagan got quite a bit of damage in that little deal there, the 38.
So Denny is our Allstate good hands
All right,
driver.
so far,
tonight.
had a big
Allstate,
crash, but
are
Denny
you
Hamlin
ready?
has
He hit
led this
38,
entire thing
6
pretty much.
did.
Now, if you remember, 2 cautions ago, back on lap 206,
All right,
all
where's
of
Dale?
our lead lap cars came to
And
pit
sixth.
road. The last caution, we had about 12 cars that came to pit road, about 10 that stayed out. One that has come to pit road now that I think actually that was in the top 10 got a little bit of damage. Carl Edwards in that 99 car. What that is, that's called bear bond.
Someone said Martinsville had a big crash in 2014. That they did.
Just trying to keep that left front fender in place.
Actually, at the end of the race, we went to Martinsville 2017. You know, the Chase Elliott crash happened. But on the last lap, there was a big crash. Actually, a lot of cars piled up.
This is what charges the battery. But in case they wind up having
I'd never been so happier to see Kyle Busch win just because I didn't want Denny Hamlin to
I
win.
know. I would
back here,
really
they'll
bummed
take off the battery cover off that left rear tire. They'll jerk it loose just like that. They'll have another one standing by, slip it right back up in there, hook it back up. He'll have a brand new battery. Should be able to continue and finish this race, even though he will give up a lot of valuable spots by coming down pit road and doing that. Yeah, this is the 20 pitch. You can see the battery there, and everything has to
watch this
happen
race and you know the finish. 'Cause I would like
even
to see
under
who you're
a
guessing.
caution lap to get that battery
But
changed without going
you
a lap
can't tell me
down.
again.
Now pit road is open, so we'll see if we have any takers that comes to pit road.
just
Looks
stay
like
quiet
Kevin
over there.
Harvick in the 29, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88. So a lot of cars, Krista, that
Yeah, I
didn't
did
pick the
enjoy it
last
when we watched
caution.
like
Here they are. Here comes the
2001
20
Sonoma.
car.
Like I really didn't know anything about that.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's talking about his car still bouncing a little bit. In fact, he said,
also.
I just can't go. It's going to be 4 tires. Also, a track bar adjustment was the call for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Which is when I forgot about a lot of the middle stuff. So
Yeah.
And Mike, Tony Stewart brings the number 20 onto pit road.
See, I
You
think
saw
it was
the
that Dale
shot
Jr.'s
of
crew
the
had like
battery being
Adidas
charged,
on the
but
back of their
looks like
front
now, just
like that's
4
surprising. There's
tires
not
for Tony
more
Stewart.
like sports brands involved in NASCAR.
yeah, you'd really think that like Nike or Under Armour would get involved in like the fire stick thing. I know Under Armour does like a lot of like crew shirts and stuff like that, and I think Nike does a few, but not many.
Yeah, like you said, I know Under Armour, and then I think Chase Elliott and things. I've seen like hats and whatever being Under Armour.
Yeah, but then again, maybe the way some people act, we don't need to see Nike in there right now because some people just get so flustered about Nike politics. Stuff that shouldn't matter.
I think Denny must have heard that Kyle say, "We'll try to get up on the outside of him on that restart."
Maybe people will be better once the election is over.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we have
Remember
19
the
cars
60
on the lead lap.
Xfinity
We
car
have
in
one car officially
2017? They crashed all the time.
We have 5 or 6 cars
Yes,
in the
they
garage
did.
area
Or
trying
no,
to
I don't
get
think it was
back out on
2017. I
the
think it was
racetrack.
2018. But yes, I do remember that they crashed all the time.
See Dale Earnhardt Jr. there in the 88 car, one of the cars that came to pit road under that last caution.
So
to
not
get
many
4
cars
tires.
came to pit road, but Dale
Tell you what,
Jr.
man,
did,
these
and now
guys
he's
are
up
still trying
to
to
8.
wreck again. Smoke from Robbie Gordon locking it up into turn,
Locking them up, going down in the corner, and 3 wide again.
Jamie McMurray in the Crown
Madison with
Royal
the top
car.
10. He got the free pass back on lap 129 in the 26 and has fought his way back into contention, as has Jeff Gordon, who just made the pass on Dale Earnhardt Jr. to move into 7th place.
That little red flag over
I
there.
thought Ryan
It's not a
Newman got
bad
in that
thing.
crash.
Halfway through the race, stop, catch your
No,
breath,
Kurt Busch
regroup, get your big old drink.
My name is Joe. I'm a
Hi,
sustainability
Joe.
science researcher at Amazon. Climate change is the fight of our generation.
It's okay to skip ahead to NASCAR channel, but not on
Yeah.
Danny B's.
Yeah, NASCAR is getting
Weekend, the car was
bukus
gone.
of
He
money.
did not
I'm
like
not.
that car at all. They
Wish you were.
qualified the worst
Yeah.
he has ever started at Richmond, but they've kept working on it, made that car better.
Funny
and
looking
better.
at all
Now
those
it's
cars
a top
out,
10
out, out, off,
Yeah,
off.
it's definitely they got enough cautions in the beginning that they were able to make the right adjustments. The thing I was impressed the most, and I think it's been well reported, is what a cheerleader Steve Letarte was, the crew chief, not only to Jeff Gordon, but to that pit crew and the guys working on this car.
Yeah, that little accident back there really breathed a lot of life into some of these guys that were, outside the top 10. But a lot of good cars got taken out
Funny
over
back
there.
on
Top 10,
the
he
crew
just
chief
passed
for a
Casey
fire
Kane to
suit
move into the
too.
top 5.
Well, some
And
of them still
moving forward,
do.
here
Some of them
he
still
goes,
do, but it's like
19 car.
rarely. Like used to, like pretty much all
That's
of them
Elliott
did.
Sadler right now,
Yeah.
who's actually
Nobody,
one lap down in the 19.
Cole Pern style t-shirt.
Yeah, you didn't see that.
Kevin Harvick in the 29 car
I think that worked for him. You know, that was like iconic. But I don't think like if like Greg Ives just rolled up wearing a Chevy Goods T-shirt, I think that would look a little unprofessional.
Yeah.
What's he saying, Matt?
I mean, it worked for Cole, but I like the fire suit.
It was a no-win situation tonight. He hit pit road, still trying to make some progress on this race car. His biggest issue, trying to get some forward bite on exit.
Sounds like we got a new fake driver in chat with the fake Jimmy Johnson.
And that was stay out.
Jimmy Johnson.
The clock is ticking.
There is a real Jimmy
The
Johnson
clock is
YouTube
ticking
channel
when this
though.
race is
So.
ticking with opportunities to make
What I find
adjustments
funny
on
is,
the race
or
car as
surprising,
well.
is that
Well, you know, one
YouTube
thing that I got,
lets
the
people
11
create
cars
accounts
in the
of
main
things that already exist.
Yeah.
You know,
So
like when you
whenever they
create an
get to that
account on
car
some
and
things, it's
qualify
like, oh,
on the
username
pole,
taken. I'm
what
surprised
had
it
to be
doesn't
good
do
for the race
that.
as well.
Yeah.
This car has been flawless all night long.
And not to mention the practice everyone got, including
I mean,
the
I
11
guess it
car,
could
was
be-
2 hours.
I
If
guess
you
they
had a-
can't do that because like
One concern we had.
I
when we
know
started
for a
this
fact on
race,
YouTube there is
was a stiff
multiple
breeze
Eric E
blowing
steps
from
on
out of the
YouTube, and it's
south.
not they're trying to
And
copy
there's a
Eric. It's just
system
that
that's
he's
been
not the only person named Eric E
Petersburg.
step.
And in
That's funny.
the way. This
I was gonna
afternoon,
say, like,
we thought
if
it
you
wouldn't
have
get
more
here
of a
till
common
about
name
2
too,
a.m. But that storm
you know,
is gaining
Yeah.
momentum.
like had the last name
And,
like a
it's
Smith
coming.
or a
Don't know how
Johnson.
soon.
Well, it's like
Have a common
You just
last name and
can't
then
plan for
you
this
I
know.
was better off to go with DannyBTalks and be Danny B because
You got to run
Daniel
now like
Baldwin
every
is the
lap
name
a
of
last
an
lap
actor.
because it's
That's
official
true.
now because we are
So
past the halfway
wasn't a point of me trying to become famous with Daniel Baldwin when
that
there already
storm
is a famous
about
Daniel
an hour
Baldwin.
to
Yeah,
an
it's like
hour and
wannabe.
15 minutes away.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The perfect
So I'm
storm.
Danny B.
The perfect storm.
And that's
The
unique to
race will
you.
end.
Yep.
We'll be in Victory Circle.
Danny B.
It'll wash all the champagne
NASCAR
off it.
YouTube's
Not like last
lovable
week.
country accent, Alex Bowman fan.
Love it when the plan comes together.
Kevin Harvick in the 29.
Fast
We talked
fisherman.
about him a second ago.
Married to
Riding
Claudia.
Tony Stewart in the 20.
Of almost a
These
year.
guys right now
Yeah.
working their way just back inside the top 10. Just in front of this car's right here, a car that we've not really had a lot of time to talk about tonight. Our Daytona 500 winner, Ryan Newman, in that 12 car, had a great finish at Talladega. Since Daytona,
All right,
they
we got
really
about
hadn't
150 to
accomplished
go.
a whole lot, but now it looks like they're maybe getting back on track with that 12 car.
Yeah,
What,
he's
Jeff
sitting there
Gordon
nice.
fifth?
Yeah, he's really been getting better.
Threatens to knock the wall down.
What?
Was a lap down at one point. Now he's in fifth.
Michael Waltrip Groove. There is Michael in the 55. And they're both
He was
running
like
as close
close
to the
to
barrier as you can
30th
get.
or 40th or whatever.
Yeah, he was in the 30s, like a lap down.
What happened?
Next Saturday night at Darlington, because there you literally rub the wall. This car doesn't seem to
I
be
don't know.
affected.
He just
by
did
getting
good.
Give me a look.
rubbing
I think
against
he's
it.
gonna win.
Just keeps on going. It doesn't hurt it that much.
We'll try to keep you updated on those cars that were involved in that accident under the last caution as they go back out on the racetrack. Juan Pablo Montoya in the 42 is back out there 19 laps down. Remember, came in here 12th in the Sprint Cup Series points.
And right now, he would leave here 15th. Carl Edwards had some damage in that one. Most of the cars involved in that crash were lead lap cars. So it has really changed the complexion of this race.
I'm getting tired too.
Yeah, the Burton had a lot of damage, but he's going pretty good. And here's Mark Martin, who's saying, okay, boys, it's getting a little late in the evening here.
Yeah, I agree. Mark Martin's getting a little late in the evening.
Might be time for me to show you I've been saving a little something, which wouldn't
I
surprise
do
me
like night
one bit.
races though.
Yeah.
As well as that car and that team performed
You
at
second
Phoenix
place,
about
Mark
3 weeks
Martin.
ago, not surprised to see them performing just as well. Started this race on the outside, the front row. They pretty much have been in the top 3 all night long.
I can't help it. I got to say this.
Keep it rolling.
Good job, old man.
Talking to Mark Martin.
That 18 car, it's so reminiscent of Earnhardt. You'd pass him, and then you'd look back in your mirror and you'd say, why did I do that?
Now he's going to aggravate
Now he's going to aggravate the fire out of me.
Steve?
Mike, the report from Kyle Busch, he says the
I'm glad y'all are having fun with those fake NASCAR accounts. So.
What we got now? John Hunter Nemechek.
John Hunter
You're
Nemechek.
right in the center and the car's not turning. It hurts the exit because you have to slow it down so much to get it to turn in the middle.
Good race
And
right
Flames
here.
One said the
Ninth
car
place,
tomorrow
Ryan
was
Newman
good.
in the
It should have
12,
stayed.
Harvick.
Yeah, I think
9 and Tony Stewart.
it felt weird for them.
All
They only
racing
they gave up
position,
they gave up on
9th
that car after
And
only
that was a
like
little
4
bit
or
of
5
give and
years.
take there on Kevin Harvick's part. We've seen so many cars get
Come
in
on,
trouble.
Dale.
Turn
Get
two,
around Jeff.
The cars lunged to the wall. Harvick rolled out a little bit, and he went ahead and let
Wreck him.
the position.
No, that's his teammate. He's not going to do that.
Wreck your teammate. Go.
No, stop.
Last week, but I tell you, Dale Jr. got a little bit better car, but you got
Be like your daddy. Be the intimidator against old Jeff Gordon.
This is the pass for 5th place.
Not old Jeff Gordon. Little Jeff Gordon.
Jeff
Young
Gordon
Jeff
started
Gordon.
this race.
This young kid from California.
To be in the top 5. 250 laps in
Yeah,
is
take
quite
5th
an
away from
accomplishment.
him.
And the reason he had to start last, as you said, he qualified well back there, but when they
I didn't realize Jeff Gordon started actually literally 42nd place, almost dead last.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's an engine.
They had to go to the rear of the
So maybe they changed engines or something. So maybe that's why he was so far in the back, is because he started in the back and, had to work his way up.
Makes sense. Oh, we got Matt Kenseth saying hi, Danny. Hello,
We're going to
Matt.
have the whole field before too long.
Yeah. Oh, there's Jimmy Johnson.
For almost this entire race. AJ Allmendinger and Michael McDowell crashed
Caution
in turn 4 to bring out the race's 7th caution. Lead lap cars are on pit road, completing their stops.
It's just
Well, Denny Hamlin didn't go nowhere.
They're having solid stops. Mike Ford and that group. They have that last pit box leaving, and they've won every
I think
battle
Dale
off
Jr.
pit
made it
road.
the
We'll
4th.
show you how the 7th caution flag of the night occurred.
AJ Allmendinger, the 84 car, Michael McDowell,
AJ
the double
Allmendinger,
zero
the 84,
car. Hard
and
contact
Michael
by
McDowell,
both
double
cars
zero.
on the outside wall.
Looked like there was a disagreement on space there.
On Aaron's car?
Ooh, looked like the 84 just really got in underneath the
AJ
double
really
zero
wrecked
way
his car.
too hard.
And so did
Couldn't
Michael.
stay off of him and wrecked them both.
Now the deck lids are tethered by those straps so they don't fly off, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's pretty much done.
Gives you wings. He's gonna need one.
He's dragging that wing right now.
He's going to need to buy a wing, but it all comes back to the garage area where Allmendinger's car sits, and pit road is where McDowell has ended up. So let's recap what the leaders. Let's recap what everybody did.
Just
under
taped it
this
all on
caution
there.
flag,
Here
beginning
you go,
with,
buddy.
Dick
Let's
Burton.
go.
Like, it's like, just go.
Came in the
Just
6th
go.
position, picked up one spot on pit road, Mike. The car was loose in, tight in the middle, and loose out. They did have the wrench in the back window for the 2nd time in a row. Krista.
Well, if you remember, Dick, on the last stop, Dale Jr. said his car was too loose. The adjustment fixed that. He said the free condition was fixed, but he still needed to turn better in the center, so they went with a track bar adjustment. Half a round, that's all they needed. Dale Jr. thinks he's going to be just fine. Matt?
Mark Martin, who almost took home that win at Phoenix, his car, same car he had at Phoenix. He didn't want any adjustments the last stop. He feels like the track is starting to change a little bit. He was battling too free on exit. He feels like the track has changed. No changes for the 8. Steve?
I'm getting tired.
Matt, Denny Hamlin says the car is turning really well in the center of the corner. He said, help my forward bite.
Like,
Help me
I'm
get a little
tempted
bit
to skip
off
forward,
the
but I
corner.
don't want people
Now, how's
watching
this
this,
for precise?
full
They took
race
3/10 of a
be
pound of
shorted
air out of that left rear tire.
Wow.
Well, they've
A lot
already
of crowd in the
pitted, so
Hamlin pits,
hopefully.
including his folks, Big Denny and Mary Lou, his mom.
Oh, go green.
I saw them coming down from the
We
suite
started
last
doing
night
these
that
earlier,
Denny had rented for them.
especially when they're like 3
He won
hours
last
long.
night's race, and
Well,
boy,
I
that was
think I
an
need to get
ecstatic
more
bunch.
sleep, and
there's Big
I'd be
Denny.
fine, because it's not even, here it's barely,
Watching his
it's
son
about to be
lead
9
all
o'clock.
but one lap of this race so far.
If you had hocked everything you had to get your son to where he is, you'd be setting up on that pit box too, getting a return on your investment.
Yeah, they all but went into bankruptcy to get Denny Hamlin's
Mom.
career really up and going.
Ready for our clear to drive restart. Get clear and clear. Get back to feeling like yourself again. We will restart with 134 laps to go.
135 to go.
That means one more pit stop in the offing.
I like it when it gets to the point where it starts saying how many to go rather than, lap 2 out of,
Yeah, 238 out of 400 or whatever.
Like, that just seems like it's so much longer at that point.
It's like,
Trying to get it back to hard
but
way
now
if they
we're
get a
on
quick
the
caution here.
It'd have to be a real quick caution, I think.
Whoops.
Again, it's not being double file restart really messes with me. I'm like, oh, Michael
They will
Waltrip.
battle each other to be the first
Yay,
car lap
Mikey!
down to get the free pass. Should we get the caution flag?
Michael
out?
Waltrip, Michael Waltrip, Michael Waltrip, Michael.
Each other and Dave Blaney.
This is not that stream.
David
Mikey.
I hear the race car.
track you down for Denny Hamlin.
No, that would be stupid.
Denny Hamlin, runaway leader as they scrap for the first car one lap down position. Dave Blaney.
How's the chat doing? What y'all doing?
That one. Then it's Mark Martin, Dale Jr., Clint Boyer in there. But Hamlin and Busch, once again, the class of the field.
Oh, yeah. Jarrett did leave. Dale Jarrett left after Bristol, and then he did the All-Star race just because he had the previous champion provisional to get in there. So that was like easier than trying to ask David Redmond to race in. So it just made more sense that way.
So far in this race.
Krista.
That's right, Larry. And before the caution came out, his spotter, Jimmy Kitchens, was back on lap 250.
Robert Burkett said, LMAO, what if we tell Danny to watch a snooze fest race?
I can top his 3/10. Clint Boyer made a 2/10 of a pound adjustment on the left rear on that last stop.
But pretty much all the
We've heard 2/10
all the races we watched. Don't you know
pound of air in this radial
about the
tire,
race?
It's like changing the spring rate of that tire.
So yeah,
15 to 20 pounds. So it's actually more of a change than you think.
I mean, this is kind of a snoozer, just because there really isn't passing for the lead. But at least there's been some cautions.
Traffic's a little different here than it was last week at Talladega. Carl Edwards.
So at least it's broken up. It's not been like long green flag runs. Then it really would be a snooze
right in there with them. And Robbie Gordon, they're both 3 laps down.
Carl is just kind of fighting his way back. Had a little damage there. He put that bear bond on the left front. I think they got the car fixed up pretty good now. It looks like he's able to pass some guys.
We need to mention Johnny Sauter and J.J. Yaley, the 70 and 96. They are now back out on the racetrack after being involved in that accident a while ago.
Who's in Rushman with this time? Carl Edwards and who?
Carl Edwards.
Oh, and Matt Kenseth.
Matt Kenseth, David Reagan, Jim McMurray, and Greg Biffle.
They have 5 cars?
Yep, they were allowed to have 5 cars back there.
You know, you're talking about Matt Kenseth. I have kind of had a
Roush Fenway's the whole reason they even made that rule.
chase, but another bad night tonight, and now he's back.
It's funny, Roush Fenway can afford 5 cars and have competitive cars, and then now they're like, man.
I appreciate another $5 from Adam Thompson. He said, let's go to distance. I want to see 330 plus watching at the end of this race like last time. That was freaking sweet. Birthday Chug Danny. Cheers. Alright, birthday Chug.
Drink it up. Drink it up.
You know, we talk about a 36 race season, but for the chase guys, if you're going to be in it, it's a 26 race season.
That's what Denny Hamlin told us yesterday. He said, we're
Appreciate that, Adam. Yeah, it was nice seeing 330 of people watching the last one we did, Daytona. I feel like this one will get a lot of people watching like afterwards, after we get done being live. But last week was, not last week, but last time was definitely, a very exciting one with Daytona. There's always something happening. Whereas like this, you really got to be kind of watching out for things.
Yeah.
Nobody's in the same league with this cat tonight.
Your home track, Darrell, was Nashville, and by extension, when Nashville fell off the schedule, Bristol, Tennessee. Was there anywhere you went that you were more pumped up to win than one of your home tracks?
No, you're so comfortable.
Yeah.
You didn't have to worry about going into a restaurant and eating dinner. You didn't have to worry about sleeping in an uncomfortable bed. Your family was there. Your friends were there. It was like going to
less than an hour, but it's probably not that
when
full
you went
hour.
to Nashville to race. I'm sure he feels the same way.
That's what it's like for
So
Denny Hamlin tonight.
don't go away.
120 laps to go, and they're short tracks, so laps do go by pretty quick here.
And he said he could hear the crowd cheering. He said he'd like to think they were cheering for him, but he wasn't sure if it was for him or for Dale Earnhardt Jr. winning the race.
I think tonight he'll know for sure.
I think he will.
He certainly did last night.
What if NASCAR went back to Memphis? Me and Claudia would probably for sure go.
Yeah.
Memphis isn't a bad drive.
No, I think from here it's like around 3 hours, I think.
Look up the actual Memphis Raceway. See how far away that is.
Is that the official name of it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Casey Kane. Here comes Kane right
I don't know if it's like Memphis International Raceway or what.
You know, Larry, just thinking about Coach Gibbs, how would you like to be sitting there with, you got Denny Hamlin, you got Kyle Busch.
International Raceway? Does that
Joey
sound about
Logano,
right?
who everybody
Is that
in
about
the
what it
racing
looks
world
like?
says he's the next big deal
Okay,
in our
it's
sport.
3 hours and
You got
18
another kid named
minutes.
Mark Davis.
See, we could make that draft. They
he's
just had a
sitting there
race
with
too.
a bunch of kids chomping at the bit, man, to go out and win these races.
Have y'all streamed the 2008 Sharpie 500? That race was fantastic. We have not streamed it.
Is that Bristol?
Yeah, but I think you've seen it.
Wait, what is it?
2008 night race at Bristol.
Is that the one you had me watch? It was like Carl Edwards win, maybe?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. That was a good race. During,
like we could
quarantine and
rewatch it, but
during quarantine and when NASCAR wasn't on, I told Danny to pull up old races for me to watch because I wanted to watch something that I didn't know what the outcome was, so it felt almost like a live race, and he pulled up that one. That was a good one. That was, I think, the first one I had watched all the way through. I don't remember. I watched like a Sonoma one maybe.
look at the top 5. Where did Clint Boyer come from?
I know. But yes, that race was good. I did enjoy that one.
On Fox is delivered by UPS.
I see Dale Jr. has made his way back to third. I think that's the highest I've seen him tonight.
UPS delivers up-to-the-minute race info at foxsports.com, keyword Fox Tracks. Big Brown won the Kentucky Derby. Now, there's a name for a horse.
Sucker could run, I'm telling you that. From the
It's kind of ironic we're talking about the Kentucky Derby. That just happened this weekend, too.
Yeah, they were talking about what a name for a horse.
I didn't even watch the Kentucky Derby. I need to go back and watch it.
I think it's funny to see what people name their horses instead of just like a generic pet name. It's like these funny names.
Yeah. Actually, that seems like a good idea to do while we're wasting time here. I want to see the Kentucky Derby. I don't need to listen to the audio or anything. I just want to see the Kentucky Derby.
23rd place, 1 lap down. He and Elliott Sadler have been running that high line around the racetrack lap after
I always
lap.
think it's funny that all these people show up and all this excitement around horses going one lap. You know, it's not like a race that you're running a bunch of laps, you know? It's literally just one.
Have you seen the Kentucky Derby?
I've seen it before, but not this year.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Your dad recorded it. I think we saw like a...
Which I just need to see like the actual thing. And I hope this is what I'm watching. Okay, I think it is. So I'm not going to play the audio just because that don't matter.
Daryl mentioned Matt Kenseth in that 17 car fighting for every point they can get. They
I think your dad had something that was on like, it was pulling up and it was on like on the grass course or something.
Yeah, it's like one they do before it or something.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know what it was.
It's like different. It's like horses who aren't competing in this or something.
These cars, if they don't
Alright, this guy on the outside's pulling ahead a little bit.
It's funny, like in horse racing, it's always you always need to keep an eye out for about the middle of the pack.
Yeah, it's like there's like right now what we're watching here is about 7 of them all up front, but you can tell probably none of them are going to win.
Like these names: Authentic, Storm the Court, NY Traffic,
Clint Boyer in the 07.
Enforceable. I like that name. That sounds.
In the midst of them is Dave Blaney, the first car a
Pretty
lap
cool.
down.
Yeah, it's like, you know, with horses, same with kind of people. If you get out of the gates fast and you know, whatever.
You're going to tire out later.
Yeah.
Whereas like when we watched the little precursor to the Kentucky Derby on the grass course, I told Claudia, I was like, okay, watch those guys on 56, they're going to win it. And then sure enough, they did.
Seems to be keeping tempo with that 11 car, but as I mentioned, he's about 2 3/4
That'd be so disappointing to be like last place and you're just like riding. It's like, wow, I know I'm gonna win.
We're 3/4 away through.
What I would be worried about if I was
They're so tight right here, like five wide all clustered together.
I don't think that
He's
one.
going to have to maneuver through.
He's got a good run going.
Coming out of 4.
So they could allow 18 cars.
It's going to be a drag race side by side.
Get close. Depending on how he works his traffic.
Now watch this guy. He's really whipping that horse go fast.
Is this the one, the blue one that I was like?
I think.
Mike, just listening to Kyle
Alright,
Busch, Denny
100 to
Hamlin's
go.
teammate, he says
On
I'm
the real racing.
100 laps to go in a horse race.
Oh, God.
That'd be
The horses
horrible.
be tired.
Alright, looks like this guy's going to win it.
Oh, wow. The guy in the blue didn't win. Well, that's not as exciting as I thought.
It seems like after a few laps, they just kind of all
What
get
is-
locked
I wanna
in
know
right
the name
about
of the
same
horse.
speed. But that 11 car can just roll the center of the corner so much better than
I think it was
most of
number
the other
18,
guys.
was it?
Yeah, I think that was the guy who pretty much led the whole thing.
Bill Elliott led 348.
Okay, so an 18 won a race.
Yeah.
The last driver to win and lead ever.
It was authentic. So yeah, he led that whole thing.
Oh, that was boring. Okay, let's go back to the chat and see what goes up to his like. Why are these?
Apparently he was an upset though. It says Kentucky Derby 2020 ends a massive upset. So.
One lap. Back on lap 207.
Oh, sorry for that.
But Hamlin is on a tear. His last 4 races include a win, and
she was like, "I came over this channel to watch racing, not horse racing."
Hey, we gotta know.
They have done in Sprint Cup Series racing this year. Of course, they have the 3 wins: Denny at Martinsville, Kyle Busch at Atlanta, and at Talladega last week. And in the Nationwide Series, I mean, they've won the last 5 races and could have
Rusty
very
Wallace,
well
Danny, you need to be drinking a
won
Miller
every one
Lite.
of the races.
I'm not very much of a beer fan.
Question: Joe Gibbs Racing making the move from
Oh gosh.
to Toyota. They knew they could go
Tired
to
of all this
Toyota
sneezing.
and be the cat daddy.
I'm tired of you sniffling over there.
Sorry, it's cat
How many
allergies.
races or championships they won, they would always
Cat,
be
you
the
hear that?
third,
You need to
fourth stroke in the
relocate.
wheel over there behind Hendrick, Childress, and DEI.
Well, you just got to tip your hat to him. And even taking Kyle Busch. I mean, people felt like that was a gamble, that he was going to come in and disrupt what they had going on there. So everything they did in the offseason.
I hope it's
was like
cat
they were
allergies. Last thing I need is be sick on my
And
birthday.
the real challenge was
Cat
not
daddy.
changing the cars
Oh
over.
my
It was a
gosh.
matter of a few decals, the nose, and the tail section. Who
Please
gets
don't have
the real
COVID, Danny
award
B. I don't
is
think I
Mark
do. I
Conquest
think it's pretty
when
much
those
just
guys
cat
got in
allergies
the
because
shop.
I've only been like
That
this
was
since I got home
starting from
today.
scratch
I was just
almost.
saying, yeah, before we
Jeff Gordon seems to have
got our
picked up
cat
some
here, well,
front-end
it was my
damage there,
family
Dick.
cat, and then once we got married,
Jeff Gordon smoking?
the cat came to live with us. But yeah, he's had cat allergies since I met him. So.
Yeah.
Pictures of the nose of the
And
Oh yeah,
so they
he's
could tell the
smoking.
mechanics exactly where
Aw,
the damage
man.
was.
He was having a better day.
I don't say good because he started terrible, but
On the next pit stop.
he was really getting up
Let's think
there.
back to Darlington last year. He won the race down there, and remember his car for the last what, Larry? 100 miles.
of the
Seemed
race,
like
yeah.
the latter part. It shot steam out of it the entire last 100 laps or so of that race.
You know, I need to do some time
If it
to
starts to get
kind of
hot,
surprise
there's the
you.
camera he's
What?
talking about to take
Pick a
those
race
pictures.
right now it ends
Pretty,
like
pretty
under rain or
ingenious
something like
idea, I
that. Don't
might
even
say.
tell you.
Cruel.
And here's Denny Hamlin getting into traffic, and he gets a little nudge there from Sam Hornish.
Now he's going to get a little impatient because if you look right behind Joe right there, Nemechek, the 18 car has caught up with him. So he's giving up that comfortable lead he had. Here comes Kyle off of the turn, closing in.
It kind of stinks. Like if your first win was under rain, so you don't even get to do a burnout.
It's like I'd be like, hey, just put it back out there. I'll spin around in the water.
Yeah.
Or heck, I'd just like walk myself out there onto the front straightaway and start kind of like going, just kind of like going in circles.
We are into what would be a one-stop race.
It's like, what do you mean you can't bring the jet dryers out here to dry this patch?
It's like, let me do a burnout in the jet dryer.
Possibly their final pit stop.
Dennis Hamlin.
Dad watching his son lead all but
Is that
one
Denny's
lap
like
so far.
official name,
And he's
like real
any
name,
dad
or is
would
that
be.
just his
He
dad's
knows
name?
darn good and well that ain't over
I
till
know it's his
over.
dad's name. I
You
don't
can have
know.
the best car,
He might
you
be
don't
Dennis
necessarily mean you're gonna
too,
win.
but he goes by Denny.
Casey Mears has had a strong
DannyBTalks, do you think Kevin Harvick will still be racing in his 50s? If yes, then would he be competitive?
How old is he now? Like 40
Sorensen
something?
has rebounded nicely. He got caught up in one of those crashes.
But I know he signed a contract extension that's going to have him racing pretty close to that age.
41.
He's 44.
You know, just looking at Denny
Okay,
Hamlin
so I think he's
and
supposed to
looking
race
at
at least till
Denny
he's
Hamlin's dad, as
48.
we're looking at Reed Swords in
He might
41
race
car.
until he's 50.
This is
Like,
Denny
just depends on if he's still winning, to be
89th
honest.
career
Yeah, if he's not, then it's like you're wasting a
If,
slot.
if he starts doing like Jimmy Johnson, then yeah, go ahead and get on out. But no, right now he's still top of his game. So
Yeah, championship contender. It's like, okay, why get rid of him?
Because when me and my dad were working
And I'm
on
sure
my
he's
race
very
car, if I
happy,
wrecked
you
it,
know,
hey, we were going to have to pay
contending
for it, and I was going to have to be
wins
the
and
one to fix it.
championships, so why wouldn't he hang it up?
yeah, it's like well, I'm obviously not done. So
Started that way, own their own cars, kind of family operations.
someone should have told that to
Great
Carl
race
Edwards.
car drivers.
Like that's sad. Like he goes from being able to win a championship, like close, you know, contender for one, and then just disappears.
It's like I'm gone by.
Kyle Busch now just a half a second back of the leader as
Jamie and Casey.
Murray draws alongside Casey Mears for 17th.
I love neon on race cars. That looks so good on that.
I like that car with Tony the Tiger on.
Yeah.
Kevin Harvick in that 29 car. In fact, Jeff
I've got his
Gordon in the
diecast
24
upstairs
just
in the
went by
Hendrick
him
set.
for the 8th spot. So it's like
I
they
can't remember if I've got
still
the
do not have
CarQuest
this
one or if I've got
29
the
car
Kellogg's one.
where they
They're the
made it,
exact
and
same
they may
paint
only
scheme
get
on
one
both
more
of them.
chance
I
to
can't
make it
remember.
right.
Yeah, I
I think
really
I've got the
thought that at
Kellogg's
one
one.
point in the race, this was going to be a car you have to contend with. But you can see right there, that car is looking like it's pushing.
Yeah, you're
loose
saying
to
neon
me.
looks good on
All the children's cars came
cars.
in here expecting to be
Yeah,
contenders,
definitely on the
but Jeff
diecast,
Gordon
and then you
got
have
caught
your
up in one
little
of the crashes.
LED lights hit on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that makes it look really cool.
Like the other day, I was upstairs and I saw with just my blue LED lights on, and I saw the 2018 William Byron diecast up there. It does that too. Oh yeah, I forgot they're close to Washington D.C. So I was like, why are they showing all this stuff?
Yeah, I was like, what's going
Up and
on?
down Monument Row. There
Okay.
are
Yeah,
reminders
hit my hand with
of the war between the states. Tonight on the 3/4 mile short track, it's
Alright,
the war
75 to
between
go.
NASCAR's
75 to
top
go. We got
teams.
125
Joe Gibbs
watching
Racing,
with us.
DEI,
Click that
Hendrick
like
Motorsports.
button.
Appreciate all you brave souls
You watch
watching
that
this
11.
race
He's
with
been
us late
eating the
into the night.
bottom up all night long. Been down on that yellow line. Last couple of laps, he moved up a little bit to see if he could make any time up a little higher. He knows the 18. He feels his presence. He feels him breathing down his neck.
Oh gosh, Denny's
He's
been
starting
leading
to
this
search
whole
around
time
a little
now.
bit to see if there's
Kyle's
something
got
better.
a shot at him.
Now we've got 74 laps
Yay.
to go, and as I
Your two
mentioned right before we
favorites.
go to break, we're about 20 to
I'm
25
just
laps
happy
away
for
from
someone
what
to
will be
getting
green
close
flag
to
stops.
challenging him.
We talked to
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin and Kyle
He's
Busch
just been
together
cruising.
yesterday on our trackside show on Speed, and I mentioned to both of them and had
I
both
wonder
of
what's a
them
race
comment
that.
on
Wow,
it.
someone
When it was
said
announced
Denny
that
has
Kyle
led
Busch
all
was
but
gonna go
one
to
lap
Joe Gibbs
tonight.
Racing,
Well, I was gonna
wasn't
say,
sure
I wonder
how that was
what
gonna work. But it dawned on me a few weeks ago.
I want to figure out how to phrase
Denny
this.
Hamlin and
Like a
Kyle
driver
Busch
who
and
has
Tony
led the
Stewart,
most
good
laps
teammates,
in a
there's
race
so much
and has
alike.
not
You know what
won.
makes them alike? They cannot stand to run
You know?
second. And Denny Hamlin said,
Like,
no,
you
it
know.
behooves
That's a good
me
question.
to run second.
I
to
don't
my
know how
teammate.
you would look
And
that
it
up
all
because that
started
phrase is
at a
kind of
Goodyear
funny.
tire test in Atlanta in the fall. They each
Yeah.
kept trying to be king of the hill.
That would
at
suck.
tire
Like if
test,
you
but
led
they
like,
respect each other
you
at
know,
the same
90% of the
time.
race, 95% of the race, and you can't win. It's like, oh, I did all that work for
He's sailing that
nothing.
thing off in
Well,
the
it's
corner.
like
He sees
that
the 18
Daytona
back there now,
one we
and he's
watched
just
with
driving in the
what
corner
Tony
too
Stewart
hard.
won.
It's really hurting his lap time. It's
Tony had been in the lead like majority of that race, and then all of a sudden Kyle Busch passed him on the last lap. But then that block, you know, gives a win back to Tony Stewart. Like that would have been annoying for Tony had he led most of that race, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, Kyle wins.
Nobody really has, but you know what? They always told me when you're looking back, you're losing time, and I think he's starting to look back. And that 18, you see that smoke bowling off of it? That's the brakes, the tires, the steering wheel. He's got everything on it smoking right now.
But even though Mike Ford, Denny Hamlin, and the 11 team, they've had a ton of success with each other. This is their third full season. We have seen this happen before to this group, that they were dominant in a race, and whether it was mechanical woes or the handling go away, they didn't close the deal at the end of the night.
Yeah, I believe this one here, Eric Sipes. Kyle Petty is going to come back from 3 laps down and take the win away from Hamlin. Yep.
Dale Jr. is third. He is 2.4
Go
seconds
down.
off the lead, and his
When
lap
was Kyle
times
Petty's
pretty
last
much
win?
mirror
Did he win?
Hamlin's at this point.
Oh gosh, yeah, he's won before, but I don't remember when
I'll
his
tell you
last
another
one
thing I
was.
believe, too. I believe that 18 really
Definitely
made
wasn't in
a hard run at
2008. I'm
Denny
just
to
going
try
to go and
to get
spoil
his
that
attention.
for you right there.
Oh,
Right
man,
now, it
you
looks like they
mean
kind of equaled back out.
No spoilers, please.
And you know, Mike,
Wings
if
only.
it gets down to this green flag stop,
Chicken wings
it will
too.
be a lot of cat and mouse because unlike at a speedway, you make a green flag
your
stop
favorite
here,
wins
you're going to
win.
go a couple laps down. But you don't want to be one of the last guys to come because we've already documented how much
kinda
fresh
hard to beat
tires
some
picks you up.
beat-ups.
Yeah, that's the big
Buffalo
thing
Wild
right there
Wings,
is coming to pit road first.
boneless with
and then
barbecue.
the dreaded caution comes out.
With
Yeah.
ranch.
See,
And carrots and celery.
I like boneless
Dale
wings,
Jr.
but I also like
almost caught a piece of the
bone-in
wall coming out
wings.
of two
No,
last
it's too
time.
much
Look at
work,
this.
not enough meat.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
We have seen him get loose off the corner several times, and we played
And
some
it
radio
was
transmission.
sideways.
during-
He's sideways.
He said, "I just don't have good drive off the corner. Don't hurt
Discount
my
tire
turning,
with
but I need to be tighter
not good
under
Travis
acceleration."
Quaffle,
But I
not
think
on
what
a
we're seeing is
race-winning
a
team
product
with
of
Brad
lap running now.
Keselowski.
Everybody's pushing a little harder and a little harder, and the car's going to get, know, if it's got a problem, it's really going to amplify itself here late in the race. He just did it again.
Well, Chris and Jeff, the lead is tightening up. There's one pit stop to go. The vice kind of tightens as we get into these last 65 laps.
That's right, Mike. And as Darrell was just talking about, after these pit stops, right, should you get another caution, if you're the guy leading, then you have that other game to play, right? Do I come in for tires? Do I stay out?
NASCAR, do you think Kevin Harvick Incorporated will return to Truck Series once Kevin Harvick retires from the Cup Series? I do not think so. I think he is done being the owner of KHI. He doesn't want to do that.
I'm going to back up Keelan Johnson for him.
Only thing I could see is that maybe eventually he would become like a partner with Tony Stewart's team. That's about it. I don't think he'd be like a main owner though.
Stuart Harvick.
Yep, SHR, Stuart Harvick Racing.
Well, the next pit stop, right, and maybe
gotta find a place for Keelan Harvick to go. So there you go.
So the pressure building. It's been a long night. Do they feel it? If you remember the
Matt Kenseth is down 63 laps.
That is coming down to you and what you know how to do. Doing it right is so important.
I guess he's the last guy running. Almost like out, off,
precise.
That's
You've got
right.
to be ready for this mentally as well as physically.
Should a crew chief play out all the scenarios?
Danny, when do you think Junior Motorsports will move the Cup? Never. They've said many times they're never won a Cup because it's basically just the feeder program for Hendrick.
Call a timeout and do a do-over. He's going to get caught. He's going to make a mistake, and it will wind up costing him the race. Right now, a lot of pressure on Mike Ford because it's his race to lose.
And Denny Hamlin has led all but one lap, but of the top drivers in their teams, Kyle Busch behind him, Dale Earnhardt
Danny
Jr.,
talks.
Mark
Who is your
Martin,
favorite
Clint Bowyer.
NASCAR
What
Truck
about the
Series
pickers?
driver?
How would you rank?
Even though he doesn't do good,
Going
I
in?
do like
Right
Jordan
now, you
Anderson.
can't take anything away
You
from
know,
the
he's
11 crew.
a
They've
really
been on
nice
top
guy. He's been
all
on our
night
show
long,
before,
and you've got to believe
and
they're
was
going to be
really
right
happy
there
to
when
see
it
him.
counts.
You know,
But
I feel like
another
I
team
still feel like he
Bill
won
Gibbs'
Daytona
18 car, you
because he
know
was
what you
that
can do
close to
against
it.
these guys. There's going to be a little mental game going on. Dale
I liked
Jr.,
Ross when he was
needs
in
to
the
put you
track.
on
Ever
with maybe a
since
little bit getting
he
on
left,
and
I
off
don't know
pit
if I
road,
have a
close
true
some
favorite.
ground. There'll be some guys gambling right now.
I mean, Jordan
And the ones who
Anderson,
get
but
caught
it's
will
kind
pay a
of,
huge price,
it's
but
hard to
they'll
root
get
for
by
somebody
with
that's
it,
not
and maybe they'll
competitive
close some ground.
weekly, you know.
I do kind of like Matt Crap a little bit just because he drives the 88, so I mean that's my favorite NASCAR number. So.
I was just mad last year he won the darn championship and then he won a race.
Yeah, I did feel bad for him though in Nashville myself. I so should have took a picture of that. I still regret that.
The top two teams, top two cars
Well,
are teammates.
people probably didn't know who he was, and he was off to the side.
Yeah. So you could get back.
It's like all those people were doing autographs together, and there he is all
See, if you don't know NASCAR, you see people signing autographs, you're like, oh, this must be a big deal person.
Yeah.
Or a disadvantage. Well, the only thing that's a disadvantage is
Thoughts on who will be the driver to 48 in 2021? At this point, I don't even know if there will be another Hendrick driver.
Okay, say there will be. Let's think that way. So you don't have to dodge the question.
Okay, so the most likely candidates right now would be
the other two better be right on their heels.
Bubba Wallace,
I'm not coming in
Eric Jones,
Kyle Larson if he comes back.
maybe.
If you happen to hit pit road early, short pit as they like
Someone
to say.
said even Clint Bowyer potentially if he doesn't go to Fox, and honestly, I can maybe see that.
I don't know.
Him and Jeff Gordon kind of established a good relationship with each other.
You know, I don't really like any of the options.
I appreciate the $5 there from Carl Singleton. Favorite Ned's Declassified character, both of you. I don't know if you ever really watched Ned's Declassified.
I think so. I can't remember their names though. I watched it a little bit in middle school. Like when I got home from school, I remember it being on the TV.
I always thought Coconut Head was funny.
Yeah. I can't remember their names. So I can't answer that. We'll just say Ned. There was Cookie, is that his name?
Yes, he was funny.
Him, and there was a girl.
Yeah.
This is when your car's going to push the
Jennifer
worst.
Mosley?
You've burned all
Is that
the
her
fuel
name?
load
Sounds
off.
right.
This is when it's starting to pull away a little bit. The 11's back better than the 18.
Yeah, and the other
Where
thing
does
too,
that
Larry, is I
go?
believe the 11 is being really, really cautious
But,
dealing with lap cars. And that's how
Yeah,
the 18
I
closes
forgot
up a little
about
bit
that
every time
show.
he gets in
Like I
track.
said, I didn't really like watch. I wasn't really into Nickelodeon a whole bunch, but I remember coming home from school and like I think it was middle school, and it was on the TV, so I watched it.
Well, you had to watch it middle school. It was How to Survive Middle School. So.
Well, I think I did watch it in middle school. Uncontrolled tire.
Oh,
Go,
grab
go.
it.
Denny Hamlin may be playing it conservative, Darrell, but
job.
he is.
But anyways,
the fastest car on the
going back to my
racetrack
thoughts
right
on
now.
the 48, I really don't like any of the options. You know,
I think for the longest time I was hoping it would be Brad.
And then once Brad re-signed with Penske, I was like, well, crap, I don't like any of the options.
now he's able to pull back.
I think it'd be cool for Eric Jones to like build a career somewhere, but at the same time, I don't like the fact that he's so young and inexperienced, and that leaves the whole Hendrick team young. You know, I wanted somebody more experience, and I feel like Clint Boyer is almost too late in his career. I think he just needs to hang it up.
I almost feel like Alex Bowman might be, if he doesn't change his number to the 48, I think he'll at least get the Ally sponsorship.
I hope so. I don't know that Kyle Larson's coming back. They hadn't announced if he's been reinstated, so we don't even know if he's allowed back.
And even then, if he comes back, I see him more with Tony Stewart.
That's true. And then Bubba Wallace, I don't think that he would be good in a big ride yet.
I'm starting to think that Bubba Wallace is going back to 43.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't like any of the candidates for the 48. So it's like, I don't know if Rick Hendrick would rather shut down and save a little bit of money and wait until there's somebody better and open it back up. I mean, that way you're not having extra expenses, whatever, but at the same time it sucks because you have to think of all the people that's losing their job.
That's true.
Pit crew members, car people, shop people, the crew chief, like it's more than just like, oh, the driver doesn't get a spot. It's like, think about how many people it takes to run the car.
The commitment line is pretty far back in the middle of the corner. And you have to get down on that apron, and trust me, that apron is pretty slick right now.
It depends on if the person if they do choose a person, do they bring their own sponsorship? I'm sure that's something, because they don't want to. I feel like they've been really helping Alex Bowman to kind of come along, because you know it seems like they want to keep him, but it's just like the money's not there, so it's like I think that's why they only gave him a year contract.
Yeah,
because they didn't want to give him a big multi-year deal and not know how his financials is going to look.
It's like, come on, people, he's a good, talented driver. Just give him the money.
Yeah.
On the 3/4 mile at Richmond.
Then again, maybe he doesn't even. I feel like he always races better when he feels like there's something on the line.
Yeah. If Alex Bowman left Hendrick, would you still root for him?
At this point, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, he's a very likable guy, and even when you had a chance to talk to him on your podcast, it seemed like he was very, likable.
Yeah, I mean, he could go drive, for Joe Gibbs, and I'd probably still be rooting for him.
Yeah.
Starting to close up here. It wouldn't surprise me to see him be 1, 2, 3 when this race
he doesn't
ends.
do anything, I don't think, to really make people mad at him.
Around to Martin Truex.
No. He doesn't do things on the track like I feel like he's a clean racer.
Newman and Greg Biffle. Newman in the 12.
I mean, he might have an occasional mistake on a super speedway, but everyone does. So.
Well, yeah, and that's a mistake. I don't think Oh.
Ooh, speaking of mistakes.
And Michael Waltrip get tangled up and
dang, that was intentional.
In the caution.
Yeah, pretty much.
And again, Casey Mears, he just
seemed like he was just like staying right on him the whole time.
To get 4 fresh tires.
He's still going really fast. Accelerator stuck.
Looked like they were coupled together.
I think something happened to the 5, and then Michael got into it and couldn't get undone from him.
See if Casey loses a right front here.
Oh, yeah, no.
Or does there after the contact.
Yeah, no, he just went over the top of Michael.
And then, dang.
I think Michael.
So get out of my way!
They were still racing.
I love all Napa cars.
Oh, yeah. Napa cars look good. Especially the Michael Waltrip era, because they use chrome wheels.
I think just blue and yellow go together really well.
They really do.
Those color complement.
Show you what Digger saw over there in turn 2.
Hey, super chat.
Oh yeah, Carl Singleton gave $2. Appreciate that. Incoming kamikaze rage. Yeah, because he's like a big Casey Mears fan.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. said his right rear is sliding and it's nagging him. He said on the third.
And then we talked. Claudia forgot that Corey LaJoy is an option for the 48 car.
Yeah, he wrote a letter to Rick Hendrick.
He said that's who I think is going to 48. I'm sorry, I'm going to disagree with you on that. I don't see that happening.
I would like to see that, because I'm always about,
I see
people to climb the ladder, as he coined the term, stacking pennies, just like small victories.
I think I can see him going, honestly, I think the 37 is going to open up. I don't think Ryan Preece will be back there next year, and I think that's where Corey LaJoy is.
I feel like that's a step up for him.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be hard to pull, in my opinion, it'd be hard to pull somebody from a tiny team that runs, you know, 20th through 30, you know, 20th, 30th every week.
And just say, oh, you're going to drive the 48 car now.
And put them in, you know, a playoff kind of caliber team, you know, car. I think that would be hard. But sometimes you don't know what, I mean, it could be the car, not necessarily the driver. The car could be terrible, and you just think the driver's terrible the whole time.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is sponsored by State Farm. Where
that's why we need some silly season news to come out so we can stop wondering and actually know what's going on. I'm more excited for the schedule.
Oh, yeah, that'll be nice.
I want to start planning out my year next year, figuring out what I'm going to.
Now, I'm going to assume, even though it's still too early, but I'm going to say probably Auto Club's going to stay kind of where they were this year. Just because they said that the reconfiguration of the track is not going to affect them having a race next year. They're still going to have a race next year.
Yeah, they might already know that their race, they probably haven't released it yet, but they probably already know the date of their race. So that's why they probably already released that statement, because they know if their race is in March, that they'll be able to get it in and start construction ASAP.
Yeah. It's like, I think Nashville Super Speedway, like originally when they announced they were going to come back, they kind of said like, oh, it's probably going to be like the middle of June in 2021. So it's like, it's almost like the exact same time, like a year later from when they like made that first announcement.
Yeah.
You got a guy running third, had
which I think is
you got a guy running second.
Like, kind of sad. Last year I was like, you know, I already knew all the races I wanted to go to, and I said, my year's already full up and it hadn't even begun.
And then what happened?
And then like everything, well, I say everything. I mean, we still got to go to the Daytona 500 and then
get to our first All-Star race.
All-Star race. That wasn't expected though, but I had so many other plans to go to, and COVID said nope.
I was going to go to WrestleMania, and then that was right.
We were going to go to WrestleMania in Tampa.
Junior.
I was going to go. You were just going to be dragged along.
Well, hey, you got to go to the beach. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I think other tracks we were trying to get off this year before COVID was we were planning on Indy and Kentucky. And then Darlington, once they announced they had fans, but we tried to buy tickets after they announced that in too late. But seeing the Indian, I think I've been okay with not going.
Dale Jr. making a pass for second.
Told you, he's coming.
We better pay attention. It's 35 to go now.
Oh, crash.
Ooh, Murray.
In the wall hard. Spotter said, his spotter said he got turned around.
When I saw Chase Elliott leading, last night. Well, I guess I watched it yesterday, but the Darlington race, it was starting to make me so mad. I'm like, Chase Elliott better not win. Chase Elliott better not win, and I not be there. Not because we wanted to be there. Like we were seriously thinking about trying to get tickets. Well, I say thinking about, but trying to get tickets.
It turned out we couldn't. So.
No, we couldn't even buy tickets. But it seems like the best thing to do if you want to go to a race nowadays with COVID, you buy the tickets to the track you want to go to, hope it allows fans.
Yeah.
And if it does, you're kind of grandfathered in.
So it's like, best case scenario, you get to go. Worst case scenario, they owe you a refund.
Yeah.
From that angle.
So don't wait until they tell you they're having fans, because that's too late. Because that's what happened to us. But anyways, I was like, Chase, don't win and I not be there, because that was really going to tear me up if somebody like cool or different or Chase or Bowman or somebody like that won, and we could have been there. But it was Kevin Harvick, and I'm okay with not seeing that.
Like a little league shortstop.
But you still didn't want to see it. You were mad when you watched all of it.
Well, yeah, because it's like, well, just another Sunday. Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin.
Stay out. May see some guys at the back of the lead lap cars hit pit road and get those 4 fresh good years.
I'm just happy. He's my guy.
The situation we had last night, very late in the race. Kevin Harvick was leading. Carl Edwards was second.
I wonder who I would have rooted for if I was a fan.
And everybody else probably would have stayed out. They wouldn't have had good track position. Wouldn't have made it back to the front. But Denny Hamlin and everybody else hit road.
Appreciate the $5 again from Carl Singleton. Favorite NASCAR lead announcer, both of you. Mike Joy's a good one. I've always been fond of.
But I can't stress enough what I just said a moment ago. When I look at the top 3 guys, you've got a guy that's leading this race that told Steve Burns. It means more to me to win at Richmond.
I'm gonna be sad the day he retires.
I think he's an alright person, but I'm not a fan of Rick Allen personally.
I love the Fox. Like them 3 are my favorite.
Yeah, that's an iconic pairing right there.
What I'm saying though is this car.
every week this car does something, and I say, guys, I don't see how they can do it. They race harder in this car than I believe I've ever seen them race before. We're seeing 3 wide.
Yeah, like you said, Jimmy, I really think Jimmy would have been
but I think these guys are so
probably who I would have rooted for.
And so comfortable
I really like this car, so I'm sure
that they're doing things
I
I've
would have
never
picked
seen
a
them
car
do
I
before.
liked.
They're being
but,
really reckless in this car.
Why?
And they're doing some things that
I guess I wish I could have rooted for him when I started watching, but I knew he was towards the end of his career, so I would have had to pick a new driver after 4 years watching. And it would be hard to be a fan of him these last 4 years.
Well, when Dale Jr. retired, I'm glad I picked Alex Bowman to root for because he's very similar to me in age. Whereas originally, I thought I was going to root for Martin Truex Jr. And I think about it, I was like, well, I would have had a few more good runs with him, but he's probably not too far off from retiring as well. So it's like I picked a guy who hopefully will be racing, for quite a while.
That's why I like Chase Elliott is because he is.
That's what we
I think technically he's your age, but he's close to my age, and so I can watch him kind of grow.
This is the ninth caution flag of the night.
I think because I picked, or he started racing the same.
231.
The same year I started
more than
racing.
10 cars.
I started racing. I'm not even racing. I'm late. I started watching, and so it was easy to just kind of pick him
half a dozen cars went to
and
the
just kind of learn from there and watch him, get his first win and all that.
Straightaway. That's the 10
But you got to see your driver get his first win
again and again and again.
Still have yet to see him win in person, so. But we saw your favorite win in person.
Yeah.
After how many tries?
Don't know.
We've been in a few where he was
so we
close
need
to winning.
Next we need to go to Auto Club or Chicagoland.
Well, we need to
or
go.
Kansas.
We need to go to Auto Club next year. It's the last time for it to be like that.
See, I'm kind of sad like we didn't get to see true Auto Club, but then again, I'm like, I'm okay not seeing a 2-mile
I think
track.
the new Auto Club is going to be better anyways.
Being that we're so far away from California, it would cost a lot of money to fly out there to see a 2-mile track. Like, if it was drivable distance, yeah, sure, I'd go. Check it out.
Just like they're closer to the southeast, we're going to see.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not flying all the way to California. Like, that's kind of
like we're not going to prioritize that knowing that here soon is going to be a short track.
I watch it on TV. So good.
He's really getting off the corner.
The last memories.
Go, Junior!
That 88 car has come alive, and he is looking for the lead. 2 long years since Dale Jr. last won.
Wow, he was on a 2-year drought at this point?
Yeah.
Right here at Richmond in this race.
And the last time he won was here at Richmond
right
in 2006.
Can he get there? Junior gives him plenty of room.
And this right here is the greatest thing that can happen for Denny Hamlin is these two guys going at it like that.
But I think the thing about Hamlin's car is it gets better on the long run. I think he's a little bit better over the long haul. I think Junior in the 18, they got a shot at him, but it'd be after a restart.
And the great thing about this is right now, all Hamlin has to do is keep running time trial laps
372.
They get to him.
And I know the 88 and the 18, they're looking out the windshield, but they better look out their back window through the rearview mirror because that 07 of Clint Boyer and Mark Martin in the 8, they are coming.
Well, the 88, though, can do something at the 11.
So pretty much
he's led all but one lap.
What was it, the starting lap?
Somewhere probably on a green flag pit stop.
Oh, yeah.
Out of turn 2 over there.
But he's definitely
technically he would still be almost the leader at that point.
Yeah.
Based on pit cycle, but
You're using it to your advantage. You heard him say he wanted to tighten it up a teeny bit.
Gotta go. You're a half a tenth quicker that last lap. Let's go.
25 laps to go, Krista.
Danny B should have 48 next year.
Hey, I like that. You'd be making lots of money.
Yeah, just give it money. I can DNF every race.
I'm sure they would like that.
5 races in. Okay, you're done. Get out of here. You can keep whatever money you have, but just get out of here.
Okay, bye.
Does anybody recall 2 years ago, I think it was, when Junior won the last race here, you know who ran second to him?
Man leading the race.
The man leading the race. And he said that night, he said, if I'd only known that I could have gotten up there and gotten after him, I'd have done it.
Well, all I know is that there is well over 100,000 seats here at Richmond.
Hey, we're over 150 watching with us.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate y'all watching. We've been growing and growing since we began tonight. And
if you just joined, it's a great time. We're almost at the end of the race.
Yeah. Leave a like on the video, and that helps YouTube know people are enjoying this kind of stuff, and it'll help recommend these more in the future.
And Kyle Busch is running the bottom but Junior keeps it wound up.
And by the way, since we are getting late here in the evening, NASCAR Weekly Podcast will be on DannyBTalks tomorrow night. We don't currently have any guests lined up, so it'll just be kind of more, back to basics kind of episode.
Danny Hamlin is just loving this.
Maybe. It'll be Danny B Talk's birthday tomorrow. Danny B turning 25 tomorrow, September 9th.
Finstream, let me on. I'm a fan. Fan since the beginning.
Best #1 fan.
I don't think. Bush again to the bottom. Trying to scratch and claw out a second place.
This is a close battle for second.
From Dale Jr.
And with 20 laps to go,
go away, Cowboy.
Denny Hamlin in the 11 has pretty clear racetrack in front of him right now.
Steve, they are catching.
Earlier tonight, Claudia picked Dale Jr. to win. And she knows nothing about the finish.
I don't think I do.
Right now, it's really close for the lead. You got kind of 3 cars all right there.
I picked Dale Jr. because I didn't think Denny was going to win because I'm like, how boring of a race that would be. And at the time, I think Dale was like in 5th or 6th maybe, and I was like, I kept seeing him just doing good, just kind of say, I'm like, I have a feeling he'll win.
It's not. It may be going down, but it's not down.
Oh, Denny's got something wrong.
To the yellow letters.
If it's me,
what do you mean?
You gotta be
slow.
Sure, man.
Yeah, he's got like a tire going down or something.
Oh, Junior's there on the outside, and
now there you go, second and third's right there.
When you get this late in a race, you always hear things. You always
3 wide.
He's getting sandwiched.
That can't work.
Getting sandwiched.
I can only imagine how loud that crowd is.
And that's what I was just about to say.
Like it's a short track, so it's all kind of.
You can see everybody's arms waving around.
Yeah, go Junior!
It took confidence on all 3 of them to make it.
So when he started, he was like back in like the 15th, 17th range.
Yeah, because I think we watched the.
That dang, then he's lost. He's back to 4th now.
Little scoring ticker, and it was like Hendrick Motorsports was sucking it up.
It's just hard to tell that right front is soft on the 11 car, but something's got to be amiss.
So what was a battle for second between Earnhardt Jr.
Dominated it all night and then kind of lost it at the end.
Yeah, led the wrong time.
With 15 laps to go.
And just remember, as Kyle Busch looks out the windshield, even though it's a different number, that's the driver that replaced him at Hendrick Motorsports. Replaced Kyle Busch at the end of 2007.
He said Kyle Busch was looking out his window and realizing that's the driver that replaced him at Hendrick Motorsports. Even though it's a different number, that's still who it is.
So close. But Daryl, I said it, we've seen it so many times. It seems like it's
Can't you hear this down?
Tracks with that 11.
Sorry.
I think he's still in here. Yep. Hanging out.
You can see right there.
Super chat.
Yep, appreciate that from SBWRIEL. I can't even begin to say that, so I'm sorry. Junior's amped, Kyle's got pedigree.
That tire is that bad, it's going to blow if he doesn't come pretty quick.
And Junior in the lead has not changed his line. He is still running the high line that got him up to the bumper of Denny Hamlin.
And can you think about Bristol a few weeks ago? The 11 car.
Are you allergic to cats too?
And on the restart, the thing wouldn't go.
We've had the cat for 9 years.
I do think about this time of year, something starts blooming, like as we're getting close to fall. Where is Denny Hamlin at now?
To the 11th position now, outside
Dang.
the top 10. He's just
Look how far
trying
back
to
he's
find the
dropped.
checkered flag of this thing. He's in the way right now.
Yeah, he's going to get run over, or that tire
He's out of the top 10.
One or the other.
Denny Hamlin led 381 laps. Sorensen bounces off the wall.
I think he's
bounces off the wall.
Well, I tell you what, as we'll be coming to 10 to go, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in this 88 car, he has checked out to almost a second lead over Kyle Busch in that 18.
He's just too slow out there.
Biggest thing Dale Earnhardt Jr. does not need right now is a caution. He does not need a caution.
Every one of Junior's laps is a tenth of a second quicker than Kyle Busch.
By 2 tenths.
Oh, the 11, there goes the tire. Turn 3 and 4, he just lost it.
And it couldn't happen at a worse place because
Danny, I told you to get off.
He'll draw the caution sitting there.
He's gonna park it.
Oh, no.
He didn't need a caution. Junior didn't need a caution.
There's the caution.
Look at him once caution comes off, he just drives off.
Yeah.
The right front tire robs
See, you can
Denny
drive.
Hamlin of victory, and now will cost him a lead lap finish.
And I'm going to tell you what, this is where those crew chiefs will earn their money down there right now, because we talked about the Nationwide Series race last night. These tires now have about 30 laps on them. And trust me, fresh tires will prevail here. When we get back to racing, it will be a single
I know, it's like,
restart.
we probably will only watch the
on the
winner
lead
in
lap.
victory lane,
You know
not
at
much
least
of
half
the
of them are
other
gonna
ones
come to
after
pit
this.
road. But I don't know about the front half.
Yeah.
Right. Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to end the drought for Junior Nation. The longest of his career that he has gone
Yeah.
without a win.
He knew what was about to
Road is
come.
open. As Daryl mentioned, we've got Jeff Gordon that's come to pit road. We've
I think
pretty
like
much got
if
the
Denny
guys
Hamlin
from
had
about
just like
seventh
parked it right in the middle like
coming
that,
to pit road
like
just
he
as
looked like he had a pretty good lead. I feel like he'd been
That
crazy
news
away
gets
at
worse
that
for
point.
Hamlin for stopping on track to draw the caution. NASCAR is going to park him for 2 laps.
And I was a little afraid of that for him, because obviously the minute the caution was displayed, he went ahead and moved in.
I think knowing now what he knows, he should have come to pit road the minute he knew he had a flat tire or had a problem with the right front. That would have been a smart thing to do, obviously. But that's second guessing.
So the first 6 drivers stay on track. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kyle Busch, Clint Boyer, Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, and Martin Truex. The question will be, is 6 cars in that line enough of a cushion for Dale Jr. to hold off the drivers that just got 4 fresh tires?
Well, the last couple of restarts I've seen at 18, and he did it to the 11 one time, and 88 doesn't get going all that quickly. It takes him a few laps. I'd look for that 18 to put a real charge on this restart. Maybe try to get around the outside of him down here in 1 and 2 on the restart.
I think that's his only chance.
Well, that's his best shot.
That's it.
And then if he could get tied up with the 18 and the 11, I mean the 88 and the 07 would have a shot, because he's not that bad.
Excuse me. When they come back, it'll be 1 to go. We'll have 5 laps to finish it.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Every week we get into one of these things.
What really has
One thing I gotta
happen
say about
here,
Darrell
and we
Waltrip,
preach it all the time when we get
he
to this
always
point,
seemed to show a lot of
with
bias
those
towards
old
Dale
tires on those
Jr.
top
as a
5, 6, 7
commentator.
cars, you gotta be careful
Like he'd
not to
always just
spin the
be
tires
like,
on the restart.
"Oh man," things like that. Talking about
2
Dale
years ago,
Jr.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. last visited Victory Lane. He was then driving the Budweiser number 8 for DEI. That's Kevin Harvick right alongside.
Yeah, I agree with you, MVR owner. I think it's allergy season again. I didn't get it too.
To score the victory, and then who knew?
Oh yeah, there was Dale Jr.'s 2006 win.
Drought would last 2
Crown
years.
Royal something?
Yeah.
I was just a little pillow with the.
Which this one is Crown Royal 400. That must be awkward for Crown Royal. It's like, oh, Budweiser car won a race.
Oh yeah. Well, Crown Royal and beer.
Yeah, it's still alcohol.
Yeah.
It's like what?
Will it be
Liquor
the first of
at
the car
just
with
sneeze.
fresh tires? That's Kevin Harvick.
Something's going on in here.
Appreciate the $5 again from SBWRIEL. I can't pronounce that. I live near where Denny Hamlin grew up. If you ever come to Richmond Raceway, go to Crumps. Oh, we're green. Junior got a good restart.
I wonder what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll look it up.
Junior had a big advantage, but Kyle's already kind of closed a little bit. Just says restart. How many laps to go?
I think like 5. They were talking about
I'm just not sure he's going to have enough laps to get up there to these
well,
top
4 now.
3, 4
They had restart on the banner the whole time.
Alright, let's pay attention.
I am paying attention. I can pay attention and watch.
Okay.
And talk and watch.
Alright.
Skin light, I don't know what I'm saying.
Boogieing down in there, baby.
No.
And Junior gives him the bottom.
I hate this little scoring thing. I want to know who's in third.
He wants to run it, but I tell you,
Clint Boyer.
Thank you. I
get
couldn't
under
see
him right
that.
here. 3 to go. Here you go. Junior goes.
Oh, he gave him way too much ground there.
Too much.
They'll be side by side down the back straightaway.
Ooh, man, that was tight off turn 2. He's got him. I believe he's got him this time.
Oh no!
Now here comes Clint Boyer to take the yellow flag.
That's exactly what Darrell Waltrip was saying.
And wild thing, Kyle Busch makes contact.
I see why that person said, Claudia, no. They would have won.
He had a really good shot at it this
He
one.
would have won. He had a good card.
But hey, before that one though, I will say it was bad on Dale for giving Kyle Busch all that room.
I think I've seen a clip of that right before. So
You just didn't realize what the race was.
yeah, I was thinking that Dale won. I was about convinced towards the end that, okay, maybe I was right. Maybe I did
too
know
hard, and of course Junior's not cutting him any slack. He's keeping him pinned down, but can't.
I'm sure all the gosh, I can talk. Fans were crying in the stands.
Oh yeah, they were very unhappy. Like this is the night.
Especially since he hadn't won in 2 years.
This is the night where Kyle Busch became the hated Kyle Busch.
Yeah, it's like don't mess with the most popular driver.
But the 18 just gets up the hill a little too much and gets into him and it turns him around.
I would have loved to see crowd's reaction.
Hello, back here.
Junior was turning down. Kyle Busch pushed.
I would have loved to see the crowd's reaction.
There just wasn't enough
if
racetrack
there was
between them.
fans at Darlington. Not the one we just watched, but where Kyle
it doesn't work.
wrecked Chase or whatever, and he flipped him off. I would have loved to have heard.
I saw the wheels on the 18 car turn to the
crowd
right
would have
just ever so
There's been a few races here I'd love to see how the crowd would react. Like Cole Custer's first win, that would have been interesting.
Junior over there. I think that's what you saw.
Well, the fellow who had the best view was Clint Boyer, and he'll share it with us.
Yeah, watch this view.
It'll be a real good view for him coming off.
Oh, okay, here I come.
Just stay on the bottom.
Kyle Busch is going to say,
I'm the leader now.
Junior cut down on him, didn't give him enough room. There's Junior pedaling it right there. That's how Kyle got alongside of him.
Told you that pedigree car was up to no good.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. will get these 4 fresh tires. He's still on the lead lap. We have 16 cars on the lead lap. And we're pretty much will have a 2-lap shootout.
You good over there?
Yeah, I think he wanted to see.
We're inside of 10 laps to go.
You want to watch the racing?
So now you're Kyle Busch, and now you got somebody else in front of you.
Okay,
what
were you telling me to look at?
Than Boyer.
I was just saying they were putting 4 fresh tires on Dale Jr.'s car. It's like he's still got all that damage though.
Yeah.
Only 8 times
Oh, he wants to get up there.
No, he's not gonna do that.
Talking about Clint Boyer.
Like I've done it before, I'll do it again.
Mark Martin sitting back here, and look, Tony Stewart has gotten himself into the picture. Tony's up to 4th.
And Kevin Harvick is still the first car with fresh tires
Kitty.
in 6th place. Now, we've run a few laps. Is that still a factor?
Well, I think it is, but I don't think there's enough laps now. And besides, he didn't make very much progress with those new tires.
And Dale Jr.
I guess they didn't bother fixing all the damage because they knew they'd be so far behind. It's like it's 2 to go. Just get out there and go.
Perhaps from victory lane.
I'm not sure how much security they have here at Richmond, but they better be calling.
As long as there's no overtime.
Okay, now Dale Jr.'s wreck. Someone said, "Who's your pick now, Claudia?"
This is a sport of passion. Passion for your
Stupid
driver.
things. I needed to go. Who's the top couple people? I know you got Kyle Busch, Clint Boyer. Who? I need to know
It was
who's
the
else.
topic at the top of our show. It's Saturday night short track racing under the lights, and this is what we
This
have.
is why I like the Fox's new graphic that has the
Mark Martin's there, Tony Stewart's there.
Okay, Mark Martin.
Busch was
I
at
like
the
him.
center of it. Stephen Wallace bumped him out of the way. He bumped Stephen, and Stephen rammed him in turn 1. And when Kyle went to talk to Stephen about it, Stephen grabs his helmet, and Kyle says, "Come on, you want some of me?" But the unprofessional action was that of Wallace last evening, post-race, when he rammed Busch down in turn number 1. Up till that point, it was just
The
racing.
cat is over hanging out by the Alex Bowman door, checking it out.
Right now, I'm
It's
trying
like, what's
to figure
this
out an escape
piece?
plan
I don't.
myself.
I've never seen this before.
Those black helicopters you're always seeing. You want one?
I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about it. I'm worried about the guy driving the 18 car. How's he going to get out of here?
But one thing about it, Mike, you're
get that
right,
off. We don't need to
is
sit that way.
the more caution laps they run, the
Wow,
cooler
hey,
the
hover
tires
back
are
over the
getting
top.
on those
Oh.
cars that have the older.
Maybe
hot
it
tires
is just right at the race.
Wow.
I thought it had a bunch of
Yeah,
extra
Darryl, we've
victory
got a lot of drivers in
lane
this sport who
stuff
wanted to win
and
badly.
whatever.
Which I guess because of
interviews.
all these late race crashes and then that big red
Moves late in the
flag.
race.
Yeah, so.
And one of the biggest of them was Dale Earnhardt when he turned Terry Labonte around at Bristol. The fans didn't like it, but Earnhardt went on to become one of the biggest names in the sport. He was already. Didn't hurt much of his fan base, and you know, Kyle Kyle Busch has his detractors and his fans.
No, and
we'll see what happens.
DannyBTalks, when are you starting Danny B Motorsports? That's going to take a lot of years on YouTube and saving to do that.
He gave him a cheap shot. He was just trying too hard.
There was no give and take, and you're not going to have any give and take.
A second YouTube channel for something other than NASCAR just to make more money.
Dale Jr. off turn 2, Dale Jr. said, "Uh-oh,
Danny B
in
cooking.
trouble here."
Oh no.
Danny B travels.
Danny B doesn't even cook at home, so why would he make a channel on that?
Danny B Fitness.
Okay,
where Kyle would have gotten back by him.
Danny B Fishing. You've already started the channel for that. It's got some subscribers.
I don't have any time to ever go film for
the biggest
that.
beneficiary of this caution. He comes out of it with the lead. If
They're
you're
like,
Kyle Busch and you got to shake off this incident,
win.
what have you got to do to get up on the wheel with 2 laps to go and still try and win this race?
I'm still going to try to win this race.
All right.
I mean, you
I wish that they had
that kind of driver. I don't think
double file restarts in this time. Like that would
I think that's a
make this
racing
finish
incident in
like
his
really
mind, and
exciting,
I'm going
seeing
after
how
the
they
win
go.
if it's got to do the same thing to this cat. If it should turn out that way. I got to tell you.
Danny B reacts. Danny B singing. Oh, definitely not that one.
This ain't the end
After
of
30 days, I could not believe my before and after picture. I literally rolled back the hands of time.
Chisel your jaw.
No, his intention was to pass Dale Jr., and they got together.
You're going to pass Dale Jr. the way Jr.'s running. You've
Yep.
got to get into the corner before Jr. does, and that's what he was trying to do. You see the
beat
wheel
up
mark
like
on the
crazy.
side. Here's one more look.
I mean, here he is. He's underneath of him, and Junior knows right here. Uh-oh, I think I got my hands full now, because it's a drag race into the third turn. They're side by side. Kyle gets a little bit loose getting in there. See how he gets loose and he starts washing up, and Junior's right on him. There's no room.
Hey, it says we have 200 people watching.
Wow, 200 people. They must have knew what was about to happen. They all got in here just in time.
Yes, if you just joined, like the video, hit the little thumbs up button.
Subscribe if you're new, by the way. We do a lot of good NASCAR YouTube content on here. And
mainly just him. I just come in for these live stream race watch-alongs, but you'll see more of him than me.
Mainly me, and make sure you also go support other NASCAR YouTube content creators.
That's the only hope he had.
I've been really trying to stress that here lately, and I think it's very good to support everyone who's trying to make entertaining and educational content. It's good for all ages.
Jeff, you've had a chance to look at all these replays. What do you think?
We have 2 to go. Let's see who wins.
It's real simple.
Definitely not Dale Jr.
I was outside. I saw all the Dale Earnhardt Jr. fans standing up cheering him on, and it's going to be hard for them to understand that. They haven't had the privilege of hearing all this explanation that you guys have
We're still listening on alternate Danny B channels, Danny B Education.
Trying to get out of Richmond because it's going to be ugly. They're not going to forgive him for a long time to come. I believe it was a good, honest racing incident, but man, when you wreck a guy who hadn't won a race in 70-some races, it'd be a long time for somebody to explain that one.
You didn't just wreck a guy. It was Dale Earnhardt.
Oh, this is Danny.
They're shaking their fist.
Danny B Airlines, Danny B Football.
What is it, Danny B?
What we really expected tonight.
I can't read that.
Danny BB Danny.
I thought it said Daddy.
Oh gosh.
Not yet.
Right now, Clint Boyer,
Danny B Dabby.
He is
oh my gosh.
locked and ready to rock. He's going to be coming out.
Danny B Politics.
I would not be surprised.
Hey, look who it is.
Hey Jarrett, what's going on, dude?
A guy with plenty of
Danny B Politics.
But how much trouble is Clint Boyer in? We've said all
Listen,
weekend
Jarrett,
that
I have the
Children's
best
cars would be
politics.
strong.
Okay.
No one is better at politics than I am.
Of overdrive, green, white checker.
Danny B needs to
Boyer's
stop
been
it.
good. All the children's cars have been pretty good.
All right, here we go.
On this restart
Going
right
racing.
here. How he gets a restart. How he gets off the line. You got to get off the line. And he's right there with him as Tommy 18 is. Mark Martin right there anticipated that start, laid back a little bit. He's got a good look at this thing.
Yeah, the guy that did not get a good restart was Tony Stewart back there. Boyer gets a good run.
Yeah, I think it's
turn
going to be
2 now. Mark Martin's
Whoa,
on the rear
loose.
bumper, that 18 car.
Tony Stewart on back was too far
Martin's
back
gonna
to do
pack it down into
anything.
turn 3 and 4. They'll be side by side. White
Mark
flag
Martin
this
gets
time.
second.
That's what Clint Boyer needed to see. Kyle Busch occupied.
White flag?
Yep.
With Mark Martin for second.
Yeah, Boyer's got it made now. I mean, this race with the Mark in the 18 car, he'll just drive off and leave them.
They're racing like crazy.
Well, they're side by side.
I think it'll be Clint Boyer. I don't
Crazy
think
behind you.
Now,
them
this
two
is
can
it
catch up. It's too
for the
late.
win. Clint Boyer's going to take it to the bank, take it to BB&T, and cash the check. He wins in Richmond.
Hey.
Wow. So you never expected that one.
No. Watching that race, I don't think I would have.
So Denny Hamlin dominates the entire race. Has tire issues late in it. Dale Jr. gets wrecked from the lead by Kyle Busch, making Kyle Busch the most hated driver in NASCAR still to this day.
Clint Boyer scores his second sprint.
And Clint Boyer gets his second career victory.
When was his first?
The second win for Richard Childress Racing in 2008. Jeff Burton victorious at Bristol.
Good for that team. Appreciate it.
Clint Boyer's dad up on the roof spot.
$5 from SBWRIE. I'm just going to spell it out. Danny BB&T.
There we go.
380 laps, can't win it. Dale Jr. gets the lead in the closing laps. Can't win it.
I was hoping Martin would win, but I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Team Chevy.
Especially this time. Well, even now he doesn't get many wins. I was going to say even then, because,
Great race for second place here. But Mark Martin has did a great job all night long. Had a fast car. Gives Kyle a lot of room here. Kyle's good off the top here, off of turn 4.
Because the last time off turn 4, Kyle got real loose.
Real loose, but I think he really timed it right that time.
Controversy. Oh, a bent bumper or two. Surprise winner at Short Track Saturday night.
He's a tall guy.
Yeah. Crew member not too happy there.
Oh, well, I guess that's it.
That's it. That's all they're going to show us on the old NASCAR YouTube channel.
I guess so.
So, now so far in our 4 classic race watch-alongs, we've seen Jeff Gordon win the 1997 All-Star race. Saw Tony Stewart win a crazy one at Sonoma. And
Which I got that one right.
Yep. And Tony Stewart won at Daytona in 2009. And now Clint Boyer. That's a name we didn't expect to see in a classic race. So Clint Boyer takes the victory.
Before we go, we got a super chat.
Appreciate that. How about that? From Nicholas Gray, appreciate that. 1818, I guess, to celebrate the man who was the quote star of the night in this one. Happy birthday, Danny B. Here's $18 for the Rowdy Nation.
All right. Well, we like Kyle Busch for that.
Yep. Appreciate everyone who come out and watch this with us. 176 still in here. Appreciate it, everyone.
Yeah.
Be sure to click the like button. You can go back and rewatch this later after YouTube takes however long to process it. Streams are usually over 2 hours, take a while to process. But we will be live here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central Time for the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. Right now, no guests. It's my birthday. We might have a little bit more fun. A little bit more relaxed show tomorrow. But anyways, we appreciate everyone for being here.
And come back next week. I think we're going to do a Bristol Classic race watch along.
It shouldn't be as long because we're not doing a 500-mile or 500-lap race this time.
Bristol, oh no.
No, we're going to be watching the 2009 Scott's Turf Builder 300 next week, which was the first race that I ever attended in person. Not sure on the date. I will let everyone know. Be watching out for the community tab, and you'll find out when we'll be going live with that one. So, as always, though, we appreciate everyone for being here, and we will see you next time. Bye guys.
Thanks.